about Game 5 here. So can they make it happen today? Once again, only one LPL team can advance to face off against T1 tomorrow. It is time to send it to the final best of 5 between these two teams. It's going to be BLG versus anyone's legends.
Oh, I'm here. Just in time. Just in time. 3, 2, 1. We're here! Hello. Hi Femi, how are you doing? I just woke up. Good morning. I made some coffee though. 커피 좀 끓여 왔습니다. 겨우 왔네 진짜. 오늘 거짓말 안 할걸 알람을 한 7번 정도 끈 것 같은데 알람을. I like literally snoozed like 7 times today. Oh man. 소리 이상 무아 감사합니다. Thank you, very 감사. Perfect timing, Fevy. Yo, thanks, both. Thank you. Thank you and thank you. Yo, Corey, thank you for the soul for shout out. Welcome to the Meeple family. Thank you. Thank you. Rematch LPL finals.
I'm Medic. I'm honored to be joined by Azale and ready to kick this one off.
I'm excited to witness this rematch. AL
you, Corey.
have gotten the better of BLG throughout spring.
Make sure to check out the first below the panels and check out some emotes as well.
We got some words of wisdom from Knight. They have to control
Tarzan, king of the jungle.
They need time for their setups, and I wonder what approach they're
그래도 오늘 타잔이랑 카일 선수 응원해야죠.
Things like TF,
우리 한국 선수들이잖아. Have to cheer for Tarzan and Kyle, yes. Kyle Bard waiting room. Kyle Boulder waiting room.
A little bit of a surprise, but clearly targeting Bin on the top side.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Has been really high
Pabbe's draft.
To me, champions like Talia as
We'll
well have really been shining.
Boulder?
I think
Yeah.
Talia
We saw
rise
Boulder
very
yesterday,
high
but,
both these champions are these kind of global,
didn't really
semi-global
turn
style
out very
champions,
well.
allow you to attack side lanes, but they are also ones that work really well in the 5v5s, which I think is keeping them at the top of people's priority list.
And alongside that, a support that works
Sally
really well
is
in the
loud.
5v5
Hello,
is
Fevy.
Nico. Both
Wait, what
these
happened?
players
His mouse?
incredibly experienced
His
on the
mic
camp.
may be too
An
loud
80%
or
win rate
something.
on one side of the rift, a 92% win rate on the other side of the rift.
Oh, no.
Wouldn't be surprised if we see that prio'd early.
With the Rumble banned away, BLG have to make some difficult choices now because a lot of
판테온
big priority
개사기
picks are
챔프.
available. The Talia
판테온
you were just
broken ass
talking about,
champion.
Azale, naturally rises in priority. Remember, things like the Azir, something we don't often see from Knight, also has to be a big point of priority potentially for AL, but maybe they forego it. Things like the Annie also really important in the
I
draft.
feel like it has to be first pick Talia. If that's up, it's almost a guarantee. So
아니.
now we have to find the response. Is it going to be Rise? Is it
다들
going to be
BLG가
Azir?
당연히
You know, those
떨어지는
seem kind of like
것처럼
the answers that I would
행동하시는데
be
아직
looking
모릅니다.
towards. Grab one of those higher
We don't know, maybe
priority
BLG gonna
heroes
like
to pair
start playing
alongside
really
it,
crazy.
and then go from there.
I think Rise is a really good denial pick as well. Shanks has a 91% win rate on it this year. Instead, it is going to be the Azir alongside
Azir!
which does push Sion further down in priority.
Exactly. I really
I'm
like Trundle
surprised
here
I
because
played
it is a good
Trundle
pairing. It
here
is that AD
with
jungler,
Azir.
but also it is denying
아제르
some of these
트런들은
blind picks by
이유인가?
nature of how effective it is. Like you say, the Sion, the Orin, some of the best blind picks
Imagine
available
picking
right
Poppy
now
on this side.
are going to be
BLG
taken away.
picks
Things
Poppy
like
support,
Rumble
that'd be
and Gwen,
super
also pretty
funny.
solid blind picks. Those are gone.
You can like
I am so
stun them
not a
into the
fan
pillar,
of the
stun them
Yorick
into the
blind. I
Azir
do think
ulti.
it is very easy to punish,
Very
but it
good
has
comp.
been very popular in the LPL, so we'll see if they are going to lock it in.
No
thing that
way, they
surprises
pick Yorick
me
here.
is that
No way, they
BLG
pick Yorick here.
foregoing something like an
No
Annie
way,
Wukong,
they
which
pick
would very
Yorick
much stay
here.
true to their style and
뭐
instead
럼블 벤이라서
prioritizing the
다음으로
Azir for
강력한
Knight.
탑
I'm
라이너?
excited to see how
이런
he performs
느낌인가?
on the champion alongside Beishwan on this
Man,
Trundle
imagine-
with the
Who would have
Yorick
imagined
locked into
Yorick
front
would be
row.
meta in
World-class, one of the
Purplane?
best Yorick players in the world, but to pick the blind, as you've
2025,
already highlighted,
Yorick
a
is
lot of risks
meta.
associated with that.
And on
Holy
the other side of the
moly.
rift, you have Bin, who has always been willing to
Throughout
pick
his whole
good
career,
counters.
we
Looking
never
back to
saw
when he
Yorick
was in his
ever.
rookie year on Suning, things like the Fiora, the Aurelia would come out when he had good counter picks. Aurelia
We
here
saw
would
some
really
Mordekaiser in the
slap
past,
a bit.
but
I mean, it would be really crazy if he went
before
for
the
it. I also think there
rework,
are
Mordekaiser's
very good
Dragon was
answers,
really busted.
Like just going towards the Scion, like
Mordekaiser
just going towards the
ADC
Cho'Gath.
angle?
I think these are great answers to the Yorick. You can go towards
진이라고?
something
오,
like
진이야.
the Aatrox, but
카일
I don't
버드?
think it's nearly as strong of an
진.
answer. been
For
obviously
hope?
on the Jax is ultimate comfort.
진바드
Hasn't been
나오는 거
playing a
아니야?
ton this year, but I don't think we're gonna get it. I think we are just kind of
첫
waiting for
번부터
that
진바드?
later pick. Nico, you had already
Nico
touched on, is
can't play
so
Bard
high
into
priority,
Nico.
not only because it has the explosive engagement,
브로크
but because it has the
잡이야.
dominant lane phase. You can play for the
니코
2v2.
사이
We of course do see
세프.
that it is Jin locked in for hope here, but you
No
can
wonder
get
they
a
banned
strong long
Karma.
range AD pairing
They banned
here
Karma
with
because they
Elk,
wanted to
play
pick
that
the
poke
next
style in the
best
2v2.
poke support.
And almost always we see the
Nico.
Nico coming out with early prio.
I mean, I will say, these were not what I was expecting in terms of the priorities.
Old
for the
Yorick
first pick.
feed enemy carry
So we
and
just
coffee them
foregone
and
the-
win.
the top lane
Oh,
response from
wait, I
BLG.
totally forgot what Old Yorick did.
Not looking in the jungle on the side of AL. Things like Xin Zhao and Wukong both
I
still
forgot.
available. Neither of them going to be banned away.
I forgot
Instead,
what they
the
did.
support pool is going to be targeted. Rel and
Rell이랑
Aurelius removed from the pool
노틸러스까지
alongside the
밴이라고요?
Karma increases the value of this Nico. And now Kyle really going to be tested in what else he has in store to try and match up into the Nico.
BLG
You are looking at a
짜요.
support from the LPL who can match up into difficult matchups. It's Kyle, best support in the league in a lot of people's
Trundle top vs
estimations.
Yorick?
I think his MSI has been
Nah,
a little bit
there's
more
no way that's top.
downplayed
That's
than he could
jungle.
have been, but the expectation is here in a series that is basically home turf, he should be able to really shine.
What is
Absolutely.
there
He
to
doesn't
play,
have,
like
all
Jax?
that experience on the international
Olaf
stage
for
here.
Jax?
But it is, we're waiting for Kyle and
Corki.
Tarzan. We're waiting for those
Who's
picks
playing?
here for AL, and they were kind of the shining stars here, I think, on AL in the LPL. This jungle support duo have been absolutely stellar for them. Elk, considering the Corki here, I do think it is a really strong 2v2 if they want to go that way. And I like it quite a lot as an answer here. It's going to be very difficult, I think, for Kyle to grab a support that is going to really give them the advantage. So they may just have to kind of seed the 2v2, play the map, and look
I don't
elsewhere.
know
Because
about
clearly
the
you
Corki,
already
guys.
have a strong tendency to
I mean,
go towards that
Gumaishi
York. You
did
wanna
do
play towards it, try to
65,000
prioritize
damage
growth,
yesterday
being able
on
to win
Corki.
that side lane with the Talia. And I think all of their picks are
Bard!
첫
번부터 받은?
Barda!
Lock it in,
You can
lock it in,
really get
lock
on
it
the
in,
map,
lock
work
it
well
in.
with whatever symbol does get locked in here for Tarzan. And I
Barda,
think
Barda,
that
Barda.
Finn is going to have
볼드
a
볼드 볼드
difficult job
볼드
up
볼드
here.
볼드. 아니 첫 번부터 받으는 좀
round things
부담스러운데?
they could do with a little bit more engage. I mean,
I just
they
woke
could
up.
just go for the Xin. I mean, Beishuan locking in the Trundle. He was very much expecting this
She's
to be
amazing.
the matchup, but Talia Xin is just such an
Man, every day is actually a
potent
Bard day, huh? Every day
jungle
is a Bard
combo.
day.
I mean, again, they have a
And
decent amount
another
of poke on
one.
the side of AL with both Jhin
Another
and
one,
the Talia
another
at
one,
your
and another
disposal.
one.
It means you can just chip away at the HP. Wanting to go for a little bit more team fight power and engage. The Wukong can pair nicely up with the Bard. Cheeky hover of the Camille. I
Okay,
wonder if
we
that's the
we
direction they're
won.
gonna go.
I
You
mean,
can
Bard
contemplate
won.
some parries that can be used by Finn.
We
Camille, I think, is a good
won.
matchup into Yorick. I do think you can play things like
I'm
Fiora as
suddenly
well.
part of the
Aurelia's
team,
incredible.
guys.
If you want to go tank,
I mean,
you
they
can look
picked
towards
me!
Shogat
They
the
picked the
Asylum, he is
Feviknight!
banned away. Jax,
kidding,
I
I'm
think,
not
is
Bard.
fine, but you can be poked down
바드
a lot
킹이에요, 바드
easier
가자.
than some of these other matchups. You know, Yorick, yes, of course, you do still have
아니
some
갑자기
auto attack
우리라고
damage coming
하는데
through, but it has been
야,
going towards the try
오해하지
and
말길
true. He is
바라십니다.
insanely
바드를
comfortable on this
응원하는
pick. You
거지.
absolutely can outscale the Yorick, but I do worry about the early stages.
카일
Wander
선수가
very
바드를 되게
comfortable
좋아하시는군.
on this Yorick, and I do think it can be a pretty good early matchup there.
Every
for the Yorick,
day
constantly poking and
is-
prodding away with his Jax. And if he gets put behind, Jax's really can
every
struggle.
single day.
It was only
Hard
last year that we were saying on the caster desk, this was a champion you couldn't give Bin.
Yeah.
So coming into this tournament, the fact that this is going to be his first game at MSI, you already mentioned it, Azale. He's been moving away from this Jax pick, but when we think about Bin, when we think about his recent history, Camille and Jax were the two champions that
Time to
many
post on
around
Twitter
the world
once I-
were afraid to give him just because of how talented he was on
The
the pick.
And that's why it
freest
has been a bit
board
of a
angle
strange
I've
thing
ever
to
seen
watch
in
him
my
the
life.
LPL this split,
니코
where it's
상대로
spamming
좀 빡세긴
Rumble and
한데.
spamming Yorick, and it's not really been what we have kind of expected to see from this guy. And to be frank, he hasn't been as dominant as we expect from him either in the LPL. So we'll see if we can get some shades of Gigabin from ages past in Game 1.
BLG have been a shadow of their former selves. They're not the team you expect to make back-to-back finals internationally. They're not the team you expect to push T1 to 5 games. But with the addition of Beishuan, with the changing of coaching staff in the middle of the split, things have started to go towards a more rosy direction. The question for BLG is, can they overcome the hurdle that has been AL for them throughout the entirety of
Gigabin.
playoffs? Anyone mentioned on the other side of the rift in their
Is
first
Bin gonna
international
carry,
tournament,
guys?
the first international tournament for
T1 bar.
there was a lot of hope in this roster.
T1
but
bar
implementation
user!
as
Kyle's
well.
like one of the
The
only
LPL
ones
fans
using
not
T1
quite
bar
sure
though.
yet if AL is who they want to represent them on the biggest stage. Finn's gonna pass down to bot as he just looks.
T1 바드
it's not
사용하는
fair.
몇 안
It's
되는
on-
분 아니
on
다들
bot down to
바드
the
막
bot, and
3, 4
that's
바드나
how
다른 거
it's
사용하시더라.
Wow.
Well, great. They're just all over the map in the early game.
우리
aren't they,
지원
as
봐도
we
얼마나
jump into
이쁜데.
game one.
The nemesis of casters everywhere, Nico.
Let's
I will
go.
say, I didn't
하나,
realize this
둘,
before
셋.
the game,
파즈
but in the
파이팅!
rankings, both
보르도!
these teams on exactly the same amount of points, sitting in 4th
1, 2,
place.
3, board
It's
of
not
fighting.
often we actually see teams that are that tied on those power rankings. Obviously, all
Nemesis
algorithm-based,
mention?
so doesn't always account for every minutiaea of League of
What
Legends.
is that?
Awarded there, so a little bit of an accident. AL not communicating who's actually
잠시만요.
going to drop the ward, and it is
저거
of course
싫어요.
spotted by Beishwan.
아니 솔랭에서는 이스팝 하는 게 보이스 하는 프로 팀이 같이 연습도 많이 하시는데 저런 와드 실수를 하다니. 그러니까 더블 와드 실수는 좀 아픈데.
Through the playoffs as well, both these teams meeting up 2 times. BLG taking AL to 5 games on their first attempt. In the second attempt, didn't
Kyle,
go so well
please.
for them. We saw
Please
Tarzan
build
cracking
login
out
and
the Z
celestial
in game 4,
position,
managing
okay?
to pick up the win. I
Please.
think for BLG, they'll be hoping this isn't the start of a trend. 3-2, 3-1. On the international stage, obviously BLG have a little bit more pedigree.
역시 바드는 감전 바드지.
And talking with some of the analysts
Let's get
from
Bart.
from the LPL
Really
as well,
smart.
my impression
Really
of the
smart.
teams was that BLG was this hyper proactive
야,
team.
beat 'em up,
They
beat 'em
loved
up,
to
beat 'em
play
up.
for the
야, 야,
side
야.
lanes, they loved to tower
Boom,
dive
boom,
you.
boom, boom,
They were
boom.
always the first to start
감전
the fight,
받으러 그냥
grab
막
these
니코
neutrals.
그냥
And I felt like
1렙부터
AL did such a
겁나
fantastic
패는 거야.
job of reading them because they find a bit of an advantage
Lucky
already in the
miss.
bot lane 2 versus 2.
Yeah, I don't
They just
really
found
like.
an
I've
effective
actually
way
been
of
taking
controlling
electrocuted in my
that
solo
aggression,
queue.
and Tarzan just did a
Electrocute feels
fantastic
so
job
much better
of
than
tracking Beishwan.
so
Right now,
much
junglers
better
are on
than
the opposite sides of the
Spellbook.
map,
I'm so
and
sorry,
this AL
Polly.
bottom lane will need to be careful
carry
because
out.
Beishwan will
Spellbook's
be
only
heading in this
good
direction, but for
if
now,
nothing happens
they're
in
winning
lane.
out on the trades with this early level 2.
I mean, Hope and Kyle are playing this
But if
2v2
you have a lot of
incredibly
trades,
well.
I feel
so
like
aggressive. They use the heal
Spellbook
off
is
of
just
Kyle
not
to get
good.
move speed to Hope, so he can actually get in range for his 4th shot, take a
Chaos
really good
work on
trade.
Nico
You know, multiple
ulti.
times was
Nico
able to
ult
get
is
the big trade in
airborne.
onto Elk, who has already used his
Airborne,
potion.
you can't
Both
really
potions were
QSS
gone
or
from on
cleanse
as
or do
well.
anything on that.
Your eyes
So
on
Mikhail
Beishwan
doesn't
in the
work.
fog of war. He's skipping those bot side camps and he's
He
looking
should
to make
never
his
build
presence
Mikhails
known to
into
the bot
enemy
side
comp.
already, but
It's really bad.
Hope and Kyle, they're showing that respect.
They saw him.
Oh, they saw him, they saw him, they saw him.
Comes around
Make
the
portal,
corner
make
with the
portal!
present domain,
Oh, he
gets
doesn't
the
have
slow
portal.
onto
It's over.
Hope, looking at the pillar as well. Barrier
It's
coming out from
over!
But it's just extinguished.
It's over! 정글
We talked
차이!
about it. The
정글
jungler was
차이!
backing
정글
towards the bot side
차이!
of the map. They should have
아니,
been more
라인전
respectful of that
잘하고
possible early
있었는데.
gank, but Beishwan draws first blood in
Man,
the
he
series.
didn't have
Yeah,
portal,
neither
he
of them,
went
even
over
with the push
you.
there, actually got a ward into the river,
No
not
portal.
expecting an early gank here from the Trundle.
아니,
and
너무
Beishwan
저거-
makes
저거는
them pay
좀-
for it big time. The fact that it goes
1렙에
over to Elk
관문을
as well
찍었다면?
is really going to
Level
hurt.
2
The
portal?
lone blessing is that Elk did at least spend his flash to get that kill, so there might be an
이거는
opportunity
솔직히
for Tarzan
말해서
to try to even
마드
the
두
score
개
here
박힌
a little bit later
스노볼이다.
on.
Yeah,
인정?
Hope holding onto that summon to make sure that
아니
he knew
애초에
there was
트런들
no
정글에
real reason
와드
flashing
하나만
away, especially
박았으면
with
이거
Tarzan in
오는 거
front
다
of him.
보였을 텐데
We see
바텀에.
Tarzan pathing down towards this bottom side, has finished his full clear, so really wants to get a double scuttle.
I mean, he
Kyle
skipped his
pushing
camps
forward,
and like
gets a bit of
if
vision
AL
for him
actually
to
warded
allow
properly
that
instead of
net
warding
safety,
2 wards in one
making sure that
place,
he can
I
seal
think
away
that would
these
have
2
worked.
camps from Beishwan, who is
I think
still
they
on
would
his
have seen
blue buff
him.
because of the earlier gank.
Yep.
Yeah, Tarzan going to be able to get
It's
this
okay, though.
double scuttle, no
Big
problem
board, though.
here. And you can see
어차피
Finn
라인전은
having a good time up in that top lane, does have the HP advantage.
대충
Still has
해도
the extra
되는
potion
거라.
as well, so the early trades
솔직히
definitely
감전될
going
줄은
in his
몰랐습니다.
favor.
이거는.
Mid lane
I
just been
didn't
kind of
really think
quietly
Bard was gonna go
both
ledge kit here.
of these
So
mid laners farming away. Shanks though got the early tier.
It makes
and
sense.
has
I
had the
guess
push,
you have
so
Jhin, you're
gonna be
trying to win
comfortable
lane.
with the position that he's in
Go ledge
already.
kit. Beitron the goat.
Flandre just getting
Yeah,
pushed back a
Beitron
bit, but
actually
that
popping
mid-lane
off
matchup
today.
what I
Is that what
wanna
is happening?
highlight, actually, because Shanks coming into his first international
Time
tournament
to
after joining WE Academy
BLG
all the way
time
back in
to
2020,
beat up AL.
debuting with WE in 2021,
Only to lose to T1
has
again.
come out and
Let's
quoted
go.
himself saying, it is a long road. You have to go through failures
go.
if you want to get towards the victories. Knight, on the other hand, has felt like he has only had victories throughout his career.
Yeah, absolutely. And I
AL이랑
think as a
T1이랑
result,
뜨는 거 보고
it's
싶다.
almost
근데
more
AL이
impressive
만약에
to see
BLG한테
Shanks
지면은
from where he came to where he is now. So many players in league come in, and when they don't have immediate success, they're just replaced. They can't shine on a bad
다들 승부
roster,
예측 다
and they just
망한
get
거 아닌가?
overlooked. They're just kind of lumped in with the rest of the team. He was on
당연히
a
AL이
0-16
이길 거라고 다
WE
전 세계가
roster.
다
They then went
얘기하고
4 and
있는데
12.
처음은
And for him to still be able to actually
갱을
stand out on a
성공하는
roster that is
베이트런.
dead last, that is struggling
하지만
that hard
보시면은
in the
이제
LPL, and for him to be
50이
able to claw
바위의
and
두 개를 이제
grind
먹은
his way
거죠.
up to where
Kong's gonna
he
get
is
double
now.
scuttle. So Trundle
On
actually
the
falls behind a
precipice of
lot
making the lower bracket finals, where he's already
for
top
that
four
bot
at
gang.
MSI,
바텀
where he's
갱을
won
간
an LPL
죄로
championship. I think is
정글은
nothing short
좀
of
차이가 나기
amazing.
시작했죠.
The fact
캠프.
that
하지만 여기서 정글 정글
Fortnite in the
또
finals, I
온다면.
think was very meaningful for him as well,
But they
considering
see it this
who
time.
Knight is in the
It's
LPL
awarded
now,
this
how
time.
dominant he has been for so long.
이번에는 와드가 있었지롱! 나쁜 놈. 다들 3대장 페비나이트 캐리어가
I think Shanks has been stellar at MSI. I felt that he actually outperformed Chovy in their best of 5. I feel like he is actually the best
다들
performing
애호가라고
mid-laner at the tournament thus
불러주세요.
far.
아니 근데
So to
요즘
me, he
진짜
really has
감전받은
been
다시
standing
하기
out. That's not
시작했습니다.
always the case when
봉풀출
someone
수마도 다음
finally
패치
gets their big
높으라고
break, when
하는데
they
굳이
finally make it to
봉풀출을 더
MSI.
이상 연습 안 해도
Sometimes
될
players
듯?
do struggle under those bright lights. It's
수마
a different
높으면은
environment than
솔직히
you're used to,
봉풀출
but
줄
Shanks
이유가
has been
없긴
able to
해
become
근데.
acclimated right away and hit the ground running.
And that's no disrespect to Knight as well, because he's had a phenomenal tournament himself. He's been a large part of why BLG is even in this position, and so many games we've seen him have those standout miracle plays. Even in their loss to T1, his Ari did so much work to make that game much closer than it should have been. So
AQ
it's a
Ari, I
matchup that
still
we're super
remember.
excited for. Knight honestly said that we
Uh-oh.
don't typically see him on. One of the champions that
Okay.
people often say he
Never mind.
can't play is
I
this
thought we were about
Azir.
to see something.
So eyes are on this mid lane matchup.
AO
Right now,
wins
there
and
is a
T1 wins
2-goal
MSI.
difference between the two mid laners.
I hope AO
Shanks
wins
looking for
here.
a play.
A good seismic shove will chunk out Knight just a little bit. Kyle here to shadow his mid laner as well as we see the lane swaps beginning. BLG moving their bot lane up towards the top side of the map.
Exactly, and we're not actually seeing Hope match right now. He is heading back out towards bot lane, so it is going to be these non-standard lanes.
Flandre on the weak side
trying to
duty.
stay in range of experience, trying to be around as much as he can to pick up some of the CS.
아니 웨이브
That means is we'll see a
눈물
drop
나네,
for
요리.
Grubs exchange over the
Yorick
next
is
couple of minutes. Grubs
crying.
up in a minute's time.
Crying
Dragon has
tears.
been cleared out here by anyone's
저런.
legend, and you can see a couple of pings coming down on it as well from BLG.
I'm surprised the teams don't
expecting it
really
to be
match the
started
swaps
by
anymore.
their LPL counterparts.
The big
Flandre
problem is,
forced down
though,
a little bit.
I mean, Flandre not able to actually get any of the CS. Look on the other side. The CS gap is actually opening up quite a lot now, as Bin was completely uncontested. He was actually laning 1v0 for quite a long time down there, and just now, Hope and Kyle got down, put a little bit of pressure on, but then they're already leaving the lane. So Bin is just having the time of his life, holding the wave by his tower, getting all of this gold, while his counterpart on the other side is not getting anything. And York has to be able to succeed in the side lane to really succeed in the game.
What's really interesting right now is AL, rather than just committing to a cross map and saying we'll just take the Drake, they've actually moved their bot lane to mid. They've gotten the push. They've sent Shanks towards the
Okay,
bot lane
Bordeaux's
matchup.
here trying to
Won't
help
have
his
its TP
ass.
available
Okay.
just yet, but it will be up soon. And it looks like AL are saying
Placing
we want
W in
those
the bush
grubs.
for Vision
This is
Fighter.
not uncharacteristic of
다들
what we saw in the
W로
finals,
부시에
where there
그
was a
시야
lot of
체크를
fighting
하는
over
겁니다.
those grubs in
참고로.
particular. AL really
W
values
쓰면은
them.
시야가
They're gonna
보이거든.
start this objective off.
Putting the maiden down as well just gives you a lot more clear on these grubs. Tarzan jumping through them. It's Beishwang doing the
I think
Drake, so
they're
the
just
exchange
trading
has
objectives
occurred. It's
here.
just gone in the opposite direction to how we expected it. As we will see AL picking up the grubs and BLG getting themselves on the board.
Here
in
should
terms
shove
of
and go
dragons.
solo
And
grubs.
AL
Oh, they're gonna grab
absolutely needed
grubs
to get the
together, I
grubs
think.
after what they gave up on the bot side. You know, Bin is now so far ahead. 26 CS up,
No need to
500
solo
gold
it.
is the lead. Plus, there is, you know, a little
Shanks
bit
is
of
actually,
experience that Flandre has been able to obviously grab, so he's kept pretty close in
Yeah,
that.
Shanks
but,
is even in
Bin
gold.
really opening up a big
CS
advantage and
with
hasn't
Azir.
been under any pressure for these last couple of minutes.
Everyone is
Most of the
even
time, he's
except
actually
for
still
who?
just been laning 1v0,
Um,
and now finally they're going to move Hope
Jax.
in towards mid lane. After
Jax
the
is
grubs.
ahead.
It is
Again,
Shanks
the
that's
wave
going
was
to be
just
answering
like
the
super
Jax, but
bad
he's
for
not gonna be able to
Yorick.
put any pressure on there either.
It's a slower early
Meanwhile,
game, but I
Jax
don't
was
think
able to
either
grab
side is
everything.
particularly upset with how things are panning
잭스
out.
빈
Maybe
선수가
it's
너무
happy
편하게
to see
CS를
Azel just
먹었죠
talking
이거는.
about on the sideline, building up a nice
진이랑
advantage.
바드랑
And
이
L
잭스
also
상대로
finds himself
라인에서
isolated
막
on the top
뭔가를 한 게
side of the
아니거든.
map, so
근데 요릭은
when I
웨이브가
watched
되게
back
안
the finals, I
좋았거든요,
felt like
탑
AL
웨이브가.
did a really good job of controlling the
고차이.
aggression from BLG and kind of shutting down a lot of the plays that they wanted to make. But BLG, they're taking this game one calm, collected, and their map movements are clean for the time being.
And AL has put a really high priority on grubs throughout the tournament. Nearly 85% of the total grubs they have actually taken throughout this event. So clearly putting an emphasis on that. And I think it makes a lot of sense, especially when you are playing with York.
Yeah, with
아니
the
더
York,
이상
you want to be getting
미싱
that pressure
선수가
inside lanes. You want to be
아니야?
trying to get
서포시?
plates early.
잠시만,
Hasn't managed
윙크는
to do
누구야?
that in this
처음
game, mostly
들어보는데.
because he has had to deal with this 2v1 lane and Bin
뭐야,
has been
뭐야.
very happily just farming up, as you
아,
say,
감사합니다.
1v0
현실이?
or 1v1. Now we see Bin pathing out towards top. Shanks will get the push down in the bottom lane.
이렇게
So
또 MSI가
looks like
끝나네.
Knight
MSI
is
개막한 게
going to be
엊그제
the one who
같은데
catches
아니
that wave. Not too
그러니까요.
much experience or
지금
gold loss on the map here
이거랑
for BLG.
경기
Bin is just
두
gonna be
개밖에
so
안
happy with
남았죠.
how these
오늘
early stages
끝나면.
have gone for this matchup.
There's
'Cause to me,
only like
post
2 series
six,
left,
when you get
guys,
the
after
maiden, you
today.
really can start playing pretty aggressively in
T1
this
vs
1v1
AL or
You can
BLG
start
and
poking
then
down
the grand
this Jax,
finals.
and hasn't had to deal with it whatsoever. And he's nearly at the Triforce, and Beishwan is up here.
Dark possession down. Flandre
Look at the
needs to walk
location
away
of
because Bin's
Wukong.
flashing in with the
Wukong is on the
Grandmaster's
other
Knight
side of the
subjugated
map.
as well. Flandre holding on to his flash to
정글 차이!
BLG 2-0.
Mr.
I think
Tarzan!
Flandre realized that the moment he flashes, that pillar is coming down and he's not getting away anyway, so he just tries to walk it out.
Feels the
Nice
jungle,
gank
man.
once again from base runners. Kyle looks for a bit of a play in mid, but some beautiful footwork comes through from Elk, and BLG find themselves 2 kills up.
And I mean, this kill is actually so much more painful because when you die as the Orc like that, now you don't have the maiden for such a long time. So any pressure that you would have had is completely gone. The kill goes to Bin. He free farmed bot lane for so long, and they're nearly going to be able to get a plate. So as soon as he comes back, he'll be able to grab that. He's going to be very close to his Triforce now at this point, and there it is. Already done the Triforce. So Flandre, I already feel like is completely out of the side lane because by the time he actually completes his
I'm
first
waiting for
item,
Tarzan's
Bin is
Wukong
gonna
to
be
actually
so
do
far
something
ahead.
this game.
Still 2/3 of the cooldown remaining on that maiden as well. It's gonna be
5공이
so
뭔가
hard for Flandre
지금
in this top lane, way pushing out against him.
아허이
Makes it even
뭔가
trickier
뭔가
because his
해줘야
jungler is not
되는데
on this side of the map right
진
now.
받으면은
Tarzan
초반
gain
조합이긴
control
하거든?
around
그리고
this
요리까지
bot
이렇게
side river.
말려버리면
Dragon's still
조금
2 minutes away though, so expect to see just lanes crashing back and forth for the next couple of minutes.
playing Jin
Tarzan
Bard
has
early
spent the
comp,
majority of this game
not
just
ganking
focusing
the
on
Jin
farming
Bard.
up. He's been doing
Okay,
a
at
good
least you're
job
playing
getting
around the
close to
Yorick,
this
right?
24 as
Right?
well. You can see that
Insert
they've
the
been investing
Anakin
a lot
meme.
of vision towards
Huh?
this bot side of the map with control wards aplenty
Right.
pretty much throughout this bot side, pretty much to put more pressure on tonight specifically. Shanks keeping that bot wave pushed in and moving into this fog of war. I like these little wards that BLG have been able to put down just to keep track in the event that Shanks tries to make any sort of ulti play towards the mid lane.
BLG is the
BLG
most
are
confused
kind
team
of
in the
responding well
world.
to the control that AL is trying to
AL
get
looks
here
confused.
in the early
BLG
games.
looks
We
fine,
transition
honestly.
into that mid-game
Like,
phase.
honestly, if you
Dragon's
cover the
playing about a minute
names,
and 15.
Yo, you
And
cover
I
the
wouldn't be
names.
surprised if
It looks
BLG
like
just
AL and
concede it,
BLG are
instead look for a
swapped.
cross map. They don't need to force a
BLG
fight right
looks
now.
like the
They're quite happy
dominant
to
team.
scale with the lead that they're slowly building up.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I mean, I think if you
To be
offer
fair,
this sort of
Wu's very
crusade
slow
to
early. He
BLG,
pops off
they would
in
be
fights
so
after 6.
happy to
But
accept
he's
the
level
fact that you
9
do
now and he
have
hasn't
the
done
Azir, you
anything.
have this Jax, and they are just kind of free scaling here. on
He's
the other
playing
side.
RPG in the
And we
jungle.
haven't been able to see kind of any playmaking come out from Kyle on the Bard. We haven't seen any ultis come out from Shanks on the Talia, even though he has really been the one having the push. So BLG in a great spot here, and I do think it's going to be important that AL are able to be
AL's
successful
playing
in the
like
first
they have
team
a
fights
Senna
when
on
they do
their
actually
team.
take them. Wukong is now on Triforce. He is going to be at a really strong point in the game, but they have got to nail their engages when they go for him. Otherwise, I think game's going to get away from them.
I will say, I take triple Triforce over single Triforce in every single fight.
Does AL have a
Base run
jungler?
and
'Cause
Elk
I
have
haven't
already
seen him
completed
yet.
that
Lol.
first item. Knight has a Nash's Tooth as well, while Shanks has gone for the Archangels.
Oh,
That's
man.
still 100
It's
stacks
rough,
away
but,
from giving him the shield. So, although BLG could decide to seed the Drake, although they could decide to not fight
Oh,
it,
it's
I
rough,
actually
it's
think
rough.
in terms of raw power right now, they're definitely in the driver's seat.
I mean, great minds think alike, Medic. I was on the same wavelength with that one as Flandre goes for a bit of a trade and immediately regrets it.
Counter-strike comes in, there's a TP as well.
I mean,
Kyle
they have a
trying to come up to join
Triforce
this fight.
though.
Bin
They have a
begins to retreat.
Triforce.
Shanks is going to teleport.
Kyle is
forward.
here!
He has
The
no
board though.
dash.
Boom,
Weaver's
boom,
wall will
boom.
lock him on this side of the tower. Tarzan chasing forward as well. Bin with the counter.
Okay, the Lego? Lego
Using
좋았다.
that cyclone. Bin
Oh, wait,
still
please kill him!
away,
Boom.
but he's caught out. The Tempest finds him.
Yeah.
As Flandre secures the
Successful
kill.
This is
play.
really nice. Now they can try to rush for
No.
first power here up
They
on
can
that
just
top
kill
side.
the tower
They have
there.
the grubs. They're crushing
훨씬
through
더
this tower.
빨리
They should be
먹죠,
able to
지금
win.
요리기랑
But BLG
해가지고.
also a lot of damage on that bot lane
Yeah,
tower. They obviously have
Tarzan
a trundle,
finally
not
made
gonna
a
be able to
play,
get it
puzzle
either
play,
way,
and
though.
they
So
get the
first
tower.
tower does go to AL. Yes,
My
they should
apologies,
eventually
Mr.
lose the
Tarzan.
dragon down on that
You
bot side,
were
and the tower
biding
will
your
be
strength until
matched.
your
But
Triforce
if you
was
can
out,
get
and
a
then
second turret
boom.
as well, BLG very
Two
slow to respond.
towers?
This one's dead too. AL making a massive play on the top side. That
No
is gonna
way.
be a huge gold
Look
swing.
how tower just melts like butter.
See the
Huh?
gold swing in their favor. About 300 gold.
아니
ahead,
거의
about
무슨
1,000 across the course.
두부 썰리듯이 타워가 썰리냐 진짜. 레전드.
It was actually AL who decided we don't
아니,
want to
누가-
take the fight around second Drake. We can fight
아니
around
요릭이랑
Soul, around Soul.
50이
Elk
저렇게
harassing
타워를
Hope
빨리
down here
쏜다고?
with the Gatling gun.
이러면은 되게 기분 좋죠 근데.
Coming in from the side, I think that might be on actually with Knight
You're
down
pretty
towards
happy
the bottom
guys.
side
You're
of
pretty
map.
happy.
There we are.
And I think it's really, really smart to actually play
Collect-
towards this arc. Again,
collect
you need
the-
to make sure that you are enabling
collect the
Flandre
ward
in
though.
that side lane. He's got to be able to
Yorick
compete
plus
against
Grub's
Bin, or it's just
value,
not gonna
yup.
have much of a purpose in this game. You can't have
Along
your
with Wukong too, right?
grouping. So being able to actually get out to that side lane, investing the resources there, you're only giving up a second dragon. Try to set up for that third.
I also just like that exactly what Medic was
Yorick with
saying.
the push
You
push.
press
I mean he's
tab,
like
you
the
look at those
OG
items,
push
you're like,
champion.
"Ugh, that is 3 Trinity forces.
Yorick and like
I really don't
Fiora.
wanna go
Who else
for
is there?
that, and instead we'll just look for the cross up, and they found an effective
Push,
one, but
push,
BLG, they
push,
won't
push,
slow down.
push.
realizing that they feel stronger right now. They're going to start off the Herald. AL is in a
Trundle?
position to contest.
Oh yeah, Trundle
Shanks
is.
doesn't have
Oh
the
my god,
ultimate,
Trundle is the
and
top
there's not
laner.
real any way for them to get good positioning on
Back
this
in
fight.
my days, kids.
But again, look at bot. Flandre is already working on that tower.
Okay,
Finn's
the
gonna
stone
have to
hit.
be down.
Boom, boom,
This one
boom.
boosted up there with the deadly flow.
Boom.
Tempered fake out as well. KL caught, has
Okay.
the top blossom and has a flash.
AL is alive?
To try and escape it as the curtains
AL
open.
woke up,
The
guys.
Shakes
Good morning,
player
good
will block
morning.
one,
Oh my
and
gosh.
Elk will block the next.
Oh
Pop blossom from Arm just to make
my.
sure the chase
Pop
doesn't
Blossom doesn't give you
materialize.
shield anymore. They patched it.
Close exchange
옛날에
as
니코
AL
궁이 실드를
tried to
줬는데
get
더
some
이상
extra
실드를 안
kills
주거든요.
as BLG were on
It
the
was like too
retreat,
broken, so they
but
patched it.
They were able to secure the Herald.
And then
they
Nico's
walk
still
away
broken,
safely, as
even
we
after
were
the
talking about
patch.
that bot tower, and AL end
On
up securing
survives,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, I
Lucky.
mean, Grubs, Yorick, Triforce, that is a recipe for success against the tower.
Good
You're
board
gonna
ulti.
crush that thing
바드궁 좋았고요.
ridiculously fast.
Good
So,
board, good
you
board.
know, even if Yorick is behind, which at this point he is not, he is slightly ahead in gold, you can crush towers. So they have to be really, really
Bird can
careful.
also
If
ult the
BLG can get
Herald,
5
it
members
really
to one
depends,
side of the
though.
map, they can get punished on the other side. And I do think this is something that BLG has done a lot throughout this tournament, is they will heavily commit towards objectives. They're going to show up, they're going to try to force you to fight, but sometimes that does open up the opportunity for really successful cross-map plays. And I think this is something that at times BLG struggled with in the LPL as well. They don't always have the cleanest objective setups. Sometimes they are a little bit bloodthirsty.
They gave
around
Nico an
those.
extra knockup for
And
that
as a
missing
result,
shield,
teams
to
that
be
are very
fair.
smart on how they
Wait,
play back
her
like
old
AL
ult
can
didn't
get
give a
advantages.
knockup? Is that what
Sometimes
happened?
that comes down to synergy as well. We have to remember
I
Beishwan
forget.
only joining the team this spring, halfway through the split. A change in coaching staff as well with
I
Maokai
forgot.
leaving. So it is going to be a struggle for BLG when you look towards those things that are developed over 6 months, a year, 2 years, and that sort of synergy that AL can have.
And Knight was very frank about that. We saw that in the game day interview that we had from him earlier, talking about, he wasn't sure if they had enough
Ooh.
synergy built up. Potential
Weaver's
dive.
out,
Oh,
on-court up, the Ghouls will
Ooh.
chase him. With the morning mist, and BLG still able to defend. Drake's still 2 minutes away as well. There is an Artican coming up,
yeah.
but that's up towards the top side.
AL with
On
really
Nico.
good just map play there. They'd gotten the push on the top lane, they had the push on the bot, and so they just collapsed from both sides to attack this mid lane.
Into
They were able to
FlyQuest,
do a
On
good
was
amount of
like
damage
having
onto their
really
opposition,
bad series.
along with chipping away at that tower. And it's not necessarily that they heavy committed. Ooh, Shanks.
needs to be
Shanks is
careful.
getting
He's
caught
gonna
out.
chase
I
down here
think
the pillar
even
around
if he
the flash
flash,
forward from
he's
Knight,
still
still
gonna
has
die
no
even if he
surviving.
flashes.
Shanks looking for the movement speed, but
Oh,
just doesn't have
저런.
enough. Beat of warfare over
That
to
is
BLG.
just
Just as I was complimenting AL on
unfortunate.
their map pressure, they stepped too far on the top side
저거는
of the map. Shanks
웨이브를
goes to his
뒤에서
face, the map
받아먹었을
that
때
Knight and
he should
Beishwan
just
were
stood
ready
back and
to
try
punish
to
him on.
receive the
They
wave.
get 3
It
kills.
was completely dark
They're
in the
able to
top
find
side
themselves
jungle
another
and
pick.
too dangerous.
AL now a little bit more on the back foot, 700 gold in the hole. They are still scaling through this game, of course, and it's the first time we've seen Shanks really make a mistake with his
Rest in
positioning.
pieces,
Obviously,
RP.
could have gone the longer way round towards that top lane wave. With
What
Beishwan
time
and
is it
Knight
for
in
you?
the area,
Oh,
they
it's like
invest the
9
flash,
a.m.,
and they
9:27
take
a.m.
down
It was a
their enemy
party
mid.
for us.
Next objective, though, still a minute away, and once again,
Yeah,
it's
I just woke
AL
up,
with the
so
vision
I'm
down
feeling a little
towards
bit
that bottom
tired.
side.
Nice
Wards
Q
are
from the
bound for
border?
that.
Hard Q
I
좋아요.
like that Bin and Knight are actually setting up a bit of a freeze. Like, I feel like that wave has been sitting there for Bin for quite a while, and
He's
you
got
can
a
kind of
50 CS
you
lead.
can see that developing in the two top laners. Same thing for Knight. I mean, he is just kind of catching the waves as they come, realizing that Yorick is here. He's now going to push that one out. But the timing is good. 40 seconds until the dragon. They don't overpush. They realize that AL don't really have much of a play on the map, and so they're just picking up what farm they can and then not overextending. What was entirely blue at the bottom of your screen is now shifted entirely to red, as BLG have mounted a 1.1k gold lead.
But that's like literally all across the
Spot they're
board.
in. I want to get towards these objectives first if they can.
아, BLG가 이기겠는데 잠시만. 용도 2개 챙겼고. They got 2 dragons as well, and they're just scaling with Jax, Corki, and Nico Azir. Not to mention Trundle. I feel like AL is like not making
Especially
enough
when you are a
proactive
competition
plays,
that
no?
wants to play through sides, it makes it so much harder, right? When then you are forced to group. No
I gotta
matter
wake up
what the
tomorrow
waves there is,
early in
no
the
matter
morning,
what
they
the
won't.
intentions are, you would be forced to go there. They're looking for Beishwan.
Okay, Mr. Border? Oh my gosh, he missed the Q! After the ulti! Okay, go.
Flandre forcing on away. Beishwan trying to trade with Kyle. The redemption will be enough to heal up. The gets a shutdown with it. On court out as well as AL are going to buy
Oh, On is just dead. Why is On here? Why is On here? 아니 진짜 On은 저기 왜 있는 거예요?
The sides make shove
What's your
but they chase him
On?
down. They get the kill. They kill the
Okay,
support. I wanna see
good
them go
ult
straight
for him,
towards
Bard.
this dragon.
다들 그냥 서커스. 애초에 궁 다음에 Q를 맞췄으면 저런 서커스를 할 필요가 없었는데. Oh, I think AL. Yeah, AL does get Atakan
I
here.
felt like BLG was doing such a good job of suffocating AL. The fact
They
that
lose
Team
Dragon
was just
though?
holding that wave in the bot lane, they were playing around Knight safely on the top side of the
Honest
map.
me.
I love that AL recognized, okay, we got to try and do something
Subaru,
to
what are
try
you
and
doing?
break open the map a little bit more. They find a nice pick.
Why are
and
you
they
running
quickly
it?
convert it into
Okay,
the
but he got caught
Arcana.
out.
With those pedals secured, that goal difference is
I
going to
feel
mean
like
a lot less.
BLG,
As second items are being completed across the
BLG is
board.
gonna be pretty
It's a
happy that
very
they have 3
tense game one
dragons.
here between the two LPL
근데 어차피
representatives.
근데 BLG는 사용 먹으면 되는 거야라고 생각할 것 같은데. 아타칸
from those petals right now. So AL
잃어버려도.
will be happy with the exchange, but putting the enemy team on
Burrow
side point is
was on
not
cooldown,
something you
sad.
really want. Gold basically
바둑궁
even
3,
between the
2,
two of them.
1. 네, 바둑궁 떴습니다.
Is a lot
아,
of upfront damage, is a lot
좋아요.
of burst. You know, I do think Mountain Soul also kind of
Dude,
uniquely
Kyle just
effective
loves
against
redemption
Jhin, who does more
slay.
damage the
It's
lower you
crazy.
do get. Well,
아니 거의
Mountain Soul
매판
makes it a lot harder to actually knock you down with that explosive
썰매
engage from the
구원을
Wukong,
가는데
who decides to
바드로.
choke to follow it up. So AL
천상의 이
you have
바드를
been
안
playing the
하는구만요.
map, have the Otacon, have the combat stats from that, but they're still not even up gold
Slay
whatsoever. BLG is the
redemption
one that are
bard
up gold
in
and have
20 in the
really
big
powerful scaling in the solo
2025.
lanes and have 3
Slay
dragon advantage. So
redemption.
I think BLG
Not even
definitely
lucky.
getting the better end of the trades.
I will say.
누님 내일도 중계해 주시나요? 당연히 하지. 지금 모든 판을 다 하고 있거든. 플레인 스테이지부터. 당연히 해야죠. 뭐야?
Emperor's
Nice.
Ride coming out. Flandre tries to go in with a dark possession there.
No.
Escapes.
That
No.
was close. That was
No,
very,
no,
very
no, no.
close.
OMG.
Able to
까매요.
escape. BLG now have position on the mid lane. This
Returning
should be a
basically
tower
that is gonna
secured.
make Dragon
They're
Contest
second of the
harder for
game.
AL. Yeah.
Nicely done, opens up. A good collapse comes through
Really
from
tragic.
AL, but it doesn't quite convert into a kill.
And now BLG can pass
No
up towards
lock
the
it in the
top
year
side,
for
get
Lord
AL away from
2025.
any of this jungle and allow BN the opportunity
아니 근데
to take
저는
the
상대
third
조합을
tower of the
보고
game,
솔라리를 안
extending
가는
his gold
거는
lead to
바드가
about
너무
430.
몸이 약할 것
The
같은데.
petals are worth about 1,500 gold in stats
The
for
Bard's,
AL.
like, so
that
squishy
does
if you build
mean,
like
as far
that,
as
by the
combat
way.
stats, pretty even here. We can see this one more time. Looking for the engage on a Knight. He immediately goes for the TP out because the cage is used. That's the only way that York can actually interrupt it. It was with the edge of the cage.
자, 0.5초만 빨랐으면 대박이었는데.
A split second too late there from Kyle.
And that Bard
I
automated
don't
a
know
third
why
away
Kyle
from
keeps
coming back off
building
cooldown.
redemption
Don't
slay every
expect
single game on the
BLG
board
to be
though.
really able to punish that
Now he's
in any way
building
with no
그거게 아니 근데
major
구원을
objectives
먼저
up for the
가고
next 2
솔라리를
minutes, but
가는데
let's have a
그럴
quick
거면
look at where
솔라리를
we are
먼저
in
가고
terms of
구원을
items.
가면
Two
되는
items
거
of both
아닌가?
the AD carries.
진짜
Elk
모름.
3 stacks away from finish his Mana Mune. Leandries and Seraph's
I
complete
mean, redemption
projects,
is
as well
fine
as
if the
Knight
enemy team has a
has
lot of
his
poke.
Nash's, Rylai's, and another Haunting Guys in his inventory.
I mean, we're pretty much dead even at 2 items apiece,
Like
except
if
for Tarzan,
enemy
who
team
does
has
not
many,
yet
many
have
poking.
his second item. I do believe by the time we do get
It's
this
not
next
too
dragon,
bad,
though, he's
but-
going to have that completed.
Yo,
So it
Monzi,
should
why
be
are on your
pretty
phone?
much
I thought you were at the
a
venue,
dead even
Monzi
fight as
Monzi.
far as the combat stats
Yeah,
are
we have
concerned between these two teams.
some of the
and it
meeps in
feels
the
like this is a
community
game
are
that is
actually
gonna be
watching the
decided
games
at this
live.
next dragon. If
And
AL
they
are
meet
able to
burst.
deny it, the game goes on.
Pretty
If
cool, right?
BLG do
Bard
take
looks
it, it
squishy
feels
though.
like
I
they
want
really get a
board
stranglehold.
plushie now. That's what I'm saying, Matthew. I want the board plushie. Bard needs to make a board plushie for Fevi. Thank you. No, it's gonna sell really well actually. Bard is like one of those like he's actually pretty popular and he's like
the amount of peel that Kale can provide, I think is going to be the biggest difference.
he has a
maker.
lot of one tricks
How is
as
that
well.
Bard
Like,
ultimate
a lot of
used? What
one
does it
tricks are
actually
all
do?
gonna
Who
buy
does
a
it
Bard
CC up?
plushie.
Can they find a nice
I know my
combo?
community
Will
gonna buy the
Tarzan
Bard
actually make it
plushie.
impossible for Elk to
Hundreds
play in
of
the
you
fight?
guys.
When it comes to watching two LPL teams fight, I mean that's the beauty of it.
Why
They
not?
give us some of the best team
Give
fighting
us the
teams
Bard
in the
plushie.
world.
I mean, I feel like AL basically has
Yeah,
to
Bard
start
is
the
very
fight off
squishy.
by
That's
killing
why you
Elk
wanna
or
build
Knight, or they're
tank.
just not going to win, right? And that is very difficult because I do think the range
He
advantage
has
is
like
also
really short
on
range with
BLG's
Q,
side.
so
You know, when you are trying to go forward, you're having to fight through the Trundle, through the Jax, through the Pop Blossom to actually reach these carries that are going to be so
천상의
powerful.
이의를
So I do
갔으면은
think
그래도
AL is
뭐
in a
괜찮긴
uniquely
한데
difficult position, and
썰매
it's going to mean
플러스
that Kyle's
구원?
going to have to get
아무리
creative,
봐도
find a really good
저거는
Bartle, or Tarzan's going to have to come from an unexpected angle. Otherwise, things are going to get very, very tough.
I don't know.
Just to note, like we've been talking a lot about.
I feel
Finn's
like
farm.
if you go
He's
celestial
close to the
position,
playing
then it's
horizon.
okay.
I'm
But like he
curious
didn't
as to
even go
whether or not
celestial
he'll be able to
position.
get it in this game. as the dragon spawns
And then
at
rush
around 50
redemption.
seconds.
First
Big
item.
completion there for Bin. Does
I'm
now
just a
have
hater.
the
I'm a
Seekers
hater.
that he just actually purchased. So yes, he's not
I'm
on
a
that third
born
item,
hater.
but Seekers is in. Another mask
There's
coming through,
a-
another Zeal coming through. So the gold lead is
I'm
at least
born
showing
hater.
itself in some
뚜루뚜루뚜루뚜루.
partial completions there that are pretty
경기가
impactful.
We
노잼이라
haven't really only been talking about Bin and how well he's been CSing
아니
that,
LPL끼리
isolated
붙는다고
top
해서
lane
나는
matchup, but
뭐
look
한
at Knight, look at Elk,
40
both
킬
of them
정도
going
나올 줄
at well
알았는데.
over 10 CS a minute as well, whereas on the other side, Hope is about there. Shanks is 30 CS down,
Three
Flandre is
Chovies?
60 CS down. 3 Chovies on one team, apparently.
Yeah, what else is
BLG
going
is
on
doing
with
a really
BLG,
good job
BLG
being in the right
CS?
position
Hello?
on the map, making sure they get that farm,
Bin is
denying
like
it from
60
the enemy
CS.
teams as well.
And to me, a lot of it was just
아니,
about the
AL은
early
근데 바-
summons. I think the AL really kind of
그
mismanaged that. Flandre was
미니언이 왜 이렇게
completely
딸리는
stopped
거야
on the
근데?
top side.
미드랑
But Bin
탑
spent
합치면
a
거의
couple
CS
minutes on
100개
bot side
차인데?
just getting every bit of
Mid and
farming
top
experience
and ADC
uncontested.
together
Now
100
everyone is
CS
gathering
gap
in
between the
mid lane
three
because they know how
laners.
important this dragon is. It's
Kinda
BLG
crazy.
that get the push. Knight takes a bit of damage
You know,
down.
just
He will
watch
put the
next
turret up in
fight,
mid,
Bard's gonna
making
pop.
it harder
다음
for
한타
BLG
바드
to approach
터지는 거
through
아니야?
the mid lane. The dragon started off. Tarzan has found an angle to the bot side.
I'm scared for the
Losing
Mr. Bordo.
waves to that bot lane
바드야
tower, but they
조심해.
don't really mind about that right
Mr.
now.
Bordo 못자.
Tarzan looking for the flank position. BLG don't have great vision around here. Only on the top side of the river, really, they have eyes, whereas Kyle stepping forward, putting a control ward in. Shanks still
그러니까 교전
looking for the flank.
위주 그래서
Bin
CS가
trying to
좀
mark
딸리는
anyone that
건가?
comes around the back of the blue buff on with a good
Uh-oh,
root. There's the
Bard getting
catastrophic
popped.
follow-up, and Kyle has to pop the
Ooh.
heal. Temper Fate's gonna land onto a couple, but the Drake's still very healthy. Seismic shove
Ooh.
only onto one, but it's on, and he's
Oh, the big Bardo with the big
They're
Beto!
still
Bardo
looking
and a big
for
Beto?
this dragon. The
Bard
curtain's
didn't pop.
open. This Jhin
A
wants
miracle,
one
guys.
cross.
A
Cyclone
miracle.
doesn't hold them in range.
Oh, BLG
Counter
actually
strike
has to back
by
out,
Bin
see,
as
they're all gonna
BLG
die.
retreats.
이러면은 용은 AL이
That was
먹겠네요.
a very
나이스.
intense fight.
Not bad.
Both sides fighting for position.
I'm so
But given
surprised
that
the Bard
BLG
didn't
actually
pop.
had position in the river first, AL had to play it slow and rely
한타
on
때
their
바드
poke.
터질 줄
I
알았는데
was
바드가
worried for
이걸
Kyle,
사네.
but we talked about
아니
how
웬
that Bardo
뼈방패나
could be a
불그레
game
이제도 안
changer. He
들었거든요
connects it,
저거.
and they find the pick.
Bard
this
didn't
is
grab
really nicely
unflinching
done. It
or
doesn't look
bone
like
plating
Kyle's gonna be in
either,
a lot of
so I thought
trouble.
he was just gonna get
On
one
bottom,
shot
Bin
here.
jumps in, but they can't quite 100 to 0. He gets back, and then
Oh,
this ulti
boo.
right here. Look at the seismic shove. Last time they were not on point. This time it is
Boo.
perfectly timed. They land the cosmic binding, even with the flash. Bin is
Bin
stunned on
tries
the
to
other
flash.
side of the flash. On gets
Bin trying to
deleted.
flash the
Now
Q.
Bin has no way to access the backline without that flash. They get the first
Bard
kill. They
diff,
chase
yeah.
them out and take the
바드
dragon.
장인. 어.
Really well executed there from Kyle and Shanks. The seismic shove, perfect.
And catching out on as
It's
well.
really
Who has the
off,
pop
yeah.
also,
Nico
who has
could
the
have like
exec rocket
hard
there, who
engaged
has the
back
flash.
into the
That's
Bard,
when
I
you can
think.
really funnel forward and
니코가
try and take the
성공을
fight, because it is
썼으면은
Kyle
한타 이기지
who will be
않았을까?
jumping, sorry, it's on who'll be jumping on towards that
그러니까
backline.
궁 쓰고
Still going for
아플래시를
BLG,
들어오는 거예요,
they're on soul
역으로.
point. It's a mountain
바드공
up in
피하면서.
4 minutes time. They still
그런
have a
각을
gold
봤어야
lead of
됐을 때.
about 1,000, but
Nico
three
probably
sets
should
of
have flashed
battles kind of
forward
even that
to
out
dodge the Bard
for
ult
AL.
into the
Third
enemy
items on
team
their way
and then
here for
ulti,
anyone's
you
legend.
know?
As although the game hasn't
Kinda
had too
engaged for
many
your team.
kills, it's been incredibly back and
Yeah,
forth
like
between
BLG,
these two teams
I
from the
feel
LPL.
like they're just so hesitant. They're so strong right now, but they're hesitating
Right now, of course, the Baron.
about their...
Ooh, ultimate used by Kyle forces the rocket belt out from on. But yeah, right now it's mainly just again the
I
contest
mean,
for
it's okay.
position.
Bard ult
With
is
so
gonna
many
be
of the
coming
towers
back up
gone,
again.
AO would love to
바드공
secure
다시
this mid
떠도
tower. It's a very
괜찮습니다.
difficult
나쁘지
siege
않아요.
against Azir and the
Bard ult
Corki.
is like really
So
low
instead they're gonna
cooldown.
set up a vision around
지금 벌써
Baron to
3시째
look for a
바드가.
And it has been really interesting because clearly Fondra not that confident to actually push in for that
I'm
1v1
guessing he went
against
Ultimate
Bin.
Hunter
Bin has
with
been able
how
to
quick
scale
his
through the early
ult is.
levels, has this big farm advantage that has kept him in the gold lead despite some of the kills in the towers going the way of the Yorick. So it hasn't really been much about the side lane. It is kind of one of these weird situations where if you can't get prio
Bard
side lane,
ult is coming
as
back
the
to
Yorick,
pay
you just
puff.
have to group, you have to fight, you have to find ways
Whoa,
to be
whoa,
able to
whoa!
be
Why
effective
is
in
my
a
whole
difficult
chat hating
situation.
on? Come on, come
One
on.
of the things I think AL
To be
did quite
fair,
well in the
like-
previous fight was making sure Bin can't
I
find a
don't
flank.
know. Like
And
Knight needs to
historically,
engage as
whenever I
well.
think of
I don't
Bin
know.
on Jax, his flanks have always been one of the most
Nico
terrifying
and
elements
Azir like
of
the
him on
only
this
engages
champion,
for
the way he
BLG, and I feel
finds
like
creative ways to gain
they
access
can't
onto
just
the
wait
back
around
line,
until like
creating
Bard just
chaos
hard
in the midst
engages
of
on
the
your
fight and just
ass.
ruining that
You just gotta
coordination
go in and
is
pop
something
the
that I
board,
think
though.
AL is
Is that what it
respecting
is? I
and doing
think
their
so.
best to play around, but they're gonna have to keep doing that because as we talked about
다들
earlier,
11레벨
BLG
다
straight up
했어.
front to back, we still do give them the edge with their composition.
Yeah, and you can see
Oh,
also
oh
getting
no,
Kyle
oh
doesn't have
no.
the flash,
Kyle.
doesn't have the healing.
There we go. That's what I'm talking
Elk gets
about.
the kill the curtains open.
Celestial position lock it, he would have had enough time to click on the portal, perhaps.
He's tanky enough to survive through them. Has that
방금
wall
바드
complete.
녹는 거 보셨죠? 저렇다니까 챔프가.
So Bin is going to have TP advantage. Yes, Shanks could potentially match him, but
Buff the
Beishwan
bar
getting
though!
aggressive here.
Buff the board though.
Dodge away from the
Too
deadly push
squishy.
and avoids the seismic shove. AL still have a bit of vision.
Yeah, this is
around
why
this pick,
you
but
have to
that's
go
now
tank on
played out
Bard,
by
because like
Base
you
One.
get caught out
Knight's
while
gonna
contesting
start
for
up the
vision,
Baron.
and then you're
Anyone's
just dead.
legend.
You can't move.
Vision
You're dead on the
yet, but
ground.
Tarzan and Hope are
You'll
on
support
their
them.
way. Their
Locket
prying
is
eyes
greater
will
than
spy
Redemption.
the
Locket
fact
first
that
is just
BLG
like
has started the
99%
Flandre
better
jumped
than
on by
Redemption
Naito.
most
The Emperors
times.
with Dubai were knocking back, but meanwhile on the top side of the fight, the Cyclone comes out.
Flandre just dead! Flandre just dead!
Put some more
And somehow
damage down.
Beitron lives! 10 HP!
Flandre dead, BLG
와,
find another.
저
Kyle
트렌드를
back
저걸 사네
alive.
근데.
Base one barely gets out, had
저도
almost
링다운스
no
가는 crazy.
HP. You could hardly see the health bar
이걸
there, but he
울신이
does
리드한다.
survive. They
오.
kill off Flandre. And Kyle is
아니,
back,
근데-
so they are able to stave off the Baron attempt here from BLG, but they do still come up
다음
with that
용이
additional
중요하겠는걸?
kill.
1
It
million
does
until
cost
Dragon
Knight
is
his
coming
flash,
up.
but they got the flash off of both
Dragon
Flandre and
Soul for
Tarzan,
BLG, 100%
Summer's
AL has
just
to
being
contest
traded
it,
back and
no?
forth.
It was a tense night on two fronts.
다음
where
용한타에 요리
Knight
플래시
fights on
없고.
two fronts.
I'm sure he was tense as well, Benny.
As AL find a really nice engage onto BLG while they're not collectively attacking the Baron. The fact that they could
Are
kind
you
of
wearing a
split
steak?
BLG up
I'm not
looked
wearing a
very
steak, I'm wearing a
favorable for
jacket.
AL, even though they
What
were
do
at
you
a big
mean?
disadvantage. But
It's a
then
big
once
jacket.
BLG was able to disengage from the Baron fight and then provide protection for Knight, you could see how quickly the fight turned in their favor.
The big thing for AL,
Steak.
though, is there aren't flashes available on BLG anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Only Elk has his up. I think Binz is going to be
Lady
up
Gaga
before we
movie.
have a fight around the Dragon. But if they can land a good tempered fate, the follow-up is absolutely absurd from this
Every
team.
time
They
I
have
see a
so
fancy
much
jacket
momentum
RL,
down.
it
They
looks
have
like
the
a
curtain call,
steak.
They have the
Yeah.
Weaver's Wall as well to
I
split out
mean,
the fight.
it's probably
BLG
because of
need to
these
be
things, like on the
cautious
side.
about how they navigate this next fight.
They absolutely do, but it's not the easiest champions to actually land that on.
I
Even
can
the
take it off
triple, you
if
can
you
drop
want,
the frozen
but
domain. You
I
know,
like
for the
it.
additional move speed, you have the dead
yeah.
man's plate. You have obviously the ability to dash on the Corki and on the Azir
Bird
and on the
cosplay.
Jax, and even the rocket belt here for Ons.
You got
So
grill
there's a lot
marks
of
on your
tools they
jacket.
have to
That's the
dodge it
inside
out.
of my jacket,
Pressure
guys.
big on
Hello?
On that dodging away from the tempered fate there, AL once again pathing down towards
Yeah,
the
like
bottom
look at
side,
that
trying to
value
get
on the
some
redemption.
purchase in this
Your
with
whole
the
team
pin,
is
looking for the flank
full
will
HP.
jump
You're
into the
using
pit.
redemption like
On
that.
separated, but
아니
it's on the right side of the
풀핀데
Weaver's Wall.
구원을 그렇게
BLG starts up
쓰시면은
the Dragon.
Is
Doesn't
it really
have the
worth
flash,
being
but that
hella
Blossom
squishy?
can be
Not
deadly.
really.
AL
아니
trying to
몸이
gain some
겁나
purchase in the
약한
river
템을
here.
간
BLG
다음에
holding
그렇게
them at bay.
사용하면
There's
너무
a pillar.
아쉬워 구원.
On still looking for that flank.
아 제가
Kyle
진짜
now
구원
marking him as BLG
선구원
will take the
썰매받은
4v4.
진짜 안
Kyle
좋아해가지고.
on up towards the top side, but there's the pop.
Okay, Bard ult in the back.
Mountain secured
Oh,
by
on his
Tarzan,
ending, it
and
doesn't
he'll
matter
get a
what
kill
Bard
off the
builds.
back of it as well. BLG separated. The dive
Huh?
into Knight, knocked back with the seismic shove. Shanks will
They win
fall.
this, they
Base
win
one
this,
almost
no?
follows the curtains open. Hope wants an encore.
잘못하면 이거
He lands
진
one onto Bin.
쏠리겠는데?
Base one will die up towards the top side. Bin dashes away. Knight trying to
Knight is trying to 1v4!
and taken out by anyone's legend.
아니 잠시만!
Massive fight there
How
for
do they
AL.
win the
Tarzan
fight
gets this
here?
by critically
Huh?
denying the Mountain Soul in what was such a
아니
close
여기에서
fight
니코가 들어가는 각을
Look
봤잖아?
at how things started out.
근데
Bin is looking for
BLG는
access onto the backline, while
아예
Kyle is
그냥
doing his best to
싸움
keep
각을
on
안
from
보고
getting
있거든요.
engaged off Tarzan with a
Like here, they
beautiful
needed like
shot.
a Azir ulti. 아지르가 들어가서 넘겨야 됐어, 제 생각에는. 그 호응을 안 해주면은 그냥 니코가
Had no vision to
뻘플레이
actually
하는
jump on
그런
the
플레이가
wall
되거든.
there.
The main
방금은
takeaway from that
니코
last fight
잘못은
was how
아닙니다,
AL
저거.
just again controlled the flanks. We talked earlier about how they were cautious of Bin finding
Yeah,
that
I
flank.
don't know.
This time
BLG
around,
is,
it
like,
was
so
making sure that
hesitant.
On couldn't get it.
Where's
but even when
the-
he did, the follow-up
where's
from
the
BLG, they just couldn't
Shurima
quite close
shuffle
that gap.
coming
The
through?
amount of zone control that AL was able to provide meant that their fight was ultimately...
Oh.
They didn't have the
Where's the
coordination
Azir
needed to
combo?
pull the fight off.
I also really like how AL is playing these fights so aggressively, and it feels like they're always the ones putting the pressure on the enemy carries. On doesn't feel like he has been able to get into the backline whatsoever. And you look at every
Redemption
fight,
diff.
Hope is just chilling in the backline, channeling his ultimate, being able to have
could
the
have gone
space
Magi's
to
first
get
item.
done when he needs to get done.
Now
And
his
also
lock-in
these
is
luxury items
completed,
are starting
nice.
to come through here for AL as well. You can see the GA now completed
Bark
there for
out.
Tarzan, and that is
Bald
going
try,
to be a
bald
big
try.
one. Is going to be able to
바드
full
이제
send it
솔라리
on someone like Knight or
완성됐고요.
Elk, push them back in this fight, and again continue to create more space for his carries that have been performing so well.
AL have control
티오
over the
내일
river
경기
right now.
이기겠다.
On
허허
track,
그런
step forward,
부두수를
garner some back here for
걸기
BLG.
시작하시면 안
On the
됩니다.
back foot as AL start up the Baron. BLG playing for the mid lane prio, but AL calling their
Boom.
bluff. There's the temper fate onto base one. The Baron's still at 10,000. On goes it.
No way! No way they lose a fight after that? 설마 한타 침? 에이. 진짜 지겠는데? 한타 지겠다. Oh my gosh, they're gonna lose the fight. They're gonna lose the fight somehow. No, they're not. Yes, they are. How do you lose the fight? How do you lose the fight? 아니, 방금 진짜 말이 안 되는 플레이였는데. Beishwan could flash smite, but he's getting zoned off by the wiper. Zoned off by the wiper. Okay.
Loses it again. He's dodging back and forth. 3,000 on the bound.
Beishwan's looking. Beishwan's looking.
By Flandre, but has the flash. He jumps in.
와, 저거 쓰렸으면 진짜 영웅인데. 저런.
Tarzan coming up massive.
I can't believe they had a crazy 5-man ulti into 5-man shove and then they still lost the fight, guys.
Most of the carries couldn't really get there.
저런.
They had to commit everything
think that's
just
it,
to get in
guys.
range for this follow-up. So let's watch this one more time. Look at where Elk is.
아니,
Look
이거
at where the rest of
봐봐.
the team is.
What
Look at those
what
three.
is that?
Yes, the engage looks great, but where's the team? They're behind the wall. They can't get there and get the damage done during the
Wow.
CC. So though it looks beautiful, the follow-up isn't there from Bin. Beishwan can't get there. Elk can't get there, and AL wins anyway.
어느새 니코 죽고. 와, BLG 심각하다 진짜. Oh my gosh, BLG is confused. BLG is confused, guys.
Flashes away from the sides, make sure the ghouls will chase him from that more.
이거 멘탈 꺾이겠다고. 저거를. 와, 대박이었는데.
On has 20, seeing grayscale as well. AL with this Baron push could just end the game.
Yeah, I mean, look at the grubs.
5-man pop blossom into Sherman shuffle and you still lose. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Nathan. What?
Emperor's Divide available. The Dark Possessions try and keep him away. Bin trying to trade back in, but he just can't find a way into that backline. The
BLG's like so hesitating. I don't know.
As the first Nexus tower falls. On his way, he's a minion.
It reminds me of TSM with the 9-man sleep. Do you guys remember? Speaker with the 9-man sleep. 와, 아니 타잔 선수 godlike, Tarzan's godlike, guys. Bordo dead, Bordo dead. 다들 사망. Boom, 대가리 빵. Triple kill, boom, boom, boom.
A deathless game for Tarzan with some immaculate steals.
Thank you, Nex. No,
denying the
thank
soul
you,
from
Nex.
BLG. Some crazy
Thank
team
you.
fighting and then rounding it out with some fantastic
바드
picks.
똥채민과 승률이 안 좋다고?
Cement a solid
바드
victory
승률이 안
to
좋다고? 지금
start
6승
off this
2패인데?
series.
바드 승률이 안 좋다니. 선생님, 대회 보신 거 맞아요? 대회 보신 거 맞냐고? 대회에서 바드 지금 거의 승리 요정이거든? 다 이기고 있어. 오늘 놀고 싶겠다고. 아니 솔직히 말해서 니코가 저런 거 빼고는 근데 다른 좋은 궁이 없었기 때문에 아 저런 CS 차이 막 100개를 차이내도 너무 다들 너무 무서워하는 것 같아. Like why are they so scared? I don't get it. They're like 100 CS up. 탑에서 CS 60개 차이? 미드에서 30개 차이? 원딜도 10개 정도 빌려놨는데.
A literal 5-man ulti followed by this swoop doesn't work due to the healing, due to the lack of follow-up, the wall stalling for just that critical second is mind-boggling to me. I think we also need to be realistic.
Yeah, everyone is mind-boggled.
Good smite from Beishwan away from Soul going over.
Look at Hope doing so much damage at fight.
But
And Tarzan just flashing in. Look at that. 아니 50이 그냥 딜량 1위 하겠는걸? 우콩 #1 damage or what?
Always the champion that you want coming in.
Oh yeah.
Tarzan was just AFK farming the whole game. 아니 트런들도 갱승하고 막 라이너들이 다 라인전 이겼는데. Oh, if only Beishwan stole this, he would have been a hero.
Comes down to the wire. And we saw
200
that
lived for
during the
so
TFT
long
game
this
as
fight?
well. You
Yeah.
don't want to send this guy in the sideline. You want
His
to
wife
keep him
was
in
too
the
strong,
fight,
guys.
tossing gold
His wife
at
was too
people.
strong.
And when I look at whatever BLG
나이트
did
아재를
because
못한다고
for me,
들었는데
they
근데
had
그 전에
the map
카라님
control, they were
그 전에
stacking
저,
drakes, they
그
were making
궁이
all the right
없었습니다.
decision. It was never enough.
Yeah, the big thing to me that we did see from BLG that was positive, again, a return to this prio around Drake.
어, 에스트라 e스포츠 압니다.
The T1
오.
series, that's something they'd heavily prioritized.
고스트 선수가 라틴 아메리카를
so much more
갔다고?
in tune with his lanes early.
와,
And that was the big sticking point coming in. And I
대박인데?
think the only reason why those early fights
그게
went the way
진짜
that
근데
they did, we
큰
did see
결심인 게
Beijing
이게
actually
얼마나
get a lot of
그
successful ganks off.
선수
But then
생활을
the
계속 하고
troubles that
싶고
have plagued BLG,
계속
that
뭔가
lack of
롤
cohesion in
프로를 하고
fights, I think we
싶으면
very
이게 해외를
clearly
가는
did
게
see
진짜
it as we
어렵거든요.
got to the actual
특히
fight
요즘
phase.
Step by step, get the jungler on the
해외
same
간다는
page
게
with the
진짜
rest
쉽지
of
않아.
the team. Now get the team synced up together because we saw during these fights that AL was able to make the best, especially because of the compositions they had. I'm thinking about Kael here. I'm thinking about that fourth
Kael?
play, about the way he was able to contest that, about the way he was able to play Bard at his limit because thanks to the reliable
Look at the Bardo here!
every second counts and he demonstrated
저게 그냥 니코가 선으로 앞플래시 걸면서 궁을 빵 해야
Yeah,
되는데
basically the Taliyah wall comes
The
through,
Honor
they
is just
tried
like
to jump on him. He
not
actually ends up
committing.
flashing out,
이를 맞췄으면 바로
then
궁각을
gets the
봐야지.
Bard ult off to
바드
get
그냥
onto
풍선으로
on, and
터지는데
that does give so much more space
저걸
for
그냥
AL to
살아가야
set
들어.
up. This actually
저런.
was so crucial too
Like
because
Onshore just
BLG
Nico ulted and flash
had that
forward.
early
Like
Drake stacking.
no
That
joke.
Jhin Bard 1-2 when it comes to absorbing blows, and then your team,
With the
your
Bardo?
enemies will never be able to get away, right? The Jhin
AK
ultimate means
damage.
that you're always going to be at a really big deficit when you try to disengage. And if Kyle plays that a little bit worse,
용기
he
없다기엔
ends up
용기 내서
dying.
궁대박
They
내도
lose that-
져요.
that
아니 저
sword.
상황에서 안
So that
진다니까요.
play,
용
absolutely
싸움은 안
pivotal.
진다고.
I do want to point out the York damage here.
선생님.
Because again, this Yorick coming in to team fights, Flandra, we've talked about him playing this pick. I actually do want to point out the gold between him and Bin in
Bard
this game,
nerf
because
soon,
early
yeah.
on, it did look like
Bard gonna
Bin
get nerfed
was
soon,
soaking up
100%.
a lot of that side lane pressure that you'd kind of want.
아,
the
그러니까
Yorick to
바론
have.
싸움은 졌지만 그 전에 용 싸움을 안 져. 그냥 템 차이랑 레벨 차이랑 CS 차이가 엄청 많이 나는 상황에서 누군가는 들어가서 걸어줘야 되는데 그 역할을 니코가 해야 되는데 니코가 그걸 안 했다니까요. 진짜 바드가 니코 EQ 맞고 그냥 터지는 각이었는데 아무도 못하고. 사용 싸움은 그냥 이게 그냥 모든 걸 다 박아야 되는데 그냥 이렇게 막 뒤에 서 있다가 니코궁이랑 아지르궁 이런 거를 안 쓰다가 드디어 바론 쪽에서 썼는데 이미 늦었다. 아니 그것도 솔직히 이길만 했는데 그거 탈리아궁이 핵심인데 탈리아궁 때문에 거리가 안 됐죠. 호응 거리가 안 됐어. I don't think they should nerf Bard. It's a great punish pick if you're greedy choosing two mobile carries. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Hello? Can you like call Riot Games real quick? Hello? Mr. Riot? Please check out F Jord in the chat.
Oppo Find X8 series.
Look at what he's saying in the chat.
Powerful camera, powerful AI.
I'm like, who won the first game? AO won the game! The Bordo won the game! Kyle played the Bordo and he won the game. I think today, AO's gonna 3-0. 첫 판 보니까 제 생각에는 BLG가 한 판도 못 이길 것 같아. BLG는 어떻게 이렇게 됐냐 진짜. What happened to BLG? They used to be such a strong team. Now they're just scared. 다들 막 새가슴 됐어 BLG. 아니 그냥 노빠꾸를 들어가서 싸우면 이기는데 저거 왜 안 싸우냐고 계속. They're just so scared. Like just go in and fight and kill the Bard, kill the Jhin, like kill everybody. They're just standing in the back waiting for a Bard to engage on you every time. 그러니까 바드가 먼저 성공 때려서 누구 잡을 때까지 기다리면 안 되지. 그냥 모였을 때 막 용싸움 이런 거 할 때 그냥 돌진해서 들어가서 죽인다는 마인드를 들어가야 돼. 슈는 JDG에서 지금 뛰고 있다고 들었는데 BLG probably have mental demons? That's what I'm thinking with. Something is going on. This is a mental thing. it's not like they're not even playing bad. Like in early game, did you see Beitron's ganks? Like that's good. Those are good plays. Beitron's ganks were good. Jax had a crazy like freeze. 그러니까 빈 선수가 웨이브 관리를 너무 잘해가지고 they had good lane swaps. Like their early games were good. And then once it's time to fight, and you have like item advantage, right? And then you're just being like so hesitating. What are you hesitating for? What are you scared? Why are you scared? Mental damage from carry is bar. 그래, T1 바드 보고 캐리어 선수 바드 생각나서 무서운 걸 수도 있어. 어제 젠티전에 캐리어 바드 플레이에 대해 어떻게 평가하시나요? 그 캐리어 선수 어저께도 얘기하긴 그 판은 진짜 바드가 할 거 다 한 느낌이긴 해. 근데 한 가지라면은 제 생각에는 감전을 갔으면 어땠을까? 바드가 감전을 가서 좀 더 초반 라인전에서 알리스타 상대를 막 엄청 빡세게 했어야 됐을 때? 방금 카일 선수도 감전을 갔거든요? 이게 바드가 원래 감전이랑 잘 어울리는 챔프기도 하고 1렙부터 좀 감전 되게 쉽게 터트리고 딜교환은 세게 할 수 있어서 그런 느낌으로 살짝 더 세게 초반은 더 세게 그냥 막 원투 펀치를 막 하면서 I think it's up for 15 minutes, so yeah, I mean after draft it'd be funner, but the thing is they load in right away, so less time for people to bet your times. Maybe more time for the prediction would be better. Okay, one sec. Let me redo this. Wait, who did the prediction? Huh? But I didn't start it, someone started it. Oh, Kara, can you increase the time for the prediction? Wait, let me go ahead and... I will go ahead and cancel this one. One sec. How do I cancel this?
Good one. There's a camera there as well. You're going to do it to
I have no idea where that camera
I think it's over there.
That's right. I'm impressed. I was like, wow, he knew where that was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think right now you probably should give like 15 minutes for predictions. What do you guys think?
No, I thought you were supposed to talk.
Oh, okay.
Let's let him stew in this awkwardness.
I'm happy. Like, I'm basically a color caster now. I hit Master in EU, which is known as the
Master in EU?
So...
No
Based
way!
on the tournament's results, it's actually the easiest solo region, so...
And we have no counter argument. So
NA better than EU though.
Anyway, we're here
Officially.
between AL and BLG, whereas
NA better than
BLG managed
EU
to pick up
confirmed.
an early lead in game one, but anyone's legend
I think 15 minutes is good, yeah.
through the team fights.
15 minutes should give enough
surprising
time.
way, to me at least, too, because I do kind of think of AL as
Hi,
a team
Febby,
that
also
does play the
hi.
map better, that is generally better with their lane assignments, their objective setups, but I felt like BLG really did earn their advantage through map play, through macro play. You know, actually the lane swap there from Bin down towards bot side at a time that AL either couldn't or wouldn't match it really did earn him a massive CS advantage that put them in a spot where I thought they were heavily favored for that game. But it all came down to team fight, Tarzan hitting critical smite after critical smite, the Baron, the soul denial, those were massive. And AL really executed so well.
No Tabe, no win.
no win, of course.
Holy, Tabe out.
Coach of BLG.
Tabe out.
After leaving BLG, not long after, he did make his way over to AL, and since joining AL alongside Tarzan, this
Why is everyone voting
has found
BLG
nothing
now?
but success. We're jumping into draft, our second one of the day.
Because I cursed
powered by
BLG,
Omen
I
and
cursed AL.
HyperX, and the
That's
Pantheon
why.
for Poppy trade. The Galio likely going to be the Rumble trade on the other side, coming through from AL. Oh, the Vi going to be the first to ban. You expect the Rumble to be banned away unless Flandre has something prepared for us as a response into it. And then the question is, where does Varus fall on the chain? If you perhaps there's a world where you're willing to give Bin the Rumble
Hard
in exchange
Fearless?
to get yourself
Oh,
the
Hard
Varus. We know
Fearless
that
is
so
too
far in
much,
this
I think.
tournament, AL have really prioritized taking that Varus away.
Hard Fearless
Now they
is
have to
like,
make a choice.
if you
Do
play
they
a
wanna give away
champion,
that
you can
Rumble,
never
or
play
do
the
they want
champion
to
again.
remove the Varus?
through the whole tournament.
Main options here. As you say,
So,
could ban something
eventually,
else out
we're gonna
and
have,
give
like,
either the
Teemo-
Rumble or the Varus over to BLG, depending on
Teemo
where
talk.
their priorities lie.
Yeah, exactly. You can either
Oh.
just bin either and trade, right?
Yeah,
like,
that's-
and trading OPs, I think, can be quite effective.
What else?
there.
Shyvana
So
jungle,
Varus is
Teemo
going to be
top.
banned out. We'll see if it is going to be the bin Rumble. Getting a slam down here.
BLG가 갈리오 배나는 거 보면 왜 이렇게 짜느냐고.
But it is interesting because even though he plays it all the time, there, kind of is
갈리오
this
밴을
stigma
하고
around him
레를
and his
픽한다?
Rumble.
이거
It's not his favorite champion to play. It is
럼블
not
하는
one
거냐?
that people
They're
really
gonna play
associate
Rumble.
with him, being
What?
as dominant on.
They didn't ban Rumble and they banned Galio and then they first pick Rel. Are they drunk?
So
이거를
interesting to
럼블을 안 할
actually see
이유가
that as a
없잖아,
first pick,
근데.
with Alistar still up and available
There's
as
no
an
reason
easy
not to
answer,
play
something
Rumble
that
here.
I do think Kyle would be happy to play on the other side.
아니 진짜
But
잠시만요.
high
아
priority
어지러우진
on that
한데.
Rel. Feels like we might be setting up for something like a Rel MF. It is something that I do think is quite popular in the LPL, that they play well around. And I do feel like it is the best support pairing for that MF, so it's kind of leading me in that direction.
I love this rise for Shanks, though. 11 games on it.
뱀픽
Has won
졌다고?
10 of them this split. He is an absolute demon on the Rift with this champion, and it gives you so much mobility around the map with the Realm War.
No
Looks
Rumble?
like AL are going to add
No
a
Rumble?
Lucian for Hope alongside it.
와,
Really
럼블을
aggressive
픽을
early
안
lane.
해?
Also, the ability to avoid Rel crashing down is so powerful for your AD carry.
Could also pair the Broma.
Yeah, Galio ban should be a free Rumble.
Alternatively to the
That's
Alistar.
crazy.
Lucian, we've been seeing a
Then
lot
BLG's gonna
more
take Rumble then.
variation
Bin's
in his
Rumble?
bot lane partner as opposed to just
Or does
the
he have something else to bear?
Lucian
I don't
army
know.
that we saw for so long. But
아니
BLG
진짜
have
LPL은
Rumble
나는
still.
아예 가늠을
And
못하겠네
there's no
뱀픽이.
reason not to go for it. Like they could slam something
그래,
like a bot
럼블이지,
lane if they
여기가.
wanted to. They could also get the
No
Ahri
reason not to
Fnatic
pick
as a
Rumble
response
here.
into the Rise. They could even do Syndra.
Ezreal?
I think matching your
이즈래?
AD carry also makes a
너무
ton of sense.
구닥다리다.
We've seen Ezreal be so effective at this tournament. Just the range, the poke that he provides, and the teamfight comp that BLG is rapidly developing. They will forego their jungler for now. But there's that
Guys,
wall that we
find
were
the
talking about
sign.
being covered by
There's
AL to
there's a
mitigate some
meepo
of
in the
the
chat
engage coming through
and
from
meepo in the
BLG.
crowd.
Yeah,
I
like
meant.
Braum obviously teams
With
up
a
really
sign?
well with the Lucian with that concussive
Febby,
bonus massive.
mob me,
Elcon is
please,
Ezreal,
for the
though,
Bard
80%
face,
win
okay?
rate on it this split.
Look for him, look for
Super
him.
comfortable on this champion, and his ability just to see the
지금
moment to fight. See the
시청자분
moment to
중에서
go in
한
on the
분이
Ezreal.
경기
Arcane
직접 보러
shifting forward, using that
가셨대요.
lethal tempo so effectively.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he is stellar on the pick, and while they are not electing to go for the MF, they do obviously have that Rel to set up for potential equalizers. It is about that wombo combo, get the CC down on these carries.
어저께
lock
T1
them up and
젠지전도
burst them down.
봤다는데?
And clearly
어,
AL worried about that
시청자분들이
potential here.
같이
Yone,
만나서
Rumble, one of the
캐나다에서
classic solo lane combos here. Knight definitely
밴쿠버에서
a strong
만나가지고
unit player as well, and that will be removed.
Aurora
Oh
is
my
the other person you
gosh.
need to be cautious of as well.
그래서
When you think
지금
about Knight and like
그
what
플래카드
we've seen a lot from him and how he
찾고
effectively
있습니다.
uses it, this
화면에
this
잡히는지
Aurora
안
could be
잡히는지.
super effective. Oh, interesting that they're removing some of the safe
다들
options
얼굴
that we typically
대빵나게
see from Flandre
그렸다는데.
as a response to the Rumble.
찾아서
Try and make
봐야겠지?
that topside matchup as favorable for Ben as possible.
I do always have a little bit of a concern about the full double AP solo laners, though, especially, with Ezreal kind of as your main physical damage. Of course, there are still some good, solid physical damage jungle pairings available. But will it be interesting to see if they do want to go for that Rumble Aurora?
I wonder if they'll move away from a possible Sejuani as well.
No,
with the
no,
Yone
no,
being
no.
banned out. That double
Boro
melee
BLG
solo
Braid
laners
shot.
really facilitates a Sejuani in the early game.
Skarner
The
bans.
Skarner banned out by
Expect
AL.
this because you don't want the Skarner ult Rumble ult combo.
Skarner
스카너공 럼블공 콤보는
It's
조금
like,
빡세기
I was going to say
때문에.
Jarvan.
Jarvan?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Huh?
I was about
Like
to go into a bunch
오늘?
of reasons why I thought Jarvan
오늘
wouldn't be
Jarvan.
good here, especially
예,
into
오늘
champions
선수
like
자료만
Ezreal.
보고
Into Rumble, you do have good lockdown.
그
And I guess that in terms of your
바로 나오는
skirmishing
거
and
아닌가.
engage
어저께
power,
좀 진짜
it could be a
좋았거든.
pretty effective pick. We'll see
Will
how
AL
much
eliminate
Tarzan.
T1?
I wonder if it's a bit of a
I don't
denial
think
here
AL
from
can beat
Base
T1.
One, thinking that,
Their
with the
gameplay last
equalizer,
game
with the
was, like,
Rumble, then maybe they are a little
kinda
bit worried
bad,
about that potential
TBH.
concern.
Both teams kind of
As you
play
said,
bad, honestly.
Aurora, good pairing with Rumble, but I do wonder.
AL
what
literally
jungle
had a
they're
100
gonna be
CS
looking
gap
for here
deficit last
as a
game
physical damage
across
option
mid, top, and
for
ADC.
Tarzan.
Lee Sin, Nocturne maybe.
With that kind of
Nocturne maybe
deficit,
has a little
usually
bit too
T1
much
would
dive
punish
to
that
the
really
brawl.
hard.
I mean, it feels like they just want to full send it with this comp, right? So
Oh,
I do have the concern
Nocturne
though,
Aura
that,
is really
if
good, bro.
Arise gets to a good point in the game, like You are very short range or very upfront damage. If you are not one-shotting this
오로라
Ryze, he is
럼블
going to
굉장히
clean up the
무섭고요.
team fight.
거기에다가 이제
And you're
녹턴까지
trying to do this full
날라오면은
dive, like kind of like one punch style comp.
looks
where
like a
you're going
better
in
strong
nocturnal.
call.
You turn off the lights. All of a sudden, you have the flanking Aurora not getting spotted because the lights are turned off. You have the equalizer go down.
플랑들의
If you do
특은
not win the fight with that
정석이었나?
initial play, it feels so
어허.
devastating. And Sion is up and available.
아니 근데 럼블 안 가져간 거는 조금 많이 큰데.
That one was conspicuously absent from the
그냥
ban list.
루시안 라이즈
I feel like has been
캐리하고
so
탑에서는
effective
사이언.
here at MSI,
Sion duty for
creating
Flandre?
space. And now you're trying to go through the
I
Jarvan,
think
the
it looks
Sion.
okay.
I
Honestly,
think this
both comps look
Braum
okay.
as well.
BLG
I
has a
feel
lot of
like AL are
damage,
very
yes,
well
but
set
AL
up
also
to
does
absorb
have some
the engage
tanks.
that BLG are drafting for.
Very
So I
solid,
am
like front to
pretty
back from
concerned about what they've
AL. I
cooked
think.
up.
AL's front to
I
back
seem
is
to
pretty
remember
good.
a similar comp from
근데
T1
뭔가
yesterday, where they had Talia.
AL 조합이 더
if I
좋아
remember
보이냐 왜.
correctly.
We thought it was low damage.
Exactly. You and I were watching
Yep.
at home, and I thought to myself, this composition has too little
I don't know.
damage. It's very short range as well. And I look at this comp, and I'm like, yeah, it's kind of short range. It's but what we found was super interesting.
I
is that
think
if you kinda
BLG
treat it as
comp
a
has a
big
lot
comp,
of damage,
it's actually
but they have very
cost
little
effective
frontline.
just
They have
catching a
no
target out,
CS.
executing
No,
them,
I mean
creating
no
numbers
CC, no
advantage,
CS.
and things like Braum do a good job.
No
of
CC,
mitigating
no
some of that
frontline.
engaged tool.
You know?
Um,
Rel's
I
like the
wonder if
only
it's gonna
engage,
pan out
only
the same
CC.
way, though,
So
just like with Ezreal and Aurora, with the amount of mobility and disengaged tool
뭔가
they have, the way to get
BLG는
out of
딜은
those sticky
많은데
situations. I wonder if
이니시랑
Toss is
CC가
gonna be able to find those
부족하고
engages.
앞라인이 좀 부족한 느낌?
Non-subscribers will see you in
그러면
30
이제 궁
seconds
써서
time. It is a big
대박
question
막 한 명
here,
터트리고 시작하고
How
이래야
are you
되는데
feeling about
그러기에는
AL's
또
comp?
AL이 사이언도 있고
I actually think
브라움도
it's going to be
있고.
really hard for BLG to actually be able to reach the carries, knock down the Ryze. I feel like Ryze is a
솔직히
potential
뭐
1v9
탱은
pick in a game
아니지만
like this.
그렇다고 막 몸이 약한
Shanks has
놈은
been
또
playing
아니죠.
very, very well. He's on the Ryze. Ryze just naturally gets so tanky.
팔이 짧아서
You know,
불편하긴
when I'm thinking
하다고
about
해설
the
말대로
double AP solo lanes, when I'm thinking
그런
about
거
the CC that they're going to be
그런
relying
것도
on,
생각해야죠. 이제
early
사거리
warp
같은
treads,
거.
Archangels, Roa, Zonias. Are you going to be able to actually deal with the Ryze through all of these defensive tools, through the locket that is going to be there from Kyle on the Braum, through all of this defensive ability?
럭키 보여!
And especially, I know it's not that popular, especially among the LPL
Thank you so much for the
Silence,
person.
but
Really
things like
appreciate the
that
months.
to me
Welcome back
are
to the Maple
so
family.
good in a game like
감사합니다.
this. It actually adds a
Winker,
lot more
Winker.
damage for you.
감사합니다.
Before we get further into the game, we're going to hand it over to Shox, who's standing by with the Chinese streamer, RP.
Definitely so. Hello, Api. How are you finding the
RP.
tournament here? You are, of course,
yeah.
a co-streamer from China.
Yeah, feeling really great, and I think like there's a lot of audience here, and
Hey, his English
everyone's
is good,
very
no?
hyped and exciting for the games.
이거
Do we
잘하시는데?
have to cast it?
Oh yeah, well,
We're safe. We're safe.
okay, we were safe. Nothing happened level 1. Okay.
Can I get your opinion on
Wait,
this
his English is
matchup?
really
Of
good.
course, BLG has not been as good as we remember them internationally, I would say. So what do you think of their drafting game too?
I want to talk about the game 1 draft first. I think they kind of play.
He has, like, the British accent.
Compared to before. Like they pick Azir, which Knight doesn't really play the champion a lot, right? And they pick Corki, which is definitely a hope champion pool champion. And yeah, and even they lost, I think they still trying different things to win the game. Yeah.
We'll see how they do here. I was just wondering, have you met any other co-streamers here that you like?
Yeah, I see I Will Dominate.
Who is it?
And
It's a Chinese
I
streamer.
was a big fan of him when, like, 10 years ago. Because I don't know if you remember, like 10 years ago or like 8 years ago, he done a trip to Australia. Because I was a pro player in OC server. And
C server. No wonder he
went
has an
to OC
Australian
server, he
English
played the
accent.
server, tried to climb to
호주에서
challenger,
영어를
something
배우면은
like that.
저런
And
저런
yeah, I watched his
악센트가 나오긴 하겠지.
Amazing. Thank you so much. We found
Oh,
the
wow,
only
look at the
I
elk
Will
getting beat
Dominate
up.
fan in the building. That's amazing. Thank you,
Yeah, great to hear from RP.
I Will
He spoke a
Dominate
piece,
fan?
I believe in
No way.
OCE.
Pentanet GG most recently.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So it's going to be an exciting
Dom
game
fan.
two here.
Omega
AL
low.
looking to move us to match point. BLG obviously.
Yo, nice,
trying
nice,
to avoid that fate here.
Rachu. Thank
These
you
teams
for the
are so
soul.
familiar
Really
with
appreciate
each
the
other,
soul.
which I always
Welcome to the
find
Maple
very,
family.
very interesting.
Winko and the
We
Winko.
heard Oppie talking
On
about
par.
the fact that, you know,
Make
Knight
sure
is
to check out
not
the first
really
spin the
known
panels
as a
if
big
everyone's also
Azir guy,
ready.
but sometimes you
Thank
have
you,
to
thank
kind of reach into the bag of tricks, you know, try to subvert
And the
expectations
emotes.
when you are
We
playing
have a
against a
better
team that has
killing
had your
emotes.
number and that knows you so damn well. It's really hard, I think.
겐지
when you're
라인전을
fighting
참 잘
against a
친다.
main scrim partner like
아니
that.
근데
Just
얘도
go
뭐
do
잘하고
exactly
있는 것
what they
같은데
are expecting.
지금까지 보면은.
Yeah, it definitely can be. It's also what makes you good and
BLG
what
초반
made you
정말
get to the finals
잘했는데.
is what made you get to the finals as well. So
초반
sometimes you
10분.
can overcook. You can
저건
overwork
10분
the
최강팀.
dough a little bit, and it can cause some problems. So I'll be talking about it in game 1 with the Azir pick for BLG.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so interesting, right?
Okay, Hope.
Oh, Elk getting a little bit aggressive here.
feviknight going down onto Hope. On is running Unsealed Spellbook in this game, as is Kyle. So we'll see those summoner spells switching around through the mid game.
Yeah, I did kind of get the impression that Knight wasn't that confident coming into this matchup. You know, because that interview that we saw, as this looks like it's going to be
Whoa!
Flash shadowing strike. There's the barrier out.
Who flashes out?
We'll keep him alive for now. Baseline could go.
Whoa! He gets double buff so he gets mana back! Presence of Mind as well! Rune Presence of Mind gave him so much mana back. Oh, go next. 2-0. It's over, guys.
So much
뭐야, 나이스! Thank you so much for the 20 gift subs. 오케이, 감사합니다요. Thank you.
right from the
Thank
get-go,
you.
and they secure 2
Thank you,
kills.
thank you, thank you. Pokémon,
Going to
Pokémon.
chase Shanks out here. Flash forward for the weirding. The twofold hex not enough to get the kill. Both flashes burnt.
Even with Shank's late flash, they're not actually avoiding any of the damage, still able to survive. Knight really wanted that one as the team was falling behind early. And if you're going to go for a kill like this, you have got to kill Hope instantly, but they couldn't quite get it. Look at this, Kyle immediately jumps in, blocks all of the damage from Elk, and then as soon as the fight does not immediately go the way of BLG, you are cooked. Braum in these early skirmishes dominates.
Braum passive is broken. Braum 다음 패치 높습니다, 여러분. Bard is not getting nerfed next patch, but Braum is.
And it ends up being BLG that pull the trigger. But it does not
Yeah,
quite
On is
go
like
the way
really
that they want to. Now
off.
the swap towards the top side of the map.
I mean, look at the vibe from the bot lane.
Oh, it's so good for anyone's legend here as On is able to keep Kyle. It's a battle in the jungle once again. It's Tarzan coming on out on top in that battle of the jungle once again. He's having a really good series so far, and I think after it taking him 7
Fevi
attempts
stealing chat's
to
joke,
win
coughing
a
fit
title,
as karma.
now we're starting to see Tarzan really unleashed.
I mean, it's really exciting as a Tarzan fan, as someone who really felt like this guy was the best player in the world to never win a regional title, right? You know, he had not been able to accomplish that. 0 for 6 in regional finals. Finally is able to do it. And not only did he do it, he did it with
Thank
one of
you.
the largest
Nice.
exclamation points I've ever seen. His Z game to close out the finals, I think had the most impressive mechanical team fight I've ever seen, period, in League of Legends. I thought that was mind-blowing. And I really do feel like sometimes when these players, you know, get that first title, get that first trophy, you can then kind of have the floodgates open and really take over.
Especially doing it
Hey,
against
we're
players
good.
that have denied you from it in the past.
We're
In
good, we're good.
23, 24, Bin, Knight, On, and Elk were the players that denied Tarzan that first title. Now he's claimed it. We'll see how much his career can accelerate from here, because he's already had an incredibly
solution
illustrious
hurts.
only really international success is what could improve it. On and Elk forced away. The pickaxe longsword already.
Lucian
but makes it
아파요.
such a difficult trade,
Lucian has a
as Elk
pickaxe
has
and a
only
longsword.
got
Look
a
at Ezreal.
dagger,
He has
and that's
tears.
it.
And it does feel like this
Dagger?
year, there's a lot of pressure on these LPL teams. They're coming off of a very disappointing first stand from TES, where HLE was not really challenged.
Oh, Braum is such a
whatsoever.
broken champion. Look at that
BLCK
E.
dominated first stand.
Braum,
crushed all
개사기
comers.
챔프.
Shanks could be in some trouble.
He just yoinked the minion.
Should be able to sidestep everything.
Just
H1,
yoink
the
Knight's
Red Warp coming out.
minions.
He's used the Shroud of Darkness already, so he no longer has a spell shield. And Shanks is going to open up, and Knight goes between worlds. There's the thing, and Shanks is down. Now can Beishwan escape? The answer's no as Tarzan. Answers
Braum
with a
is
kill of his
coming.
own.
Braum is here.
Ends up being a
Stand
1-for-1
behind Braum.
trade.
I mean, the
As-
right
I
side
mean,
of the flash
I
there,
admire
so the
aggression
moment he
from
ulted
Shanks,
in,
but Beishwan,
edge, right?
he played it smart. He committed the
그러니까
fear
라이즈가
onto
방금
Shanks, knowing that
아까
Shanks just had the
오로라랑
lower
같이
HP
프레쉬가
ball.
빠져가지고
Knight with good target
궁으로
selection
들어가니까
with his
바로
jungler,
그냥
looked
타겟팅
to lock him
당해서
down as
죽었네요.
quickly as possible. Knight
Okay,
also
guys.
picking up that kill is
Speed
really
of
valuable in the
warfare
matchup,
did go
especially
over
given that
to
he'd already committed the
AL.
flash earlier on. But AL doing what we see often here at
무력
MSI,
행사 스택을
swapping the
먹었죠,
spot lane
근데.
into mid lane
AL이.
to help contest that mid wave, ready to contest the first grub
나
spawn.
Absolutely,
나이트
but you know, back to the first standpoint, just
나이트
the idea,
선수가
I think,
캐리
is
해야
that
된다,
for these
이거.
LPL teams, they really
Night
want
has
to
to carry
represent
his
their
team, I
region
think.
well, even more so because
Night
they
has to
disappointed
carry
in
his
that
team.
first stand. They want to be able to show that they can actually challenge the best LCK teams in the world. AL took Gen G to 5 games, and coming into this tournament, most people I think thought
I hate
Gen
the
G
Nocturne
were going
pick so
to run
much.
away with it, that they were going to dominate. AL proved that was not the case, and I think they're very
mean,
hungry to have a shot at T1.
what do you think they
have
should
a
have
potential
picked?
rematch against Gen G to show we can do more than get close. We can take you down.
I mean, I think BLG will be equally as hungry, losing to T1 in World's Finals last year,
Like
losing
Sejuani?
to Genji at MSI last year.
The only thing I can
There's
think of
a
is like
lot of
Skarner, but Skarner was
expectation on
banned,
these
so
rosters.
Maokai
For
Skarner
AL,
banned.
First time on the international stage, but with a roster that has
Window?
managed to pick up the
Oh,
wins
they need like
in the
they need some
LPL
kind of
playoffs. For BLG,
engage.
almost a redemption arc if they can manage to get through to those finals and take home the trophy. TP coming in from AL as they defend the grubs, the culling as well from Hope forces on away. And those will be the first 3 grubs of the game going over to anyone's legend.
Tarzan again out to a really big lead here, but to talk about the BLG side again, you know, Bin has had so much success at MSI. This guy reminded us on stage.
I feel bad for whoever has to keep track of Brom Summer's spellbook timers. Yeah. Spellbook in general is cringe like that.
2022
But
wins MSI.
only thing you have to
second,
track is pretty much the flash, though.
He is getting there, and he said it. Don't forget.
People only
he
track
has
like
been there
flash and
back to back to
TPs.
back, and he's looking to try to get his team to a 4th straight MSI, which is an insane achievement.
It's very uncommon for Bin not to be in finals.
Yep.
He just finds a way, and I mean the man has been so talented for so long. I remember casting him back on Suning all those years ago, 2020.
Made finals in his first year.
Yes, he did. The Fiora Pentakill in the finals. He had a good start to the Jax game. He ultimately couldn't close things out in game 1. Now on his Rumble that we've been seeing a lot so far this year, he built up a bit of a lead in terms of the 1v1
빈 선수의
matchup.
피오라는 다들
He's now
아시죠?
on the bot side of the map, assisting BLG secure the first dragon of the game. I think
Too much AP, yeah, they need like an AD jungler.
To this objective, and even though they'll be in the area,
Amumu would be kind of
it'll be a
bad
difficult steal.
because of that.
Tarzan trying to get in there. There's the Cataclysm. Paranoia used. Tarzan has to flash away and will flag and drag to safety.
Beitron stole
Hang on.
it.
So,
That's huge, I think.
I mean, they get the teleport out from Knight as well. Are they still fishing for a fight?
On's looking for it. He's going to flash forward onto Tarzan. Shadowing strike onto Shanks as well. There's the equalizer. Going to chunk out Kyle. Unstoppable onslaught in, though, as Flandre looks to make this fight continue. Realm War forward.
Oh,
He stands. He's the bullets from
용을 먹었지만, oh, the EWQ. Wow, AL punished so hard for that.
Tried to get in, was late, but then On decides.
아니, 녹턴 그냥 썩었는데 어떡하지? 벌써 썩었어.
Tarzan goes in.
Nocturne just so useless now.
I think he's trying to buy time.
Tarzan had a really good pick, really good ulti
His team cannot
EQ.
TP in, so they say, okay, we're gonna back out. We're gonna see if we can still fish for some sort of a fight because I have this under Sky. Tarzan incredibly strong.
와, 저기서 온 선수가 이니시를 봤는데 Yeah, they have no CC. No one's gonna stand on top of the Rumble. 럼블공을 당연히 위에 안 있지.
Into the back line, and it is a rout immediately. AL are already running away with game number 2.
I just can't believe
BLG had a good draft until they picked off. Yeah. No one stands on top of the Rumble. There's no CC for that either.
The perfect engage. Did you see the fight, Betty?
Oh, beautiful AL off to a monstrous lead now, 11 minutes in, and they find themselves with a 2.4k gold lead. Hope dishing out some serious damage.
You see the advantage that comes from Hope getting that early kill, getting ahead on the bottom side of the map. Already has the Essence Reaver and the Zeal, where Elk is just fumbling for parts. You've got a half-bound access, Sheen, and a Tear. You are in
이거 오늘
such a
빠른
weak
300도
position
나오겠는데요,
in
여러분?
comparison. 1,500
빠른 퇴근을 하겠는걸요? Guys,
Very
I don't know,
bleak
guys.
here, you know, for Elk. Hope is
We
in
might
such
see
a
a
strong
fast
point of the
3-0
game. He's gonna
today.
have that second item here
와, 이게
relatively
3대
quick.
0이
They're
나올
already at
줄이야.
2.5k. And having that gold so
부두술
isolated
걸었습니다.
on your jungle, on your AD carry
BLG
is going to
팬분들,
be really, really
걱정
tough to
마세요.
deal with. And Flandre quietly has just been a brick wall. You know, Bin, yes, he's
BLG,
going to get the push. Yes, he's
지금
going to
MSI
have some
나오는
advantage
팀들
in
모두
that
다
early stage, but
EWC
we already
가던데요.
have first item done for Flandre.
Every
He is
MSI
gonna be
team,
shuttling off so much
even
of
GAM
that, and Sion, we
Esports
know, has
and
incredible wave clear, is
Furia
really stalwart
are
in
all
these
invited
side lanes,
to
so he just needs to
EWC.
keep doing what he's doing.
So they're gonna be playing EWC after
We'll just continue to farm
afterwards.
for now.
Yep, time to prefer game 3 draft. Yeah. This Nocturne is so useless already.
With these neutrals still about 2 minutes away.
Nocturne would have been great if they had like a Rakan or something. 와, 여기서 렐이 아니라 라칸이었다나? 녹턴 라칸 좀 많이 무섭거든. 녹턴이 날아가는 거를 호응을 해줄 수가 있어가지고 라칸이 2로 이제 팀원한테 붙을 수가 있죠. 확실히 렐이 선픽이 될 정도로 좋냐? 그것도 아닌 것 같고. First picking Rel on blue side is a mistake, I think, from BLG.
Open Kyle the first to move across. Tarzan takes a Mystic shot. It would be a 4v3 right now, but obviously the Realm
No
War from
Rakan, no
Shank's
Orianna,
gonna allow
no
him to join the
Nocturne.
fight pretty
That's what I'm
sharpish.
saying, Zepta.
True shot barrage.
That's what I'm
out,
saying.
Tarzan lands the smite.
Like, if you're gonna play Nocturne, like why not Orianna? 근데 우리 녹턴 같은 것도 괜찮았고 라칸이라도 있었으면은 럼블공이랑 오로라 같이 해서 되게 좋았을 텐데. 원더 컴보 would have been crazy.
You know, make sure that BLG can't find that engage
Rel
because minions
first
are
pick
being lost by
or so many
BLG
bad
currently.
picks?
Flandre, though,
Why do you
worried
have
about
the
a
first
potential
pick
fight
Rel?
breaking out.
That's the
He's
question.
actually going to TP up towards top, and they are going to bring back
It reminds
Shanks.
me of when
Shanks
T1
teleported
first
top.
picked
I think
Karma.
Flandre is finishing his recall, but there's the paranoia in with the equalizer to follow up the Magnus Storm from enough.
They got him! They got him! Oh, but so deep. Rel has to die there.
A nice collapse from BLG, trading hope for On. As they
그래도
get
이
a
정도면은
much
만족하겠는걸?
needed pickup onto
BLG도?
the AD carry of AL. He was isolated, separated from Kyle. That
Is
broad
Olaf good
defense
here?
was unavailable
Olaf
for
jungle?
the AD
No.
carry.
Love
That meant
jungle's
the BLG
super
were
bad.
able to get a pick. They'll close the gold gap ever so slightly, but still a 2k gold lead for AL for now.
Yeah, it is a good pick, but they still do give up a fair bit for it. You know, you lose that kill back. You had to drop the wave bot side that Flandre had pushed in first, and Flandre was able to respond to that quite quickly. Shanks did TP out towards
I got
top,
ads as soon
constantly
as the
shoving that
fight
wave.
started.
This is more
No
the AL
way.
that I was kind of expecting coming to this series. You know, being
What do you
the ones
mean?
that get the edge
Watch
on
from
the map
YouTube
that are
then.
the
Watch
ones
from YouTube. Maybe
denying
you have
minions,
YouTube Premium.
pushing in constantly and really forcing difficult decisions
You
here
can
from
also
BLG,
just download
who
it,
is
like
kind
ad
of more
block.
this bloodthirsty team. They are, I think, more that stereotypical
I don't mind if you guys use ad
LPL
block.
team where they are going to
But
play
you
the
do
team
watch
fights
your ads.
incredibly well.
It's going to
They're
be
gonna show up to the
supporting my
objectives,
stream.
and they are going to challenge you
Thank you so much.
each and every time.
Or-
AL is incredible in the 5v5, but they can also just beat you on the map, which I think makes them a much more dynamic and difficult opponent.
And a lot of that comes down to how well they control vision.
녹턴이 최선 루시안은 자신 있게 물 정도로 커야 한다고. 이미 근데 녹턴은 살짝 늦은 느낌이긴 한데 그냥 오로라 럼블 궁으로 딜 넣는 거 이제 마무리하는 느낌으로 가서 이제 들어가서 진입해서 한 방 마무리하는 느낌 그런 플레이 해야겠죠.
With the match state as it is, both junglers pathing towards the bot side of the map.
Vi or
Continued
Warwick would have
fight
been
over
better
that
than
mid-wave
Nocturne.
control as the control board is now the battle. Kyle will push on off.
Vi. Yeah, you're right. Vi was
Now-
open or what?
Oh, a nice trade from being ahead of the
That would have
dragon
been pretty good.
contest. He doesn't have his TP available, does have the ultimate. Shanks has already rotated down. Knight is going to quickly go back to base.
Is this AL being
buy an
strong or
upgrade and
BLG?
has the TP
I think
ready
it's
to
just
fight.
BLG playing
Base Run
balanced.
with his ultimate is primed and ready to go.
I can teleport into the pit. Instead, he decides mid lane. Paranoia out. Tarzan gets the smite. Where we go
not
with
too
the
bad.
Paranoia. Immediately, we jump on towards Flandre. The
Okay.
come out as well, but the
Better than Vi.
Will block that CC. Flandre
Better
running
than
play,
Vi.
spin, trying to chase True Shot Barrage out.
Oh,
Equalizer
that
on the
rumble
corner
is
against the
bad.
base one. Flashes
Oh,
forward
it doesn't matter though. It doesn't matter.
out the sun
Edge.
towards this blue buff.
Okay, they're gonna
AL
engage.
knows
They're
what more
engaging.
fight, though. The Magnus Storm on 3.
BLG's awake! Good morning, good morning! All that ulting from Feviknight? You're welcome,
I'm not
guys.
sure why Tarzan decided to go for the re-engage. They could have just given
Guess
up
we're seeing
Flandre
game 5,
and played
guys.
for the
We're
wave
going game
mid,
5.
which was exactly
3-0?
what Hope
No.
was trying to
Good
do.
morning?
But his
Yes.
team goes for the re-engage. Hope is moving over,
Good
but
morning,
never even
BLG.
gets close to the fight.
Huh.
And BLG coming up with a
Huh.
massive win there, bringing them
BLG
back
angry.
to within
앵그리
striking
BLG
distance.
나왔다요.
Potentially
와
a fatal
방금
mistake
정말
by
저
AL.
녹턴에 밸류가 나오는걸? Nocturne literally realized I was alone.
Because there wasn't
All
pretty
that
much that they were going to
boom.
convert off the back
Right?
of it.
Catch
But
up
the moment
picks.
that Tarzan said, you know what, I think we can win
That's
this
why you
fight,
picked Nocturne.
that's where
That's
things
why you
fell
picked
apart.
Nocturne.
The goal difference now
Vi
really
can't do
not
that. Vi
much.
can't do that.
Hope still holding on to the difference between the two teams. The Herald's
And
going to be
Aura
started
damage
off.
with Rel as well.
Tarzan's
날
not in a
선픽한
position
이유가
to contest.
지금 방금
Shanks is too
나왔구만요.
far away. His TP
That's
is
why
unavailable.
BLG first picked
So
Rel
BLG
for that
will get
engage.
themselves
Yes.
another objective
Full combo on top of Aura ulti.
as they
원부
pick up the
combo.
Herald.
오로라
Just like
궁이랑
that,
같이 해가지고
BLG
그냥 막.
very much back into this game. There's still a disparity between Hope and Elk, but we see Base One chasing here. It did seem deep
Bro,
onto the
Nocturne is
side.
so good
Yeah,
here.
I mean, the
Why
heal will
pick?
come
That's
through
what
from
I'm saying.
Kyle to escort Flandre to safety. The Rumble ultimate kind of
Cinema.
cutting off that support from
Turns
Flandre.
out
They
pigs
get
don't
that
matter as
initial
much as
pick,
your
and
fingers.
at this
Kappa.
point, AL
Just kidding.
thinks, actually, maybe we can turn
Pigs
this
do
around.
matter.
But look at the minimap. Look at where your
Oh,
Lucian
that
is. Your
well
Lucian is on mid-wave
engaged.
right now as they're going for this re-engage. You don't really have enough damage there. Your top laner is already down. Shanks tries to get what he can done. But without the Lucian, who is the strongest member on the team, it's going to be a very difficult fight to take and an ill-advised one to be sure.
Still 1,000 gold lead for anyone's
온-
legend. They are still
온신
scaling
다시
into this game as well. 2 items on the
돌아왔구나.
Lucian. Shanks
온신 is
has
here,
finished
guys.
the Rod of
All
Ages
is here.
on his way towards his Archangels. They're looking to try and crack the first tier 1 of the game. been now surpassing Gala for the
Rumble
7th
passive got
most
active at the last
all-time
minute.
international kills at 503.
Lots of damage.
There's the dive in with the paranoia, and Shanks has the walk over. A flaming
Oh,
cast,
Ale
it's
just
hard to
falling
escape.
apart.
Didn't even take the kill. Beishwan can look for a little bit more here. Hope not moving from the mid lane. Tarzan should be able to flag and drag his way to safety. Kyle might just be able to walk out.
Wait, Sion ulted, Sion ulted, Sion ulted.
Knight forced low by Flandre, but can just
Okay,
jump across
no damage.
the veil and get to safety.
Nocturne is so good at catching isolated
아니,
targets,
AL도
especially
지금
a Ryze that has no
당황했는데?
flash available.
오.
Just the moment that
초반
ulti is
좋은
on
분위기
full,
다
that
어디 갔는데?
ult comes through.
Oh wait. Oh, I'm getting caught out.
But the shield from the crash down won't be enough to keep him alive. Teleport in
Okay,
as
well.
by Bin as he tries to burn through Tarzan.
Oh,
The flames
oh,
spits
hope,
doing a
hope,
lot
hope,
of
hope,
damage.
hope! Wow, he's space gliding! He's gonna get a Quadra! 와, 루시안 개사기네 지금 봤어요, 님들? Do you see the damage output from Lucian? Oh my goodness, guys. Hope is the hope of AL.
Hope punishes massively.
And if this is not quintessential
let's
AL
watch it.
versus BLG,
보자.
I do not know if we'll get a better
boom.
example of how these teams
Boom.
face off.
Really good punish from Kyle onto On as he's isolated in the mid lane. But when the TP
Look
comes
at Hope
through,
just space
BLG
gliding
is saying,
this.
you know what, we do so
와,
much damage here.
진짜
Let's go for
잘한다,
the
루시안.
brawl passive again in conjunction
He hit
with
Q
the
on 3
Lucian.
people.
Makes it so easy for Hope to tear them apart.
아니, Q를 세 명한테 동시에 맞았어 방금.
for the quadra for Hope.
And that EQ flash is so clean from Tarzan because he goes through for the EQ, delays to get the first knockup, flashes then after the first knockup to get the next one onto Elk. Like, that is just picture perfect. This guy's mechanics are out of this world, and Hope, that culling just destroyed them. As soon as you see the Braum passive proc, he gets the stun, full culling to the face. No
I don't even know what
shot
this
in
is
there.
supposed to do, by the way.
We were saying, oh, BLG
It's showing
are
the
back in
gold
game.
graph.
It's only 1,000 gold between these two teams. The
아니,
Dragons are
나
even
진짜
in
I don't
now.
understand the
A
graphic
3.5K
because like
lead for anyone's legend. All of that sitting on Hope.
total
just
gold
look
and then
at-
it shows
I
me
keep
like
going back to it, but look at the
minions,
inventories for the AD
passive,
carries.
kills,
It's
like
just
what?
so brutal. You're not even
Am I the only
close
one
to your
who's
second
confused with
item,
the graphic?
And the second item is a cheap one. Then you're looking over here, and it's just that is tough, and that also means feats have gone over the
Yeah,
way
it's go from
of
different
AL.
sources, but like,
They were
why
able
do
to
we
grab
need to see
towers off
that?
the back of that did claim
I
the
don't know.
upgraded boots for them. So they are looking really strong at this point.
It's like it doesn't have a like we can't really compare it to anything. So if we can compare it to like the average golds at this time or something, maybe.
on more even keel.
So you highlighted the
Some
bad
people
news
farm minions,
for
some people
BLG.
farm
The
champions.
good news is there's only one carry that has all the gold. So if they're able to catch Hope,
farming both,
there may
though.
still be hope for BLG. It ultimately will come
For like
down
if
to
Draven
Beishwan's
gets 1k
target
from his
selection,
passive,
and
yeah,
if the
but there's
follow-up
not
is
any
there,
champions
force the
like
flash away early.
Beishwan.
One coming out as well. Beishwan should just be able to walk away from this one. Meanwhile, on the top side, the Realm Warp coming out from Shanks as they look to chase down Knight. He'll go between worlds, the weirding as well for the slow for the escape. ELG will walk away after taking that bot tier 1.
And nice play around vision there for
BLG
Tarzan.
딜러라서 아직
Controlling the
모른다.
banana brush so
원보
important when you
콤보를
are
하면
trying to
아직
approach
모르거든요.
this
13렙
dragon,
럼블
and Night
13렙
walks
모르라긴
by,
해서
Tarzan just
근데
pushes him back.
궁이
Knowing how strong he is
강력하죠.
in this game, he's on 2 fully completed items.
전령 타고
He does not
풀백.
have to be afraid. Goes in, gets that chunks down,
Oh,
and yeah,
man.
you traded out the Realm Warp,
Beishwan.
but Knight's ultimate is much more
My
important in
guy.
the actual fight. So they're just going to continue to force.
Anyone's legend could look for the
아무리
outcome.
봐도 언니랑 베이천 선수 둘이서
They're going to
Here we
start
go.
it up.
컨디션이 조금 안 좋아 보인다요. 지난번처럼.
Obviously, Atakan reducing your magic resist and your armor, the more damage you take from it. Knight has teleport. He's going back to base right now, looking for that second completed item. On stepping forward, has the flash, has the magnet storm. AL still on the
Okay, Flandre caught out. Flandre dead. Oh my gosh, they're flipping it. They're flipping it. The smite, smite. Braum smite. Oh my gosh, Hope is gonna die. Hope is gonna die. Hope is gonna die. Hope is gonna die. Fucking what?
Won't be able to find much more.
아,
Yeah,
치바테
at the end
couldn't
of the
kill
day,
Hope
still
there.
great there for AL.
방금
Yes,
뭐
they
어떻게
do
처리 안
lose
됐나?
one, but Flandre buys so much time. He just kind of walks forward and creates that space with the zombie form.
뭔가
And
아쉽죠?
as a result, his team does get the Otacon. They're trying to stop
Knight
the
is
bases, but this
angry!
well done by BLG.
Angry
They don't
Knight!
wanna allow them
Look
to
at that
reset.
damage.
The calling out into the catacomb, the Magnet Storm out by On, but now Knight's tanking up the towers, and that's not where he wants to be! AL pounces, BLG are greedy.
BLG once again in this game overstep. We've seen that aggression work wonders for them.
Never
We've
mind.
also seen them get punished. And once again, in an effort to interrupt
I said, look at
AL's
that damage
return
from
to the
Knight.
base,
2
they are
seconds later,
punished once
Knight is
more.
dead.
They'll even get
Knight
a
is
tower
dead.
off the back
Knight
of
is
it.
dead.
AL taking
상대 팀에
full
그랩이
control
있냐고.
here in game 2.
I definitely understand the
아니,
thought
나이트
process
선수
from BLG
칭찬하다
because I
와서
think they
그냥
feel
바로
that they're
그냥
falling
타워
out of
밑에
this game and they're
받고
saying, "All right,
있으면
we have
어떡하냐고요."
Buffalo, we got Summoners out. Let's not allow them to base. Let's not allow them to spend this gold. We need to punish
Oh
now.
my gosh.
But Tarzan, his ultimate was perfect,
OMG.
and Knight was trying to hold his spells for Hope, but Hope was just
The
playing
greedy
on the
gets
exact
punished, nice
edge
first, yeah.
of his range, so he never actually
Pretty
allowed
much
him to
sums
get
up
in
the
range.
play, I
And,
think.
well, you can't just sit there and use no spells forever. The rest of the team
Knight
is going
is
to knock
angry.
you down.
Knight
So
isn't angry
Knight
enough.
gets isolated, does get knocked down here, and there is the Infinity Edge done now. Just as Israel gets 2 items, a full Infinity Edge is the advantage for Hope. Not bad.
Yeah, it's a big chunk of change that Hope is ahead
3
right now.
items.
3,000 gold, his lead, and 3.5k.
이코 차이 나는데?
Next
본질에서.
objective. Well,
루시안 지금 3코어 나온
I don't know if AL will
상태라서
want to force the tempo
개쎄죠,
that much by
지금?
going for it, but they are on 2 dragons.
스펠이
You
없긴
can see how
합니다,
far
근데.
Hope is
플래시
ahead of everyone
빠졌어가지고.
else in the game. Base one having a good time as a jungler, but still struggling, about 2,000 behind where Hope
Tarzan
currently
is
sits.
tanky,
This
like
mid lane
what?
tower being alive also makes it really hard for Beishwan to even threaten a pick onto Hope, because ideally you want long lanes to play through, because Nocturne Ultimate has such a long range. The more space you have to try and leverage that, and the less safety that
Most
Hope
of the
will
gold
have,
lead is on
makes
Hope,
it easy
though.
to find that pick. But as long
So
as he
if
has that mid
somehow
tower
Hope
and
does
Kyle is standing by his side,
get shut down,
he feels extremely safe. So AL is playing with
It's
full
definitely winnable
confidence.
for
They've got
BLG
good vision coverage.
if
They
fought properly.
unlikely will force
On
the
paper.
Baron. It's very risky to do against an Aurora Rumble. You
On
could just
paper.
throw the entire game, but they don't necessarily need to overforce. They've got the dragon spawning in a minute and a half.
Kyle
and they know
building
they're
the Locket
stronger,
first
so
item on
I'm
Braum.
sure they'll look to try and fight in the near future.
And I mean, Ocean Soul for this front.
Look at
AL
first item
has.
on
How
Braum,
are you
but
ever
not on
killing
Bard.
Sion at that point? How are
Hello?
you ever killing the Braum at that point? And I do think these next items coming through are going to be the difficulties that BLG are going to have to deal
아니
with.
손
You can see the
떼모로
burden
솔라리
barrier is
브라움으로는
now
솔라리
in
가는데
for Shanks. And I do think we are going to get a defensive item
바드로는
as the
구원 가는
fourth
거
for
진짜.
Hope, whether it is, you know, a BC
아직도
or a GA
지금
or something like that. Once those items come through, now all of a sudden,
Braum is a tank.
even if you get
Bard is a
the
tank
engage,
too.
maybe
Bard
you
is
have to
not
go
a
in force.
Soraka.
Just
Bard
becomes
is
so
not a
much trickier
Soraka. You
for
have to
BLG.
be tanky.
Decimating smash coming out,
Copium.
but no one's going to step into the
Yeah,
path
good
of
Aura
Flanders.
Rumble ult
X
can
is
turn the game
looking to
100%.
bring down some
And
trees.
pair that with like a
Alchemite
really good rail
get
engage,
a little
right?
bit of control over this mid lane wave. For BLG, there's always the question is...
Evie, thank you for the emails! Thank you so much for the price of really best answer. Welcome to the meet family in the show. Check out the personal panels
Use
as
the
well.
equalizer, use the paranoia, use your
링거
AoE
하나 링거.
to make
감사합니다.
it tricky for AL
Or-
to really approach. On 2 levels down on Kyle on this rel. Knight forced behind here as Tarzan jumps forward. Knight able to go across the veil and escape. On with the flash shadowing strike, but the dash away immediately from Hope as he continues to reign in this game. BLG look for the engage, but they just couldn't find it.
AL have hope and BLG have none. They're going for the Baron here. They're trying to put the nail in the coffin.
And now BLG, perhaps this is the moment.
First
You've got
picking
no
Rel
equalizer, you
on
have
blue side
the between
for
worlds
that
Knight.
play.
No paranoia as AL still stick on
Okay,
the
but
Baron.
Flandra's melting.
Andre on the front line,
Flandra
taken
melted.
down. The Baron jumped off
Knight
by
is gonna
AL
die.
as they look for more
No,
of a fight.
Bait
They'll
trying to
kill
late
Base
Knight
one
die.
now.
They got
With the
baited.
jungler dead,
They were
they'll
trying to
turn the
face check
right
the
back
Baron,
to
but
the
they
big
didn't have any
purple
vision
worm.
there.
Flandre gives up his life, but he keeps the 2 remaining members of BLG away from
That was a
him,
nice
and
engage.
AL get 2 of their own. The Baron is going to be secured. A
go
desperate TP.
Oh, will I
It's
go?
Bin trying to look for a flank position
And
here.
Bin
No
do this?
equalizer for him. No smite as well. Obviously, he's just a rumble, and now he's spotted. And the rumble in the jungle doesn't survive for long. AL will gun him down.
AL get themselves another pick, gifted by Bin, and you can feel the desperation from BLG. That engage from On, the idea felt really good. On has so many fast, difficult to react to snap engages on this rel, but Hope reacts. Hope is locked in and on point, and the follow-up, the Rumble ultimate was there, but we didn't see the Nocturne ultimate, we didn't see the Aurora ultimate.
아,
and it's the
오늘
fact that he was
굉장히
able to
빠르게
react so
퇴근할 것
quick, and he didn't
같은
even have to use a summoner spell to do it.
Exactly. The fact that he
I
reacted
think
that
we're gonna
quickly
have
also
the
meant
quickest
most
series
equalizers
of the
just
whole
missed.
tournament.
It's answered by the lock and it's answered by the heal from Gael. They didn't really
Kidding.
get much done with that.
And what the hell is going on with BLG though?
Gold
Huh?
lead. It is Ocean Soul point.
What happened
It
to the
is
coach
AL
first picking
on the
Rel?
precipice
Really?
of pushing
이거는
us to a match point and getting
감독
towards those
밴픽이
luxury items as
문제다
The
well.
근데.
Hex Drinker on Hope, you talked about
아니
a
아무리
bit of
봐도
defense for him. It's
선픽으로
just gonna
렐 하는
make
거
it
이거
so
진짜
much harder for
맞냐고.
BLG. They're looking with the paranoia. Base one waiting around the wolf camp, but On is caught down towards the bottom side, and On is suffocated out of the game. BLG thought mid lane was
On
the prio,
is
but
caught.
AL
Pretty
had
much
other
sums up
ideas.
his gameplay in
AL will
MSI.
continue their siege on the bot lane. They don't have much of a minion wave to play with. The Rumble ultimate and the Ezreal
I don't
ultimate
know.
going to be used to clear out the wave.
Oh
This will
man.
slow AL down,
Even
but it
in
will
series
not
into
stop them.
FlyQuest, like he was just
Counts as a
throwing and
Catalan
throwing
gun of
and throwing
destruction
and
right now,
throwing.
being forced away with the
Like
overlord.
FlyQuest could have been here, honestly. 아니 솔직히 플라이퀘스트 좀만 더 잘했으면은 여기에서 지금 오늘 플레이하는 게 플라이퀘스트였을 텐데. This could have been FlyQuest game.
But AL are pushing in for the win.
Yeah.
And Hope is just
FlyQuest die for this?
destroying
That's
them
what I'm
this game.
saying, guys.
13-1-3.
I'm so sad what happened to
Legendary
BLG
Lucian
though.
performance.
근데 BLG
BLG will try to
진짜
defend Knight, force away Kai out
정글-
there with the unbreakable and still hitting onto Knight with
정글
the Winter's
바뀌었다고
Bite.
이렇게까지
Decimating
팀이
smash under the tower.
약해지다니.
BLG try as they
참-
might, they just can't withstand.
근데
the
정글
storm
한 명
that's
때문에
anyone's
지는 그런
legend.
느낌은 아니고 전체적으로
Now
다
getting some
부진하는
match
느낌.
points.
A beautiful game from
분위기가
Hope.
안 좋은 거일 수도 있어.
From the double kill
Oh
right at
my
the start.
man.
Only a single
He's
death to his
tilted.
name with good positioning and great play.
BLG have many Korean players.
Leads
BLG
the
has
series 2-0,
zero Korean
and now
players.
all the pressure is on
Zero.
BLG.
And for them, they're wondering, is it just a continuation
Full
of the
Chinese
story
team,
that's been told twice already in the LPL
너무 무력한데
playoffs? Is it
그러니까
3-2,
진짜
3-1,
오늘
now at MSI
3대
3-0?
떡이
Is it
나올 줄은
time
정말
for anyone's legend
생각도
to take
못했다.
over the torch
BLG가 약한
of
건
representing the
알았는데.
LPL here on the international
Oh.
stage?
It is looking that way, but if there's a moment to step up, it is right now. And BLG have some incredible players who are capable of turning things around in this series. But
What
you're
has
gonna
been meant
need
to do
see
or
peak
Knight when
Fate.
On
You're
is
gonna
on
need to
the-
see peak Knight.
We're going to hand it over
Hey,
to
don't
Shoxy
we also have to
standing by
mention the
with
coach? Mention coach.
indeed.
On is kind of
Tabe,
ending it,
spectacular
but Beitron is
performance
ending
so
too,
far.
guys. Beitron's
Are
ending
you
too.
happy
Remember?
with your guys, and what was the
At least
specific
this game.
strategy to
Game
get
On
this
is playing
game win?
good.
Of course, I'm happy because we won 2 games, right? But I want to thank
아이,
of the
선생님
draft because
감사합니다.
I guess the Lucian Braum really countered to Nocturne and Aurora, Rabbit, yeah. Their
Rabbit.
series engage were really
The rabbit?
countered by Braum. Yeah.
Overall, what do you think the biggest
Tabe is
threat
the
on
goat.
BLG is? Of course, you also
Tabe
won
is
the
just the
LPL
goat.
finals, but is there anything different that you're looking out for?
Better coach
They're
wins.
really familiar with their free lanes early game pressure, but I think if we can defend their early game pressure, we will win the game easily.
3-0?
If we want to 3-0, I have to work hard on the draft.
I'll let you go. I get the hint.
와.
Thank you, Tabe.
Your Shox is so pretty
Thank
today.
you so
What the hell?
much, Shox. Always
I mean, she's always
amazing
pretty,
to
but
hear
I love
from
that outfit
Tabe.
on her.
And we have a
Shox
special
진짜
guest
역대급으로
joining us
이쁘신데?
at the desk, Candice, LPL host. Thank you so much
Candice?
for joining us.
Thank you guys.
No way.
Oh, okay, so what did you think about the series so far? 2-0 for AL. Did you expect that?
중국에서도 오로라는 오로라라고. 근데 레빗이라고 하는데. Politically correct? That's what I'm
Might
saying.
find some way to fight
Good
back
Tabe.
for the BLG in the next maybe 3 series.
Hopefully they can bring it to a series, but Tabe, once again, master at drafting. He really is in BLG's head right now. The players are in their heads on the riff, but it comes from the drafting phase, I feel.
Yeah, and the things that really worked out for this draft, he already pointed it out.
Yeah.
The Lucian Braum, from that early play where they really underestimated the
Candice is so
Braum
pretty,
in that
yeah.
bot lane 3v3 that set Hope on a path to success super early.
It's really twofold because on one hand, I think that AL is playing very nicely to the win condition, like that play that On tried to find and Hope in the mid lane, to me was one of the best examples. Tarzan's turn in the mid lane earlier on, all of that was great. I also think BLG is just running headfirst into very obvious traps.
Let's check out actually. We see Tarzan here, and you were just talking about it. Chronicler in
그냥 솔직히 초반에 루시안한테 큐풀 받고 W 박은 게 문제라니까. Like I think the early game try-wish like on Q flashing and Wing onto the Lucian was the reason why they lost.
The difference maker in
Because they
AL
literally
versus
ran it, they
BLG,
all
I think,
died,
is
and
the
they used everything
synergy
for it too. They used
between
flashes and
Tarzan
everything. So
and Kyle in a lot of these team
it just
fights.
made the game
I
really
actually
hard and
wanted to
fed the
ask you,
Lucian. 루시안이 너무 잘 크기 시작해서 그걸 계기로 야, Lucian got a quadra kill here. But oh, this Lucian damage is crazy.
I think I should mention
와,
the,
진짜 루시안
Tarzan's interview
뽕뽕
before, because
지리거든요.
mentioned that, we spent a lot of
루시안
time
하고 싶다,
and
진짜.
getting in the synergy and everyone
now I
so
wanna
much
play Lucian.
efforts, and we know our role clearly. So that's why they put so much effort in the
Lucian
game from
damage.
that. And also we should
Comendo.
like watch the documentary if after this game the AL, the breaking ground,
Coach
they
Gap.
put so much effort. They ranked till the like morning every day.
감독 차이, 감독
Like,
차이.
after LPL finals, talking about
Palme
the
is just the GOAT,
discipline,
guys.
the work, everything that
His
this
draft
team
was just
had
better.
put to get in the position they're in today. It is match point chronicler. I want you to show us your prediction because you were really confident in the 3-2
Pantheon pick now? I think
The crowd
Pantheon's
was
gonna be
booing
banned.
you.
Booing.
I kind of understand
Pantheon's
what
gonna be
they
banned
were
for
on
sure.
right now.
이 픽 렐은 에바긴 해. 아니 아직도 난 기가 막히다니까. 이 렐을 선픽할 정도로 그렇게 렐이 사기 챔프다? 그것도 아니야. 오히려 브라움이 훨씬 사기인데. Braum is like so much more broken. I can't believe they just Inshallah the Rel.
And you know what? I think AL, they're gonna have at least one game for fun. Can snowball from there. They didn't.
Chronicler coping?
They
Yeah.
can do it again, hopefully,
That's a
and bring us
3-0.
series candies. Thank
It
you
is
so
a
much for joining us. It was a
3-0.
pleasure having you on the set.
Absolute
Let's hope
stomp.
that BLG can turn this around and bring us a
Now
series.
Lucian's gonna get nerfed. Yeah. He's a little strong right now though, sure. I think Lucian's a bit strong. Braum is strong as well, so like the synergy of Lucian and Braum being both strong, broken. Really broken. If I put 250k on AL, that's what I will do. Oh yeah, Kara, can you do a prediction for next game? Thank you. Pet the mods. Pet the mods, pet the mods. Need to wait for Jaffer to start? No, I mean, it's 50 minutes, so I think 50 minutes should be enough for a draft, I think. I bet Femi's house for wait, hold up. Hold up, Booey. You're assuming I have a house? Huh? Huh? Okay, who in the chat owns a house? Not me. A virtual house? Yeah. Owning a house in Minecraft? And that's still a house, I guess. 안녕하세요, 예팽님 어서오세요. 어서오세요. 허허이. Yeah, I think 2025 economy, you can't really own houses, guys. Hello? EWC 빨리 시작하라고. MSI 끝나고 나서 바로 시작을 하겠죠. EWC starts right after MSI, so it's gonna be huge, I think. Life-changing prize money, $70 million. 아니 근데 진짜 스케줄이 아니 저처럼 그냥 방구석에서 중계하는 사람들 빡센데 선수들 얼마나 빡세겠냐고. 진짜 레전드. 이거 맞아? 스케줄? Yeah, finals is gonna be on I think we get 1 day off and then they do finals or what? No, we don't even get 1 day off.
Alright guys, I just landed in China.
So it's gonna be like today AL BLG, tomorrow T1 vs whoever, and then the next day is the grand final. Is that what happened? So I think it is. Wait, Genji has a huge advantage then. They have like a lot of time to prepare. But T1's gonna have no time. T1 has to prepare the next like lower bracket finals, and then they have to play Genji right after. If they win, that is. 적당히 힘든 일정 아닌가 빡센지는 모르겠어요. 일단 비행기를 많이 타야 돼서 저는 근데 그 시차 이런 것도 비행기도 많이 타보고 해서 좀 빡세긴 합니다. 비행기 타는 거 자체가 좀 몸이 많이 힘들거든요. 그것만 아니면 솔직히 그냥 한 곳에서 경기했으면 별로 빡세진 않지.
분명 날 물대할 때 0대2 5됐을 때도 게임이 개재밌고 흥미진진했었는데 BLG 대할전은 그냥 노잼민고 이거 맞아요?
어허 그런 발언 하시면 안 됩니다. 팩트 밴입니다. 좀 노잼이긴 해 근데. 조금 노잼이긴 한데 그래도 뭐 T1 상대가 AL 가능성이 지금 99%거든? AL 어떻게 하는지 궁금하니까. I host a Minecraft server and I'm your monument building slave, no cap. I did have someone in the... We do have a Minecraft thread. For subscribers on the Discord, we have a Minecraft server. We used to. Someone made like a humongous bard mask. 아니, 10,000원 감사합니다! 하고 잘 눌리는, 원래 빵을 누르면은 다시 이렇게 공기층이 있어가지고 이렇게 올라와야 되는데 그런 빵이 아니라 납작하게 누르면은 그냥 그대로 눌리는 빵 그런 느낌. 거기에다가 이제 치즈 위에다가 해가지고 안에 모짜렐라 치즈 그거까지 해서 엄청 막 되게 끈적끈적한 그런 느낌의 햄버거였어. 울퉁불퉁한 빵. 맛 없다고 들었는데 진짜라고? I wish only thanks for the soul for the push up. Welcome to the Maple family. Make sure to check out the first below the palace if you haven't checked it out. And check out emotes as well. Love emotes. 가격이 거의 와퍼 가격이라고. 그러니까 나 그거 먹으면서 아 그냥 버거킹 와퍼나 먹을걸. 그냥 버거킹이나 먹을걸. 나 버거킹의 그 담백한 맛을 되게 좋아하거든. 얼마였냐고? 거의 12,500원인가? 그 정도 낸 것 같은데? 12,500원이면은 워퍼 세트, 좀 프리미엄 워퍼 세트 먹을 수 있는 가격이거든? I once tried to learn how to make music with the music blocks, but I respected my mental sanity more. Wait, why? Music making is hard. Agreed. I heard like AI can like make music now too.
Just destroying them this game.
AI music.
13-1 legendary Lucian performance.
BLG will try and defend. Knight forced away Kai out there with the unbreakable and still hitting onto Knight with the Winter's Bite. Decimating smash under the tower. BLG try as they might, they just can't withstand the storm that's anyone's legend. Now sitting on match points.
근데 요즘 더 빡센 거 아니야? 근데 그때도 되게 빡셌는데 요즘이 진짜 광고도 그렇고 뭐 여러 가지 스폰서 중간중간에 스폰서 같은 것도 섞여 있고 네, 선수들 인기가 훨씬 더 그때 시절보다 e스포츠나 선수들 구단 인기가 엄청나게 높아져가지고. 12,000원 햄버거 에바라고. 카라님 요즘 한국 물가 장난 아닙니다. 한국에 진짜 김밥 한 줄 먹는데 5,000원 내야 된다니까. 2,000원 시절 이제 지났죠. 김밥은 더 이상 2,000원이 아니라 2배 이상 올랐다고.
Putting a clear statement as by far and away the best LPL team would be quite the statement to make heading towards a matchup against T1.
Inflation? Yeah, 100%.
That T1 series will be so exciting. I mean, AL, I think maybe on paper people could
Galio banned again.
T1 has so much history of being the
BLG는 뭐 갈리오 그냥 필벤을 하고 있어 계속.
We of course have to see those
그 정도가 갈리오?
can turn things around.
Like permabanning Galio, really? I don't even know if it's worth permabanning.
BLG at this point. We need to have someone really step up, I think, and take over this series.
They
to
have
get them some momentum early.
Trauma
It can be
from
so
Faker
hard
Galio,
when
is
you're
that what
up
happened?
against it in a series like this. If things don't go your way at the start of this next game, I could easily see
Pantheon
it being a blowout.
bans, Ambassador bans.
Really looking at Knight or at Bin. Those are the two players that so often stand up for BLG.
Faker Galio is LPL's nightmare. True, but there's no Faker over there.
Keep doing what you're doing. They banned out the Pantheon, the Ambessa, Jace, Galio, and Shin taken away by BLG. I'm looking at the Varus. which has worked its way through drafts so far.
바루스 배나겠지. They're gonna ban Varus. There's no way they're gonna let Varus go through.
Last ban coming out from AL. Where are we gonna go?
Looking at what we have
Tabe?
available, like things like Skarner maybe if you're worried about the jungle matchup. We've still got Annie, Ari available, Silas and Yone. Silas for Knight is always something you could be scared of.
Poppy ban?
The Poppy going to be banned means that Vi goes
바루스
to the top of the
바이
table
풀렸는데
in terms of
Vi
early
and
jungle
Varus are
rotations.
both
Perhaps
open.
that's what AL want.
Yeah,
So
I mean, it
which
might be that they're
does
trying to lay a
BLG
trap, but
lock
with Poppy
in?
banned out, I
BLG가
feel
과연
like
픽하는
slam it down. Let's
챔프는
see the
바바가
Ari for
오픈이거든.
Knight
바바.
here. Go for the Vi
바바's
Ari
open.
combo. It is so powerful. Knight has
바루스
been
and 바이.
so well known for the champion for a long time. He's truly
바루스.
stellar on it.
AL's gonna lock in the
So
Vi
that was
then.
the idea. You leave the Vi open, then you can get the Varus for yourself.
바이
You know how much AL values
바루스
the pick.
주고 자야락한 하기에는
BLG
근데
can
자야가
offer that, but
바루스한테
now I
개
do wonder if
떨리는데
AL will just take the Vi for
사거리가
themselves.
너무 차이 나고.
Insta-lock the Gwen and the Vi, so not
Oh
only
my
will
gosh,
deny
they
the Gwen
knew.
away
They're
from
like,
being
okay, we're gonna
the
open
champion,
Varus.
he is very
Tabe
feared
has
out.
it all calculated.
Also gonna
He
lock
knew
in
they were
that
gonna
Vi. I
first
wonder
pick
if Shanks
Varus
will
and
go
he
for the Ari
insta-picks
himself.
Vi
This
and
could be an
Gwen.
opportunity for BLG to just
Vi,
find
Gwen,
the Annie to
insta-lock.
dissuade Shanks from going
지금
in that
그웬
direction.
상대로 할 만한 픽이 많이 안
There is
남았는데.
something that you can be said for that, but also
과연?
Syndra, I think good answer
What is
to it.
Ben gonna play into
Very,
the Gwen?
very good on it. Silas.
You
and
lock
I
in
think
the
there's a lot of
Camille. Lock in the
options here
Camille.
available. If Shanks
Just
were to
kidding.
just kind of slam that down. We'll have to see
Lock in
where
the
BLG will
Fiora.
take it, but
Just
thus far,
kidding.
I do feel like AL had a really
Couldn't
good
even play
read
the
on the
Gwen.
priorities for BLG because I thought
Lock
it
in
was
their
going to be a
Relia.
buy going over, but the fact that they were actually able to predict it was going to be
The
a Varus
Relia
going over.
angle.
They
Just-
pre-ban the Poppy, they get the Vi. They're the ones that are going to be kind of on the front fit
That's it.
here. And Flandra on his Gwen, very, very
Oh,
comfortable
I don't know
on
about
this
Nar.
pick. It is
Bin
hard to punish.
Nar.
I do think
Are you
it's a strong
sure?
line pick in the
BLG?
meta these days. It
You're
is
about to get
one of
eliminated?
those unique
Okay,
champions
Renekton
that
makes
both
more
can be a
sense.
massive side lane threat, but it's also really strong in team fights if you can pilot
Fiora! I knew it! The Fiora for Bin! He's literally going to carry! Bin Fiora! It's over, guys! Giga Bin! Giga Bin! Hell yeah! Let's go.
Oh my goodness.
야, 여기에서 그냥 레네톤 같은 거 했으면 그대로 진 것 같은데. Silver pick is really interesting. 0-3 this tournament. 영승 3패 중인 TV를 굉장히 맛이 없는데. 기노라. Holy moly. 오케이, 갑자기 재밌어지는데? 이거는 제 생각에 BLG가 조합이 훨씬 좋아 보이거든. BLG comp looks way better. Varus, Skarner, and Fiora is very well rounded in my opinion. Let's see what they pick in the mid lane. 미드에서 무슨 픽이 나오는지 한번 봐야 되긴 하는데. 피오라는 근데 붙어서 싸우는 놈이라 그 금연상이 통하지 않거든요. So Gwen's W doesn't do anything to Fiora because Fiora is obviously a melee champion and she's gonna try to like proc her Q and stuff like that, like her passive, and you can't really do anything into that as Gwen.
If you're gonna go down, you may as well go down.
You both have dashes, very similar type of champions, both have dashes.
On the side of AL alongside the Alistair, the Cassio, targeted towards.
Or my hair is like tickling.
Looks like that mid pool is going to continue
My hair is
to be
tickling
pinched.
me.
They want to make sure that that mobility is available on the side of BLG.
Yeah, very interesting to see. No Ari banned out yet. Of course, BLG
Is
still
Mel
could
good?
ban it here if they are concerned about that.
Mel
Vi
is
Ari
really
combo.
bad.
This really feels like a BLG Silas to me.
Mel is
Knight
very
is so
bad right
proficient
now.
at the pick, removing some of those very difficult matchups in particular.
수포시 관건이라고? 알리스타 뽀삐 다 잘렸고 카르마 잘렸고. Oh, Annie is looking good. Annie is looking good here. But I feel like something like Arya sounds better.
Annie really struggles into champions that do outrange. And if your read is that Knight will want to go towards something like the Arya,
Annie를 진짜 한다고?
well, then you're kind of pre-counting.
I mean, the win rate on Annie is crazy. Look at that, 9 win 3 losses. 9승 3패인데? Annie 승률 진짜 높구나.
range to poke and prod away at the Annie to try to shove that Annie in.
바루스
and
레나타?
really make things difficult.
I like Renata into the amount of dives that AL have. When you've got Gwen and Vi threatening that Varus, trying to gain access onto the backline.
I don't know. I'm not a fan of 레나타. 레나타는 아닌 것 같아요. 레나타는 아닌 것. 0-7 영승 7패 레나타. 지금까지 2승도 못한 개똥 쓰레기.
I mean, talking about laying it down.
Oh my gosh, they're going all in here. They're going all in here. Japan Open이구나. Wait, TFS Open, guys. Okay, let's see how statistics is gonna prove, guys. 0-7 Renata and TFS also 0 and
I do think it can
7.
work. It is heavily based on the execution. If there were a time for it, alongside the Fiora, would make sense.
Okay.
But he is having
Oh,
a
Akali.
and he's
Oh,
gonna slam the
Akali. Akali.
Does surprise me. That really does surprise me.
Akali.
That's a flex, man.
It can be a good
Okay,
matchup,
let's see what
especially
AL
if you're,
picks here.
like,
Game
command
5.
the laning phase even, once you've got
야,
the level
조합은
6
그냥
on the side
마지막에
lane, you
뭐가
definitely
나오는지
have some
관건이긴
kill threats onto the
한데.
Annie. But the laning phase could
Maybe
be rough.
like
I personally would have preferred the Silas, but I guess into the Sivir, he was a little bit more cautious about the Blitzcrank being hovered, and it's going to be locked in.
Blitzcrank? Kyle, you're playing Blitzcrank at the Renata. You're trolling. You're trolling. Renata 상대는 브리츠를 한다? 미쳤나봐. 와. Cinema. Absolute cinema going on here.
If you're gonna go out with.
Is Lulu good? I would say like a utility support might have been better.
I think.
But yeah, like
really
Lulu W would be
really can be
effective into
They
Kali, but
have so much agency, as these champions to make individual outplays, and I think that is heavily what you are
but then
relying on.
if you look at
I
this
also do
calm,
honestly really
they have
like
zero front
Renata
line,
here into
they still
what
have
we are
engage,
seeing.
rather than
It is
buy
relatively
ulti,
short range. It
you
is
know?
obviously showcasing this dive. Sivir's not gonna be
브리츠
worried
그랩이
about
진짜
the
핵심이겠는데
takeover
이번
because
판.
of that spell shield, but Annie,
왜냐면
Five,
AL은
Gwen,
뭔가 팔이
Blitzcrank,
다
all gonna be
짧고
trying to
앞라인도
pile
별로
in there,
없고
catch out
CC도
this
별로 없고
Varus,
이니시도 별로
and
없어.
on the Renata is built
하지만 여기를
to
보면은
defend that dive.
진입각이 여러
Yes,
가지가
you
있고
have the Vi,
스카너
you have the
튼튼하고
Annie, you're trying to one-shot someone, but if bailout comes through, if hostile takeover is there, if the fight gets turned around, it could
I was about to
really
bet.
change things
Oh
in
my
a
gosh,
team fight.
Zershinko, you
Seeing
ran
the
out of time.
smiles on the
No way.
BLG faces. They're still filled with confidence. They still believe that they can turn this series around. A roster of experienced players at this point. Vaishwan being the only new one to make his way onto the international stage.
애니 브리츠가 너무 맛이 없지 않을까 좀 걱정이 되는데 AL은. I'm a little bit scared for AL because like any Blitzcrank pick could get 4 or 5. I don't know, guys. I think Vi Gwen is okay, but you need something like more like solid in the mid lane. Annie's not really considered one of the solid picks, unfortunately.
5 times this split has only lost once. But then you go to the other side of the rift and you look at this Gwen for Flandre, 7-3 on it this split, 17-7
Unwinding
on
Knight
it all
of
time.
Renata.
The Sivir for Hope, a callback as well to
No
when
way.
he was able to pick up
Ignite
his first
Renata.
ever championship, playing that
No
Sivir
way.
and that Zeri. We're gonna hear
아니 근데
from
이거 맞아?
I Will Dominate, who
저만
people who've
레나타
watched
이거
it for 10
맞아요?
years, apparently. Shocks, take it away.
What is he
true,
cooking?
Dom. You have fans here that have been watching you for 10 years.
Yes, I'm really old, Chucks. I am really old, so.
That's not what I meant. Is this Fiora pick making you older?
No, I think it's going to be making me younger. It's saving us time. We might be out of here with the 3-0.
Someone told me you're a BLG Andy, though.
Yeah? Well, I've been a BLG Andy, but the thing about me is, like, sometimes I have to betray, like, my friends. Same way that you just did, where, you know, you went on the broadcast, you said, oh, no one's a fan of Dom in the whole arena, so, you know. No, I didn't. The hearing is going with the age as well, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do you a solid. Medic and I jumped on Kadrill's stream, and we spilled coffee all over his
Who is that?
Yeah, I
Omega
heard you
lol.
do that, and
Who?
then you looked over to me and you said, oops, and then you just knocked it on the floor, so. I appreciate it. It didn't
T1
ruin the entire
hater.
setup, but it was,
I will dominate.
a pro move. I like that.
이분 T1 굉장히 싫어하는 LPL Glazer and a T1 hater.
Just Tabe diff. He's too good.
LPL 좋아하고 SK랑 T1 별로 안 좋아하는. Yeah. I'm just saying, this is facts. I'm not even hating, guys. I'm not hating. This is just facts.
Ricochets continue just to chip away at On and Elk.
Yeah, nice to hear from Dom, and it's good that Shock spilled something from Cadrill's
LPL
setup,
NA
just don't ask
Glazer,
what she
yeah.
spilled over at Dom's.
He hates EU and he hates LCK.
Hate Dom off just to not mention it for the rest of the stream.
Hate is a strong word, but that's how strong
think about
he
early
dislikes
You'll
T1.
notice that Hope and Kyle already have the push. Kyle, he is
Uncle
posturing
Dom,
in a way where
Uncle.
he is fishing for a hook. The damage is very serious.
Wait, what did Piglet do for Dom?
Bot lane, there's the hook.
The hook on has to flash.
Yep, that's why I was
Meanwhile,
worried.
in the mid lane, Shanks is just
Oh! 베이츠원. 아니 아까 트런들도 그렇고 베이츠원 선수 오늘 나쁘지 않은데? 초반 갱 좋아요. Early gank angle is good.
Yes, they lose flash on bot side, but getting Knight on this Akali ahead.
저 애니가 죽을 수밖에 없어 저거 근데. What's the real what happened, but 스카너가 갱을 되게 잘 주는 것도 있긴 한데. 아, 애니가 또
dominating, already building up about a wave of an advantage.
뚜벅이 챔프의 한계.
I love this from Beishwan. It's something we saw from him in game 1
뚜벅이
as well.
챔프의 한계.
Three camps into gank, setting up your laners really well, gets to the edge of Ishtar, and then
perfect
there's really
driving
nothing Shanks
from
can do in this
Scholar.
situation.
Yeah, and it's just kind of the
Beishwan with early ganks today has been so accurate, right? BLG는 정말 초반 10분은 정말 완벽한데. In person live this.
Bin has flash, has repulse, will lunge away, needs to repulse.
Oh, Fior's fine.
So with Kyle and Hope on their way, Bin needs to be a little bit
Okay.
more cautious. Does still have the flash.
Oh my
Kyle
gosh.
has one of his own and won't send out the hook.
Dances around it well. You can see the ignite was even popped by Flandre. And the swap even
Fiora
came
boss
through,
confirmed,
so
guys.
AL doing everything in their power to try
Fiora
and put Bin behind, put
진짜
that
오랜만에
pressure onto
본다
the
진짜.
Fiora. But now he
Bin
can
is like a
continue
Fiora
to the
one
bot
trick
lane,
by the way, like
continue
he's
in
crazy
his
on that
1v1
champion.
matchup as the
빈 선수가
response from
잭스
BLG will
피오라를
be sending their bot lane to top as well.
굉장히 잘하고 펜타킬을 먹은 기록이 있었죠, 피오라로.
And there's the hook. Oh, that would have been a kill. He has no flash, and Tarzan was there, but just
Hey,
can't quite
On's
find
like
it.
locked in or
He
what?
might even be losing a
On's
plate
locked in now,
down bot
guys.
because he held onto the TP. So yes, you have that teleport advantage, but now you have to get something on top side. Otherwise, you've just gifted Bin an even larger lead.
It's about 300 gold ahead right now.
You're right, it was the plate in bot lane.
Gets the plate as well. Flandre on this Gwen, obviously very comfortable, but I'm not sure how often
Minus
he's had to
one.
play the Fiora
Condominion is gold.
I want to talk a little bit
minion.
about Shanks and his journey because I do think
He's
it has
locked
been
in there,
truly
locked
incredible
on.
to see what he has been able to do. As
He's
Shanks in
losing out
trouble.
tonight. Has the stun procced. Knight, oh, so close with the auto. Shanks!
To succeed, you have
No
to
way.
first fail. He gets killed by the gank.
Shanks.
He gets the solo bolo as Knight goes too far.
0-16.
Look at this timeline, though. The struggles that he had from a 0-16 roster, a 4-12 roster, all the way here to getting the solo kill.
Oh my
on match
night.
point against Knight.
Oh my
to push
night.
yourself to top 3 at MSI.
OMG.
It is hard to believe that someone would still have faith that they could make that journey when they were in the depths
As a
of
fellow
those
Knight,
challenges.
It's just such a contrast.
I don't know,
when
Knight.
Knight came in and very early on in his career he was finding success, as opposed to Shanks, who has had to work so hard for so long to reach this pinnacle. It is incredibly meaningful to get the better of Knight as well, just like he did in the finals, and getting that solo kill just closes that goal gap between the two mid laners in the matchup as well. Knight will now take over to level 6. AL hovering around the top side.
Look at Shanks, he's here.
Only hits a minion. Shanks has roamed from the base there towards that top lane, had the tibbers.
Yeah, it kind of felt like Kyle
땡겨!
waited too long to actually go for the
하지만
play
미니언이고요.
there. You know, Shanks made the roam. He's going to be losing CS mid lane, and I think, again, they're going to be dropping a plate. very
솔랭에서
quickly because
불치라.
Knight had quite a bit of alone time in the mid
근데
lane. there, so
불치는 저게
Sigma
맞아.
did actually fall, but Knight up a good 300 gold off of that failed roam
불치는
there
저게
from
맞아.
Shanks, where, yeah, I just think Kyle waited way too
저러다가
long to actually
이제
look for that
대박
play.
그랩 한번 딱 하면은 게임
Definitely playing towards
터지거든요.
getting his spells out a little bit quicker with the Ionian
그래서
boots
전
of
정말 띠꺼운 것 같아,
lucidity
불치가.
start here on the Annie, roaming around the map trying to find those ganks.
맞아. 저러다 한번 걸리면 이런 느낌이라.
Bin has built for himself.
플래시 없어?
The things
나
coming down from
봉풀주야.
BLG, they
나
expected
마법
Tarzan to
공업
have stolen
정멸이야.
away the Krugs, given the
마공점이야.
investment that we spent on the top side. And he's still not afraid. He doesn't slow
Man,
down
Annie
with his
was
aggression. He
completely
realized even
behind
the
from the
2v1,
gank,
the
and now
damage that
Knight
he's been able to do
got solo
to Flandre,
bowled. Like,
that he would be able to outplay in that situation. And so BLG, slowly but surely, even after the small blunder in mid lane, they built themselves a 700 gold lead.
Yeah, BLG will be really happy with how this game's going, especially
And
with
Bin
Bin
is
getting
just
some free time. Similarly to
completely
game 1,
dominating
he's got this
this.
early lead. Question is how effective he can
아니,
be
그냥
with it. Because in game 1,
피오라가
obviously, AL did a really good job of making sure
진짜
that Jax could
히트인데,
never
이거?
find flanks, could never find good team fights. Also shutting down on that Nico.
I don't know. I
helped
think
them
Fiora
out
can 1v9
to
this game.
great effect. Shanks here might be the target for BLG.
Fiora
as
can
Beishwan is
1v9 this
waiting
game.
just around the corner.
Oh
Kyle
my.
here to cover his mid. Beige1 going in, has the impale. There's Tibbers down. Kyle will eat the suppression and might eat the impale too, but Knight is not targeting him at all. Stunned up by Shanks. Kyle with a great bouncer play there for Shanks.
Yeah, really well done by both Kyle and Shanks. Kyle eats the CC.
Knight doesn't
And
have
notice that
TP
Shanks is
though. I
not
think
just
he's
hitting
not gonna
Beige1,
recall.
He's immediately targeting the
He's probably
Akali
gonna
so
stop
that
his
Knight
recall
cannot
and grab the
follow up.
wave.
Or if
Yeah.
he does, he might have been
Him
able to kill
recalling
Kyle,
her
but
is
he
crazy bad,
absolutely
so.
would have died for it. So really well played there.
It would be
by the
okay if he had
mid-support
TP, but
duo
otherwise.
from AL.
I'm honestly surprised. Like, I was expecting Knight to just fully ult and commit to that play. Flandre, now the target of a dive.
No impale for Beige1, but no flash for Flandre. Does have the ignite, will dash across with skip and slash. Needle works on, will take him down.
Oh, the bailout didn't happen on time?
On the bot side, we see a great
No
dive
way!
onto
Bin died for that too.
Didn't come back to life.
BLG's problem, man. They keep abandoning Bin. Bin picks Gwen. Bin picks Abasa. Even Fiora, you're abandoning him. What? Why?
Really nicely done.
근데 BLG는 정말 빈 선수랑 뭐 있나봐. 왜 안 봐주는 거야? 피오라 픽했는데 왜 피오라 쪽에서 안 하는 거야?
He hasn't gotten really much of anything for it.
저거를 그냥.
He's just going to TP back out towards
그러니까 이게 그웬이 킬을 먹으면 굉장히 기분이 안 좋은 상황이죠. They keep playing like a bot side. BLG keeps playing bot side, which is fine. If Bin was just playing a tank, but then you draft in a carry champion, you have to play around the carry. Like if Fiora starts falling behind in this matchup, like she's so useless, right? Okay, never mind. Bin's angry. Okay.
Flandre, no flash, no hope of surviving. Bin.
There we go! Keep playing around Bin. Bin can carry. Giga Bin angle, guys. Giga Bin angle? 저게 맞아. 저게 맞아. 계속 피오라 쪽 봐주면 좋을 것 같아요. BLG는.
This is only going to get harder for Flandre, as you can see in the 1v1. This Fiora is really starting to become a problem.
Yeah, it absolutely is, and it's a little bit reminiscent to game number 1.
페비님의 퇴근을 막아줘.
Bin got alone time down on the bot lane off of this earlier swap. This time it was matched, but not by the teleport. You know, that give Bin a bit of an advantage, but he is potentially caught out.
Opts the riposte, has the flash, will flash and then bolt his way away, but the hook from Kyle finds his man, and now the chase continues. Hope opens up with the boomerang blades, will be gifted.
That's Bin's fault. 방금 저거는 근데 빈 잘못입니다요. That's just him getting caught out. Okay, never mind. Change of plans. Don't help Bin. Play around Mr. Elk.
Heavily committing into trying to keep Bin down. They recognize the situation they're in on the side lane, but they're investing ganks to try and punish. They are foregoing a lot of neutral objectives as a result of this. This will be the first dragon of the game. You earlier, Azelle, talked about how AL was a
Kyle's hook? Yeah, blind
priority
hook,
team,
actually.
but they abandoned it in order to make sure they could make that effective dive
No,
on the
Kyle's popping off the
1-2
series.
scoreline, but still up 400 gold against Flandre.
Does have that gold lead, but in trouble is Knight.
Knight has to try and jump away with the perfect execution and will manage to escape.
그래, 얘 그냥 3대 0이라고? 와, 저런 조합을 했는데 이게 밀린다고, BLG? 에이, 설마. Oh, nice. Nice from Blitzcrank. Oh, but you were gonna get the destroyed. 아, 이게 궁까지는 좋았는데 스카너 궁 플래시 반응했으면 살았거든. If only he flashed the Skarner ulti. But he didn't react on time, I think.
But then when the ulti came through from Elk, there was nothing
아직
that
몰라.
Shanks could do to help his support.
일단 베이츠는 좀 열심히 잘하고 있거든요. 베이츠는 is like trying his best to do everything. He's ganking top, he's ganking mid, he's ganking bot
Everything
lane.
that has been going their way, the level 3 kill that they're able to get in mid lane, the attack up towards
Yeah,
the top side,
Beitron literally
helping Bin get a
1v9
kill
right now.
again here in the mid lane multiple times, putting on that pressure. I feel like he is playing a great game. Even though everyone, rightfully so, would be favoring Tarzan very heavily in this jungle
Fiesta
matchup,
game 3,
I think
what the hell
Beishon has
is
been
y'all?
having
That's what
a
I'm
pretty
saying.
good showing.
Yeah, his early
Cinema
game
in
in
the
this game has
game
been
3?
absolutely phenomenal. Like in game 1 when he got ahead on the Trundle,
Game
got a
3 Cinema.
couple of early kills. The problem is for BLG, often when they do get ahead in the early game, especially against AL, they chase a little bit too far, and when you're chasing into things like a Sivir, an Annie, a Gwen, it can be your demise.
It absolutely can, and when you're thinking about how the comps do work later on, you can see how BLG can win if they can get into that backline with the Fiora and with the Akali, but it is going to be really hard
Oh
to pull
my,
off.
all
Whereas
this
I feel like
10
what AL
HP
wants
from
to do
what?
is very simple. You Sivir
방금 레나타 썰리는 거 보셨나요? 와, 11을 뭐야, 딜.
having that space created by the aggression from the rest of the team.
Sivir damage
just
kinda
has to hit
insane.
anything basically and ricochet through. So I feel like AL are set up
Oh,
for success.
they're engaging. Oh, oh, Tarzan getting caught. Tarzan can't move. Oh, AL. 비상. 초비상. 초비상이다요. Oh, Shanks has a good ulti, but good flash as well. But I think he's dead.
Knight has to flash the wall. The chase continues. Kyle here once again
What?
to defend his mid lane. Exhaust base one. Hope looking to open up. The stun from Shanks on across the wall won't have enough with the loyalty program.
아니, Shanks kept living with 10 HP every single time the enemy is living with 10 HP. What the hell? 아니 저게 왜 마무리가 아까부터 나인이가 마무리가 안 되는데? 뭐야?
That BLG makes, AL is looking to respond.
For a beige one just left like that.
Overextending just a
그거는
little bit.
베이존 선수가 못한 게 아니라 좀 뭔가인데? 양보를 하지 말고 그냥 킬을 먹었어야 됐다? Yeah, I think just take the kill, right? Just take the kill. This is why you should never ever try to like give the kill to your teammate. Just last it, right?
This is just a great pick from on.
타잔 그러니까 타잔 선수 너무 불쌍한데 뭐 팀원들이 다 마무리 잘해줬는데 Shanks actually played that really well. Don't get me wrong. Really perfect two-man ulti. Good flash, you know.
Yes, there's the flash forward from base one. It looks like it's going to be a kill.
아니 그리고 여기에서 그 벽에 그게 안 됐어. Shanks actually did play really good.
I do think he's so. He just needed one more auto attack. And I guess he was worried.
I don't know. The Q cooldown was not gonna be back up though. 근데 애니 쿨 아직 애니 그 스펠의 Q 다시 안 나오는데. 베이촌. 베이촌.
Feels like a story of the series, a step too far.
Anyone there? Knock knock.
He overextends and
knock,
AL
knock.
are quick to collapse. Both these teams are ready to skirmish, and this time around it's AL that get the better of the fight.
Tarzan having to flash the chain of corruption, turns it back around onto Elk. Has that
thanks for gifting Elton or sub for the Bishop Moo. Anton, welcome to the Meat Family. No more ads for you. And the purchase for thank you so much for Moo. Mushi, thank you again. Mushi Manzi. Good sobas for.
Really well played there. Tarzan realizes, you know what, I can't get out from this situation.
Thank you.
I just need to buy enough time for my mid laner to get over
what
here
just
to
happened?
knock
I was
down Elk.
thanking people,
As Elk
and I
really
look at the
does feel
screen,
like the
and
hope
Elk
right
is dead.
now. We talk so much about Bin, we talk so much about Knight, but Elk is the one here playing this on-hit Varus and has the 4 early kills.
Oh, a great repulse by Bin.
The idea there being that the silence comes through. Ooh, Flandre now the one.
Yeah, I'm not sure how Flandre gets out of this one. He's already used the skip and splash. There's the impale.
Goodbye.
Gets his second. And BLG continue to punch back.
저런.
BLG do punch back, but again, it's the towers now.
바텀 타워가 밀리긴 하는데. Wait, they're gonna get first spot tower? No. They already got first spot tower top side. 이미 탑 타워 밀은 상황이라서 AL은 타워 2개에다가 여기에서 용까지 챙기려고 하는데.
And it feels like BLG should be the ones ahead in gold, but it's
Dragon's
AL with
curse.
over 1k gold lead here. And quietly Sivir
And
getting
Son's a bloody
very
one though.
strong.
14 kills in 18 minutes, 60 minutes.
If BLG
1 kill a
this
minute,
extra
almost.
dragon,
Yes,
at the very
1
least
kill a
they could have
minute.
bought a little bit more time. Relied on the fact
이번
that they
판은
have
되게
these strong side lanes, but
서로
they'll put a lot of
치고받고
focus on securing
초반부터
these other
치고받고
towers, and
엄청
that's where a lot
많이
of this
싸우는
additional
느낌.
gold is coming from.
첫 판은 엄청 느렸거든.
The good news
플레이는
for BLG though is Knight getting
한
some solo time on the top
22분까지
side of the
0킬
map. He will
아니었나?
secure a tower for himself.
첫 판?
You can see that with that first item completed,
Oh,
moving
wow.
away from the rocket belt and going for a little bit more burst damage, that assassination tool that is super valuable in those 1v1s and on the side lane. Flandre trying to defend the tower.
Flandre gonna
BLG
die.
gonna collapse though.
Flandre gonna die.
We'll get Flandre into the wall.
Flandre gonna die. Okay, Flandre's not gonna die. Flandre's gonna die. Flandre's dead. Bin's dead. Oh, they're all dead. Tarzan's gonna kill everybody. They're going. BLG. Wait, Tarzan has ulti though.
Available though for the buys. They continue to chase forward. Hope flashes in, and Tarzan lives. A double for Hope in the end. AL clean up the fight.
BLG send 5.
Oh my, I thought Tarzan was gonna die there, but they flash forward. And
well.
not even Tarzan died? No way. They hard punish on that push. 아니 너무 깊었어. It was way too deep for them, right? It was way too deep.
He was in a 2 versus 5 and he threw the ultimate out. Not as a
They greeted so hard for a tower.
ready for the arrival of his team to say
굳이 2차 타워를 위해서 모든 사람들, 그러니까 만약에 한두 명이었으면 몰라도 5명을 다 올려보내니까 이게 5대5가 되고. 오, 베이추원. 아니 베이추원이랑 온이랑 정말. I don't know. Bane's getting caught out as well. Like I don't know what the hell is going on with BLG. You can't even ban Beitron because I feel like Knight also threw away his lead. Beitron ganked me, gave a huge lead to Knight, and then he got solo bowler. He got solo bowler.
They need time. They want to be playing in the
I don't know. The only one who's like playing good is Elk, right? Everybody else. 여기 5명이 그러니까 여기에서 만약에 그냥 타워를 적당히 밀고 빠지면 몰라도. Oh man. Bin went in, kill for laundry. They'll get them run down. They'll get them run down. Matron's Senatry has to run away. And then Vi's ulti comes back on 2 seconds later. Ulti's back. 와, 앞플래시로 저거 호응하는 것도 더. Hope is so fat on Simmer.
In multiple fights, we've seen him hold
Coach Cap.
He's not just sending it immediately.
Coach Cap.
He goes in with the Q, forces the flash, backs off.
뭐 큰 거는 잡겠다고. 그러니까 빈 선수도 저거 1대5로 들어가는 거 아니었던 것 같은데.
But we are going to win the fight. And look at the damage dealt. 2 champions in the last team fight.
스카너가 근데 한타를 할 수 있는 상황이 아니었어. 그리고 애초에. 그러니까 저 플레이 자체를 하면 안 됐어. 한타를 하지 말고 적당히 그냥 뭐 어쩔 수 없이 한두 명은 잘리는 식으로 타워 밀고 그런 느낌을 해야 됐어. 반대편에서 CS 밀고 바텀 타워 밀고 막 이랬으면 좋았을. 근데 아직 BLG? 타워 밀고. 살아 있습니다. BLG gonna get tower here. He's gonna try to deny as many minions as possible. 미니언 최대한 많이 태우고 나와서 이제 미는 모습.
To the many LPL teams that have faced T1 throughout the years, and based on how they're playing, they are making a statement in this series, affirming to the world that if they end this in
AL
a 3-0
vs T1, please T1, I need a revenge Genji match.
The strongest LPL team at this tournament.
And a team that's evolved.
I don't know.
Well. It's not just you've played against different people, you've beaten different people.
AL's looking scary. I'm scared.
Beating BLG 3-2, 3-1. And now would be 3-0.
Chaos use.
Beitron looking for the Ishtal's impact. TP coming in as
the
well.
one-man Blitzcrank Renata ulti is probably not the best though. 그 부치한테 1인 레나타 공은 조금 아쉬운 느낌이 있긴 하지만 그래도 뭐 미카엘 뺐으니까 한 잔에.
Hopefully get a pick on a Blitzcrank. And he just has the perfect Mikhails.
There's a hook onto On. Hope opens up and will take down On. Tarzan jumping forward as well. Ishtal's impact will lock him against the wall, the Impale as well. And Tarzan will coming in.
Knight going in by his dad. It's all out. No, Elk's that too.
Elk snipped away by Flandre. Bin trying to do anything he can to survive. He's forced back to his tier 2.
It all starts with a single hook. Kyle finding that pick onto On. The rest of BLG quickly tried to turn that into a winning fight, but it ends in disaster.
My BLG.
The good news for BLG is that they take out Tarzan, they take out the jungler.
My BLG, BLG
fans. Oh man,
it's rough.
The double TPs come mid.
Bin will be able to walk away from this one, even with the molten shield. I'm not sure Shanks can chase. Kyle going for the overdrive. That extra movement speed will expire. There's the riposte. And yes, he will.
AL looks scary. Yeah, I'm scared for T1, but
still survives. The dragon is up, as is the Otacon. AL in such a prime position to close out this game.
You can see BLG pings onto the Otacon there, but there's so many wards in their jungle that AL is going to know what's going on.
BLG가 이 정도를 수락하다니 안타깝다.
On that side of the map, and now you can see the counter pings coming in from AL, noting that BLG is not looking for that dragon. They are going to try to go for a risky play. And if they commit to an Otacon and AL catch them on it,
솔직히 G2전에서 그렇게까지 막 BLG가 못했다는 느낌을 못 받았는데.
Good static build will stop the channel. Knight trying to get in from the side. Tarzan
T1에서 T1전도 그렇고 플라이커스전도 그렇고.
And Bin is deleted. On next up here for anyone's legend, they'll find two. It's a bloodbath so far. BLG are cooked as AL clean them up. The flash forward from Shanks will find the stun, and the Knight must bow to Shanks. Elk chased away. Nothing he can do.
다들 이모티콘.
BLG can only watch as
The
AL
party
clean
mode.
it up.
It is a clean 5-0 ace in favor of
Why are BLG so bad?
to try and find any pick. They set up for a
What has
collapse
Bin
on the
doing?
Kyle, but
What has
it
my man
ends
Bin
in
doing?
disaster.
Yeah, and Hope had base.
What has
That
my
play
man
was
Bin
late to the
doing?
fight, but he shows up with the third item, the Infinity Edge completed, and you knew as soon as he arrived.
And on
it was
positioning,
curtains
like, what?
For BLG, they try to find a pick. They are punished so
And Knight's
heavily
running
here.
away,
AL
poking one,
fully
but he
commit to the
can't.
chase, knowing that this is their fight. No way.
와
that
조합을
BLG
저런
can
걸
fight back.
짜고
Elk tries his best, and they have got
되게
to
좋아
know it. They
보였는데
are so
그냥
close
피오라가
now
안 타지
to
말고
sealing
사이드나
the
밀지.
deal
와.
6,000
Just slow down the game and have Fiora split side, no? Because he wins side lane. 1대1은 이기니까 그냥 피오라 사이드 보내서 사이드 CS 먹고 타워나 깨야 되는 그런 상황인데. This wants to go home at this point? Yeah. Maybe they want to start practicing for EWC. $20 million, right? Or is it $2 million?
A monstrous task now for BLG.
EWC가 상금이 더 크기 때문에 근데 EWC 보는 게 맞긴 해 라고 하면 안 되겠죠. 장난으로 얘기하는 거고 확실히 근데 빈 선수도 지금 멘탈이 많이 나갔나 라는 생각이 들 정도로 오늘 플레이가 나이트 선수 초반에 갱 좋게 스칼라가 와줘서 좋은 시작이었는데 바로 1대1 솔킬 나오고 애니가 지금 레벨링이 더 잘 된 상황이죠? 애니가? And he's huge. Shanks is so huge. 8-1-6 by the way. This Annie's building Magi's. It's over.
Shanks has been stellar, but Hope as well, as you're
That's
mentioning. 13-1-3 on the Lucian.
What do you
He
mean?
is now 7-0-10 on the Sivir. Feels like he has barely stepped a foot wrong as this duo have been
오늘 점검 이야기 오늘 점심 이야기 하자고. 에헤이 아직 안 끝났습니다. 아니 끝났는데 잠시만 호프셋 나이트 고른. But I mean wait. Elk is kiting. Tarzan's dead. Wait. Elk is just running down every. Oh, that's Baron. Elk can do it. 먹어. TP. 해보타고. They can do it because it's on hit by the way. Paris is on hit. Well, Elk literally carrying the whole team on his back. You know?
No one's going to be respawning in time, and Hope this time.
이거 먹었어.
Actually, can they? This is getting a bit risky.
No, but Elk has to tank. Elk tanks now, and it's so good. Yeah, they got it. Perfect. 와, BLG가 또 이걸 goal gap completely closed by the way. It's gonna be the other way around now.
That is multiple massive shutdowns going their way. And it is off of an AL look here. They're the ones moving in, but watch Knight. It's all about his positioning here as they catch him on and Knight get in onto Hope.
Hope's positioning is so in there.
11
포지션이.
11
positioning.
untouched. There's no pressure put on the Varus,
Oh.
and that means it is the
Giga Bin actually being useful here. Elk just running down the whole team.
Series, buying them a shot in this game.
Nice.
And Knight has got to feel good about that one.
We talked about it coming out of the draft.
Man.
If you're
I mean,
BLG,
with Sivir's wave clear though, it's not over yet.
And you look to Bin, and
네,
this
11을
is
웨이브
why
클리어
so
생각하면은
often
근데
they
게임이
put their
끝나거나
team
그런 건
on
전혀
their
아니죠.
backs in these vital moments. It
It's
is
not like they
not done
lose or
yet,
anything.
though. the gold's still slightly
yeah.
in anyone's legend favor. They still have 2 dragons and an
And
Alcon
Elk
to
is
only 1
trying
Drake for
so hard to
BLG.
carry his team.
I mean, Hope
통나무를
is
겁나 많이
naturally
들고 있는
very afraid
엘크.
of the kill potential that Knight will have on this Akali, but now the front line has to be really cautious of Elk.
지금까지 솔직히 이번 판 엘크 선수가 잘못한 건 없거든. 바르스가 잘못한 건 없죠.
My eyes also drawn towards the top side. A 2,000 gold lead here for Bin. Yes, the KDA doesn't look great, but who cares? He has 3 completed items. He has the Baron on his team side, and he's level 16. Flandre really far behind. He has been grouping a lot. He's down 60 plus CS. He does not have the ability to really hold him in the side lane. And we have all seen these crazy Fiora games where sometimes you find a window to crack the base and you can look for these crazy plays where you're TPing in, trying to go for a base race.
BLG plays smart, do not do the classic game 3 gold swing throw.
So we'll see if AL can kind of button it up here and just try to
BLG
slow
went
things
through.
down, get it back in their favor.
This is the thing about BLG. Their roster is full of talent, and that potential is always ready to shine through. Let's see if they can find another magical fight.
BLG will win MSI? Yeah, that's a good joke. That's a good joke.
Ticking over to level to 15, he's going to go quickly back to base as the TP ready.
And I think, honestly, if you're AL, there's no reason you have to fight for this. It would just be the second dragon here for BLG. So you can just play through sides. You can just continue.
And they can't even siege the mid-tier 1 tower? No fucking way. 아니 미드 타워! 아니 바로 먹고 미드 타워도 못 밀면은 근데 개똥이다. Baron buff is expiring in 15 seconds and they couldn't even push the mid tower! No! What do you mean?
But again, AL don't have to
바론으로 그래도 골드 차이 역전시켰으니까. I mean the Baron buff itself does give gold because like it gives 300 gold to each person. So that's 1500 gold by the way. 1500원을 나눠 먹기 때문에 그나마 골드 차이를 접했다. 한타에서 골드 많이 먹은 것도 생각해야죠.
Looking for their
바론
second of
저런
the game,
타에서.
and anyone's legend are not answering the call. Instead, they'll play
AO
out
will
their
lose
own
to
jungle.
T1
They'll
3-0
make sure
and
they
then
have
win
the mid lane
MSI
cryo.
against
Baron has
Genji
fallen
3-1.
off. AL
I mean,
actually having to back away from only on the advance
T1's
here.
gonna win?
Tarzan might look for the smite across the wall.
T1 beating Genji
BLG get in
3-1?
range. Beige
What?
One secures it. BLG take
They
the
might
gold
beat
lead.
Genji 3-2. I don't think
First time
3-1's
this
gonna
game,
happen.
and quickly AL take it back.
Wow. The game now has a
정글
very
차이?
different tone attached
정글
to
값?
it. Earlier it felt all but
I don't
done.
know.
AL
Tarzan
looking
is
to
ahead, 40
cleanly
CS.
close out the series in a 3-0 fashion, but a single fight, and now AL feel
That
the
is a good
stress.
joke
They feel
indeed.
the momentum shift as BLG regain their confidence.
Good joke, good
Items
joke.
continue to be completed. They continue to get stronger. And there's the Jack Show now finished for Elk as well. So these fights are going to look very different from what we've been seeing so far in this game. And when you look at the top of your screen, 23 kills to 14, you feel like that it's a foregone conclusion. But the items at the bottom of your screen are the true story of what we can come to expect in the next fight.
They absolutely are, but I mean, we already talked about the Bloodthirster. They also were waiting for the Death Cap, and that is ready. The hook just narrowly misses. Shanks now level 16,
Yeah,
Death Cap
Blitzcrank
completed. They were waiting for
needs
the
to
Death
hit
Cap.
some
They were waiting
miracle
for the
hooks, I
BC. They were
think, for
waiting
now.
the GA. You have to think Tarzan is going to be pretty close to that as well. As AL may just be one good hook away from closing this series out. It's BLG that have got to stay focused here. It will be a long road for them if they are
14,
to be able to
23인데 골드
come back.
차이가 안 나네. 아, 그 뭐지? 현상금 골드를 다 모으기 때문에 현상금 골드 막 700원 먹고 막 이랬거든.
Foul of over-aggression, of greed already in the LPL and here at MSI. AL grouping in a 1-4 split. It's Flandre matching Bin on that side lane. Bin with a 70 CS lead, 2.5k ahead.
BLG has to win here, has to beat T1 and then beat Genji, right? Yeah, I wouldn't bet for them. Yeah.
He needs just that little bit more protection.
Exactly,
Next Drake,
easy.
3 minutes away, but the Baron is where my eyes turn. Only 30 seconds, no vision really up there for BLG right now.
It's just not gonna happen,
Expect to see
guys.
Beige One and On teaming
It
up
could
and walking
happen,
through
just like
that
how I
blue
could
side
win the
jungle to get a
lottery
vision for
right now.
themselves.
The pedals also making a difference.
Can happen, but it's the likelihood of that happening is so low that at that point it's not gonna happen.
That they have been able to actually collect, and Bin is spotted here.
You know what I mean?
Should just be able to walk away. Was doing the Grom. Bin spotting Tarzan early means there's no real risk of a Vault Breaker into cease and desist. You've got the riposte. You have enough tools at your disposal just to escape. There's the Guardian Angel you were talking about as they finished on Tarzan. Seekers as well for Knight. Means that assassination
You are winning the
potential
lottery.
all the more
Congrats.
real.
Yeah, thanks.
On has a Locket and a Mikhail.
If I win the lottery, I'll
on
buy
this
you guys
Sonata
all
as
a
well.
pizza.
Be so powerful
Every
from
one
a
of you in
team
the
fight.
chat.
Mikhail was obviously primarily for the stun coming out of Shanks. And a QSS for Hope.
Pizza time.
He knows if he's untouched, if he
Let's
has a little bit
go.
of time in a
What's
fight,
your favorite
that
pizza?
Ricochet
Pepperoni?
is just going to melt.
And now, I mean, he has the Mikhails, he has that QSS. You can
My
see that
favorite
Kyle
is the
sitting on
combination.
cleanse
I
right
always
now, so
get
even if he
combination
gets hit by the
pizza.
hostile takeover, he can actually
오늘
cleanse the
피자
Mikhails, but
먹겠네?
Shanks
아,
could be in
오늘
trouble.
피자
Jumped on by Beishwan, puts
안
the
먹을
tippers down,
건데.
gets the stun.
Wait,
Knight
Tarzan
with the
can
chase,
call
Beishwan,
out.
the Impale going wide, Tarzan down to our Beishwan,
Shanks just dead.
just assassinates the
Oh
Annie.
my
Shanks
gosh, we're
down
going
now,
game 4,
as
guys.
AL have to defend us
We're
full.
going
It's an
game
easy
4.
execution as BLG
They're gonna try
find
Baron.
the lone target in a side lane. The damage from Knight was lethal as the Baron is begun.
I was looking for that hook. Gets it onto Beishwan. The static field down.
Beachwan! 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 There was a free Baron just down behind the Baron, so Blitzcrank can't hook you over the wall, my guy.
He stops the Baron, and then instant Mikhail's there on Flandre as he gets hit by the hostile takeover. Beishwan lost track of the fact that he could have got hit by that angle, and now Kyle's looking.
Kyle flashes forward, doesn't land the hook. The tower falls as the bailout on Bin would bring him back if he did fall. Has that G8 on his shoulders. AL able to defend. No further push coming out from BLG. The Drake up in 50 seconds.
That's just disastrous, though.
Oh wow, they're just doing Baron. They don't care about
BLG
Dragon.
losing your jungler there, exactly, because now they can start the counter Baron.
No,
here.
no,
Beishwan just
no
needs to stay
jungle
on
for
the
14
other side of the Baron,
seconds.
not allow Kyle to get
정글이 없어 수마가 없잖아, 근데. No smite, no spellbook.
They're looking to contest.
It all comes down to this. You have to feel every hope and every
Oh,
wish for BLG
On's
to
flash
take
was
it
so
into
crucial
the
there. He was about to
World Cup
die.
finals. The arrows are landing.
Oh
Kyle
my
does
gosh,
everything.
no
Knight wants to
way.
switch, but he's basically got nothing.
They're gonna do Baron and they're gonna. Oh, that was smite was so early. Because the Blitzcrank smited too. That's why. 카인이라서 근데.
Bin trying to get away with that lunge, but Shanks has the stun primed and ready. The blast cone from Bin, the bolt breaker from Tarzan riposted. The stun lands, but so does the disintegrate.
Bin. Poking one. Knight, why are you going back in? Why are you going back in, Lord? 아니 저걸 다시 들어오면 어떡하냐고.
Jungler, AL secure the Baron. The carries
와,
of BLG made
진짜
it much
이거.
closer than it should have been. Knight and Bin get into the Baron pit. A beautiful
4경기 가는 줄 알았는데 이렇게 되면 또. I mean, On actually flashed properly because if he got hooked, he's just dead, right? Oh man. Elk literally 10 HP. 와, 바루스 개불쌍하네 진짜. Feel bad for Varus.
And AL here looking for a dragon. Tarzan gets knocked over the wall.
He should have the bolt breaker up.
That is a clincher if I've ever seen one.
Brother Shanks, are you okay?
Elk is just getting into, I don't know, ADC POV.
Anyone's legend, the Red Bull Baron power play
ADC POV?
We saw BLG
Like, On needs to help him more, I think. On needs to help him more.
AL will want a lot more. Flandre is answering the wave on the top side.
아직 모르다고? 차이 안 크다. 좀 알 것 같기도 하면서도 그러네. 아직 뭐 바로 먹고 뭐 민 거 없습니다. I mean, they got Baron and they're not pushing anything. They did get the dragon, so it's still points for AL.
Withered a bit there for Bin.
Getting another Earth Dragon is nice as well.
Tarzan won't have his, Bin will
Carly?
not have his.
Yes.
This fight is going to be explosive.
제발 BLG가 각성해라. 퇴근을 막아. 아니 저 일찍 퇴근하면은 솔랭 방송 있다가 키가 생각했는데 점심 먹고 솔랭 방송하면 돼. 오랜만에 다들 해야겠지? 월드.
On the hunt is Hope. On the hunt for a lower bracket.
솔랭 안 한지 지금. 솔랭 방송 안 한지 한 2주 된 거 같은데.
The LPL was only represented left in MSI for BLG. You need vision outside of your base. You need to be able to track Kyle on this blitzcrank because his hooks have been hitting.
이모티콘이 너무 이상해요.
Vision coverage on these flanks is very strong from BLG. That controller doing a lot of work. Another hook goes wide.
Kyle's looking. Bin's looking too.
He has TP with the spellbook. Does cancel it now. See if he wants to go back or reset. They're looking for Flandre.
The challenge down onto Flandre. Immediately dashes in. Flandre will skip and slash across the wall. Hope trying to position well here. BLG will force Flandre down to half HP. He does have the TP to rejoin the fight. BLG showing. Give it a second with that Gwen.
이모티콘들 레전드네 그냥.
Deleted.
And that was incredibly bold there from Bin. Just went in, pops the ulti, gets Flandre down incredibly low. But he does survive. Bin again, just posturing. I mean, he is feeling so confident. He knows it's kind of up to him, and they are looking on the side here to try to chase down Hope. But with the ulti, should be able to outpace them.
That's still a lot of pings.
They're still going.
Lost a lot of HP. Yeah, I think this is way too deep. Kael going to spot out that they are safe now to go back to base. It's looking to be an Elder game at the very least. We're looking at one more
Twitch
Baron.
chat.
2 minutes.
Show the Korean
Both teams
music
will farm as
chat.
much as
Show
they
them the
can
Fevi lick, guys.
to get ready
I do
for
have
the
a lick
next
emote.
fight.
The Fevi lick emote.
Full build.
Wait,
on
is it like
Elk.
tier
The
2
gold really
or is it
doesn't
tier
mean
1?
much. It all comes down to execution.
I think it might be a tier 2 emote. Oh, there it is.
Elk now has a GA in there as well. He has the Jack
그래, 우리도
GA,
있어.
the permanent resistances that are going to stack up. He is
Yeah.
going to be tough to knock down. Not to mention all of the protection there from on. So now, even with all of the damage that Shanks and Tarzan have, it's not a foregone conclusion that Elk dies if he gets caught. There's so much protection that you're going to have to punch through.
Everyone is
Honestly,
licking.
I feel like the way that this fight is going to go, AL have moved away from trying to dive, and instead they're all about peeling.
Yeah.
So every time, their goal is to stop Knight from getting anywhere near Hope. As long as Hope lives and can auto-attack, Ricochet should do the rest of the work. So it pretty much
Hey yo,
becomes
we're getting
protect the
freaky in
president
here.
right
Yo,
now,
yo, yo,
as
yo,
AL
yo.
We'll have to defend the siege.
No more
from
freaky
Knight
stream,
and
guys.
Bin,
No
who
more
will be
freaky
looking
streamer,
to try
no
and
more
take
freaky
out
chat.
Hope in the fights.
And when you're looking at a fight like that, it's so important to think about vision and to think about summoner spells. The exhaust, well highlighted there for Kael, gives him that protection against the Knight. Do you need the wards on your flanks as well? We've seen Knight assassinate Hope
Okay.
at that first fight around the
I guess
Baron
we're playing a
because Hope did
60-minute
not know
game,
that Knight
guys.
was there.
This is the
And
problem
rest
with
of AL
Silver,
had
like, game
chased
never ends.
onto the BLG backline.
11의 문제점. 그냥 웨이브 클리어가 너무 빨라서
In League of Legends
아무것도 못하죠.
And that unsealed spellbook is going to pay dividends.
Longest
potentially
game
this
in
last
League of
fight.
Legends
Kyle
history
finally
was
has
actually
his
by
second
Jin
item.
Air
He's spending
Greenwings.
so much gold on
With the silver
vision
game,
throughout
right?
this game,
I mean, not
so
in League of
many
Legends.
pink wards.
LCK history. I don't know about other
Redemption
regions,
is done.
but
And we'll see if Hope wants to start
테디
teaming
선수의
up
그때
any of the
11을
items.
넥서스
Sold.
기억하거든요.
Something for the Lord Dominic's
The
regards.
QSS.
Oh, Mikuyo
Please, BLG Soul Theory in here. Give me game 5.
Hostile takeover, chain of
What do you
corruption,
mean?
but
You want, if it's almost 3 AM, you have to go to bed then.
Putting a lot of trust
Maybe
on Kyle
BLG
and your
needs
spell
to
shield,
release your suffering.
Rightfully so. I feel
And
like
lose
those are
your-
two trusty things.
Yes.
I mean, if you're going to put trust in a support
Yeah, I
in
think
the
full
LPL,
dragon
I think
fight is
Kyle
going to be huge fun.
probably the best one
Then
to
again,
do it
maybe
in right
Baron.
now. Anyone's legend will
Baron's
try and
gonna
get
be more
control
important.
over the Baron River.
40 minutes in.
-1.
Baron spawns 8 seconds. The third one of the game. Soul point for AL.
Flandre is
1200
facing, I'm
마리
assuming he has his
CS.
death cap. He is going to go back. We'll see if
그때는
he does have
장로
the
드래곤도
conclusion. There it is. That is a massive
없어서
buy. We have to check in again on the fact that the
게임이
GAs
그냥
are
안
now
끝나요.
active and
장로
ready.
드래곤이
There are
없어가지고.
3 available here.
Back then there was
Tarzan
no
has
Elder
one,
Dragon,
Bin
so
has
game
one,
just
Elk
didn't
has
end
one.
at
There's
all.
multiple Zonias as well.
And the bailout from that Renata. Especially if Knight is diving in, the bailout just gives you that little extra damage. One more 5-point strike could be the difference.
그 정도 후반 게임 되면 돈으로 즉시 부활해서 질질 끌린다. 그런 메커니즘 있으면은 돈으로 즉시 부활은 조금 에반데?
Bin could just solo it though. AL are very heavily committed towards the top side of the map, so we'll see if Bin wants to go
Yeah,
over
Bin's
to
gonna
it or
solo
if
it.
he's too
Bin's
worried
gonna
about a
solo it.
potential engage here.
Oh, they're engaging.
Oh, there's the on the hunt immediately. Ball breaker forward. There's a hook back as well. And On is down before he can pop the hostile takeover. AL will turn their eyes towards the Baron and BLG. Are you going to fight this? Base 1 and Knight stepping in. Elk there as well, but it looks like BLG will give up the Ghost, take the Drake, lose the Baron.
Exactly. You know they're not going to fight it because Bin is on that dragon, soloing it down. They do not get soul, but
I
at
mean,
least
they did get the
deny
dragon soul.
Explosive engage there.
They
finds
got
the
the
Renata,
dragon soul
and now
point.
the question is,
Not too
can
bad,
you hold
guys.
the line here against the Baron buff?
Dragon Soul point secure for
Hope's
BLG
ultimate
as
comes
well.
off cooldown very quickly.
However, can they stop the
And they're
Baron
already
push?
making their way towards that top tower.
바론 이거 바론 버프로 미는 거 이거 타워 깨지겠는데? 이거 억제까지 깨지겠다 이거. Look how fast the tower explodes there.
BLG just gonna funnel down mid, try and keep that wave as far away
Shanks
as
trying
possible.
to push
Shanks
him
has the
mid wave as
teleport,
well, bring him mid wave.
but, isn't needed to join
I don't know if
AL on
AL's
this
gonna
push.
siege
Now
another
On
wave
back
though.
alive.
미드까지 밀 것 같진 않거든.
For the
AL도.
ages for BLG if they can somehow
그러다가
find a
이제
way
한타
to get
지면은
back in
그냥
this
터지는
game,
거긴
get back
해서.
in this series. One fight away from going home.
I mean, they're gonna siege it, but they're not gonna
once again making a name for themselves on the international stage.
The only summoner missing is the flash from Tarzan here that he did spend in that pick.
그러니까 이거는 근데 뭐 게임 이기고 지는 건 아직 모르겠는 걸. We don't know yet who's gonna win because whoever wins the fight just gonna lose the game. Like BLG can just straight up push mid. It's so late in the game they're just gonna straight up push mid and end. Same thing can happen for AL. AL's taking it slow. No need to make the same mistake twice. Yeah, we already saw from G2 and FlyQuest what happens when you try to like, you know, force an end, and when things don't go as planned, you lose! They reverse end.
But it's Hope pushing mid lane now, and we saw how fast that top lane inhibitor tower went down. Bin is on the side, but this tower is getting quite low.
3 autos and it's down to half HP. The chain of corruption, a whisker away from finding Hope. Does of course still have
바루스 노궁이요. First and ulti. Silver's actually gonna crush in the top mid tower then.
Hope using the bloodthirster shield will just tank up the tower. BLG not pulling the trigger yet. Have lost an inhibitor tower in mid. Flounder with double cannon minions down to
the Bin! The Giga Bin dead! Or he's alive! He's alive! He's alive! Oh my gosh, one has to flash. One has to flash. Beige one has to flash. Everyone has to fucking run all their way. 집에 갔다가 체력 채우고 다시 와야 될 것 같은데? Go home and come back with full HP, no? Oh no! Oh, Bin! Oh my gosh, bro. He does have GA. He does have GA. Oh, Honest no flash. It's over, guys. It's over. It's over. BLG. No, 저런. 바루스는 할 수 있는 게 없고요. Wow, that ending's so anticlimactic. All of that just for that ending is depressing. 조합도 좋아 보였는데? 오, 저런.
A dominant series here from AL. All you can say.
Well played, AL. 타잔, 카일 그래도 한국 선수들 진출해서.
3-2 in the upper bracket.
타잔, 카일.
Finals 3-0 at MSI. This team is ramping up, and they're gonna have to. A tough challenge does await them. If they want to win MSI, it will have to be through T1 and then through Gen.G, who awaits the winner of that series in the grand finals.
T1전 저요? 직업이 아니 별팬이 많은 감사합니다. Thank you.
To give the LCK a run for their money.
T1, the infamous LPL killers.
아니 잠시만 근데.
Challenger awaits. AL will go on to face them tomorrow. And again, we go back to the conversation we had earlier. Winning 3-0 makes
2 LCK, 1 LPL.
They are head and shoulders above that of BLG.
아 근데 얘 너무 무서운데? 잠시만. I'm scared for T1 guys. AL looking strong guys.
Because there's not but one, but 2 LCK opponents ahead of them if they want to claim the MSI title.
뭐야 왜 벌써 끝났냐고 그런가? This is the fastest series. Like, wow. Literally less than 3 hours, guys. 2시간 반 만에 끝났어. 2 hour, 30 minute, and game already ended. And the series ended. Holy moly. I mean, even game 3, it could have been a 2-hour series if game 3 actually was not this long.
We heard from himself before the series started that synergy was still something that they needed time to develop.
31.1k for Varus, but 51.5k for Silver. Crazy. 원딜 차이. 감독 차이. 감독 차이는 아니. 마지막엔 근데 진짜 조합 BLG 조합 좋아 보였는데. I don't know. BLG comp looked good on paper. Gameplay was not there though. Knight got completely gapped. Bin was getting completely. Bin was just trolling. I think it's okay in lane, but 라인전을 잘해놓고 빈 선수도 뭔가. 중후반 한타도 그렇고 이거 좀 안 좋았다. Oh, and Beige won't get caught out on repeat. It's okay. It's okay. Start prepping for EWC. See you then, BLG. See you then.
We've got some intense League of Legends coming up over the next 2
어차피
days.
EWC 며칠에 있거든요. 그거 준비를 하지 않을까. BLG.
AL have already pushed Gen.G to 5 games, and I'm excited to see what they can do.
Yeah, we're joining Shox, Wendy, and Tarzan for the Verizon post-game interview.
Tarzan 3-0. That is even better than in the LPL finals. So I have to ask, what made this match easier than those finals?
애호강,
首
애호강,
先恭喜你们
애호강.
获得今天比赛的胜利，非常干净利落的3-0。其实比你们上一次
Wendy,
相遇
right?
决赛
Wendy?
当中打的感觉比分还要更轻松一点。
Tarzan's
所以说你觉得
parents?
可能是为什么这一次好像
타잔
赢得更加轻松一
부모님이랑
些呢？
가족분들인가 같은데? That's so cute. They flew from Korea. 한국에서 오신 거 같잖아.
Definitely, I treated this game
Whole
as a
family,
tough one as well,
flew
but
from
I
Korea.
think we just be more concentrated than
Tarzan
our
is fluent in
opponents, so
Chinese,
that's the
though.
key.
I see. Now, Tarzan, you are a very successful player in your own right, but that international trophy
중국어
is
너무
missing
잘한다.
from the
카라님도
cabinet.
중국어
Can you tell
그
me about your
알아듣지 않나요?
confidence in the
카라님?
guys you have around you and anyone's legend that this could be your tournament?
其实我们一直都知道他
한국어로 해주세요. 근데 이거 보는 사람들이 다 중국 분들이 많이 볼 것 같은데?
但是可能对于你来讲还
당연하지
缺
않을까?
少一座国
중국
际大
팀이잖아.
赛的奖杯，所以说也想问一下，
그리고
和
이제
所有
한국어로
队员们
인터뷰하면은
帮兄弟们
뭔가
在一起，
알아듣는
你有多大的
사람들이
自信，觉得这一次是你可以手握国际奖杯的机会呢？
其实就感觉这次我们进入 MSI 嘛，然后也我们跟 AL 其实是第一次国际赛，所以就已经感觉很有机会了吧？感觉。
For this AL coming to MSI, this is our first international journey as a team, but I feel like we just been closer and closer to that final trophy.
It looks like it. Now, of course, for the LPL last year was a
그리핀 이후로
nightmare.
쭉쭉
T1
그
had to
중국에서
get rid
뛰지
of the
않았나요?
LPL
타잔 선수?
teams to get their
그거 한
world
7년 정도
trophy.
있었던 것 같은데?
Now you have the chance to take them down, and you have to go through two
아니면
Korean
5년인가?
teams
아니,
if
6년
you
정도?
do want to win the trophy here. What can you say about the challenge ahead, about T1, about Genji, who are all standing in your way?
其实可能，特别是去年的世界赛上，像 T1 就像笼罩在 LPL 上空的梦魇一样，使我们最后离最后的冠军奖杯失之交臂。而这一次，如果你们想要在这次 MSI 上走到最后，你们需要越过 T1、越过 Genji 这两座高山。
내일도 경기 있나요? 네, 내일 T1전입니다. 내일
9시
아침 9시.
分享一下你怎么看
Tomorrow
待
is T1
未来的这两场，
vs AL
同时你怎么看待可能未来的挑
Owner
战
vs
呢？
Tarzan.
其实明
Chance
天
vs
打
Faker
T1也是，他们也是很强的队友吧，但是我们也很有自信打他们吧。
Kyle vs Carrier.
I must say, T1 is a super strong
카일 대
team, but
캐리어도
at the
보고
same
싶다.
time, AL, we got enough confidence.
Absolutely, we'll see it tomorrow. Now there are a couple of
SK에서
players
많이
on those teams that you know
봤었는데
very well, but I'll ask
지금
specifically about Doran on T1. Have you kept in contact at all now that you'll be on the other side tomorrow?
那其实也知道你们和其他的队员也是比较的熟悉，但是特别是 T1 多兰选手，因为你们以前是老朋
What is
友
the
嘛，
next
所以说也
game
想问一
in
下有没有
around
可能和大家有稍微聊
22
一下，那
hours?
这一次你们也将作为对手
21 hours?
互相对决什么样的一些感受？
其实没什么吧，就希望
뭐라 말하는지
跟
페빈이 마시나요?
两
전
边一起
중국어를 못합니다.
打出一个精彩的比赛吧。
So what I'm thinking for now is, hopefully the
아,
two
영어는
of us
알아듣-
and also the two teams, we can really show you guys a very exciting best of 5 tomorrow together.
We hope so. Tarzan, support for all of us in doing what we do is incredibly important, and I have heard that your family is here today. If you want to say
Tarzan's
anything
family.
to them as they saw your big victory here.
那其实也听说他赞选手的
Tarzan's
家
parents
人
are
也来到
here.
了现场。但其实他赞选手
얼마나
部
대견할까
分
진짜
都
부모님.
오셨고
Imagine how
혹시
you would feel as a
부모님들한테
parent
하고
looking at your
싶은
son
말씀 있으세요?要
on
不要对家人
stage.
朋友们说一句？
일단
in front of all
멀리서
these people.
와주셔서 감사하고
Family
내일도
goals,
화이팅
yeah.
할게요.
So from a really far distance coming here to support you, I really appreciate that. And hopefully with all the support I received, I can just do better tomorrow.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Tarzan. Congratulations.
영어,
시시
중국어, 한국어
감사합니다.
3중 통역.
Wendy Smurfing, as
그러니까
always,
한국 통역까지
this is it
같이
from
했으면
MSI
좋았을
stage,
텐데
and we'll see you
아쉽네요.
again tomorrow.
까비요. 제가 해드릴 거 그랬나? 저도 통역할 수 있는데. I like how she translates it back from Korean. No, it's she's speaking Chinese. What do you mean?
I'm gonna come to you.
Oh, he did speak. He did speak Korean. That's what you're talking about. At the end, he did speak Korean. 타잔 선수가 마지막에 한국어를 하는데 그거를 또 중국어로 번역한 다음에 다시 영어로 한 번 더. Holy, she's crazy. You're right. She's absolutely insane. Tarzan's mom is so cute. Reminds me of player 149. What does that mean, Lee?
When it comes to the consistency,
Are you talking about Squid Game? No
just
fucking
stands
way.
above. And BLG, it wasn't even close.
No way you're talking about Squid Game.
I'm trying to get Tommy.
Ain't no way.
Special guest joining us.
Spoilers?
Cafe is gonna be at the desk
Chronicle
with us
Ultimate?
to wrap
No.
up the day. Thank you so much for joining us.
Tabe's here! Tabe!
That was a 3-0. It's fine. Put on the headset. We're gonna come to you in just a second. Any first comments on winning 3-0?
한국어를 하고
today?
중국어를 다시 말했다 마지막에. 가족분들을 위해서 한국어를 한 것 같아요.
The draft outplayed our enemy team.
In this most recent draft, you picked Gwen really early.
감독,
I know in
저
previous
탑의
matchups with
감독님이
BLG,
진짜 말이 안 돼요.
Bin has
근데
had that kind of power counterpick. I'm thinking specifically of the Embessa
이런
that
팀이
you really
아니었는데
picked, and
정말
he
감독이
responded with
중요하다는
Theo.
걸 느끼는
How
것 같기도
worried
하고.
were you about this Fiora?
Actually, during Game 3, the draft was like we are on roller coaster. Because we knew that if we just ban in common sense way, they will get Ferris or Vi by free or Gwen. So we decided to challenge ourselves. We released 3 champions, like you see, Ferris, Vi, and Gwen. Yeah, we knew that if our opponent pick 1, we get 2. So maybe this is a challenge for us to tackle. But I know that Bin is superior player. He can play whatever against Gwen. But we knew that our whole team compo better, then we can win the game.
I agree. We see a lot of reactions from you backstage, of course. Very hyped, very stressed sometimes. How often do you get stressed seeing your team play?
To be honest,
Difficulty too
I
low.
will only be hyped and stressed when I think enemy team is good.
All right.
Yeah, because I think BLG today is very strong. We have prepared a lot about the in-game decision making and also the draft. Maybe if tomorrow we can win LCK, you guys can see me more excited.
Tabe, I wanted to ask you as well. As we can see in many of these
No,
clips,
no, no.
even though BLG
You can't beat us.
found
T1.
moments when it
No,
comes
no,
to
no,
lane,
no,
I
no,
think
no,
you
no,
guys
no.
teamfighting
No, no, no,
today
no, 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 no,
wasn't
no.
even close.
Sorry, Tabe.
How do you
Big
think
fan,
the
but
teamfighting have been going? I
we're
think
gonna take the
even
win
further
tomorrow.
sort of,
T1's gonna
MSI
take the
received a
win
big
tomorrow.
development in that. And how are you looking to take that into tomorrow's match as well?
In this particular game against BLG, all of us knew that they have superior lanes. Their lanes always performed really well. So we tried to
Uncovering
swap
him.
lanes
One
and
sec.
we tried to get more neutral resources like the Drake and the Crux. But maybe we have to change tactics against LCK tomorrow, but I cannot say here.
Of course.
Leaked! Please, leak it for us, Tabe.
Tarzan
Damn it.
to be the Oppo player of the
He
series.
almost leaked it. He almost leaked
Anything
it.
you want to tell us about his performance, not only during this series, but the entire
Hacker
MSI?
leak.
Because when I interviewed him on stage, he was telling me that this is my responsibility. This team is my responsibility. I have to make sure that they're all going to perform well.
Tarzan is a very cute, kind,
He is.
and gentle person. When
Cute?
he first joined our team, I
Cute
said that he has
person?
the leadership, which I mentioned in couple interviews already. But till now, when our enemy's level is higher and higher, not only him, all of us, the responsibility and the capability of securing challenges will be higher. But all the moments during our daily life and scrims, Tarzan is like the light in the harbor, you know?
Light?
He will guide us to push our limits through the dark ocean, to let
Wow.
us like
This is a
have
huge
safe trip on
compliment.
the boat.
What?
So
Feel strong,
today
man.
He always helped us a lot during the drafts. In-game communication, he will
극찬이다,
always
진짜.
encourage all the players. Calm down, we can still win.
한국의 빛이라고 하는데요,
exchange,
여러분.
and
타잔
never
선수가.
give up and always seeking
감독이 이렇게 선수를
the right place to fight to let us to
칭찬을?
turn back. Especially in game 1.
Bro's
we
a
are
poet? Yeah.
behind, right? And he always keep on communication. But the most important thing that I want to point out is he is really a leader, a captain, and the spirit of the team.
Captain, leader, spirit of the team.
That was great.
Spitting facts beautifully. That was
Wow.
amazing. And,
My
the
man
next
is a
challenge, of course,
poet.
is gonna be T1,
Holy
and then
moly.
after that, Genji. Now I know you can't say too much. You don't want to say too much, but
프로포즈라고.
takeaways that you have from the series that you've seen between T1 and Genji.
부모님이 아니라 장인어른 장모였어.
Anything that you understood from both teams.
아니 근데 진짜 와, 저 정도로 칭찬을 해주니까 타는 선수 좀 너무 좋겠다 진짜.
Genji, and we played against them before, right? And we saw the games yesterday. They play against T1, which was a very spectacular series. I think we have to move
Emperor Shanks vs Demon King Faker tomorrow?
To that stage, then we can win
Go
enemy's
Faker!
team. But I think it is very hard for us, but we knew that it's hard, so I don't care. It's hard, you know. Everyone knows that in the world, LCK teams are very difficult to play against, but we will try. We'll try our best, and all the team and Tarzan and me, we will just strive our best and to challenge.
All right, perfect. No leaking strats. Let's stop here for this one. Last question for you, Tabe. I don't know if you heard, but well, there's first a lot of people waiting for you here, and
entire
T1 win tomorrow.
many people cheering
T1이
for you
이겨야
today.
돼 내일
When you
진짜.
came off stage after every draft, when you
저희
came off stage
점심은
at the end of the
된장국이랑
series, is there any
밥이라고.
message that you
맛있겠다.
have to
맛점
your
하세요,
English-speaking
맛점.
fans?
다들 맛있는 점심 드시길 바랍니다.
Yes, I really heard that fans are cheering for
They literally beat us last year,
me.
Febby, at the same
because
tournament,
I
at the
heard
same
a
spot.
lot of, Tabi,
No,
Tabe.
we lost to BLG. We
I
didn't
really
lose to
wanted
AL
to
though.
turn my
We lost to
side and
BLG.
say, thumbs up,
Yeah, the same team got eliminated just now, but they're
You know,
bad,
I
Danish.
was afraid to do this action because I'm afraid
BLG's
of
bad.
losing too. So, but I am glad that fans are willing to come here.
Anton is in love. Anton is in
Thank you
love.
very much.
Shout out to Tabe, Vancouver. Thank you all so much for your support, and thank you, Tabe, for joining us today. It was amazing having you. Best of luck for the challenge that you're gonna have for the
Tabe
rest
was a
of
coach
the
under
weekend.
BLG
And that's all
though.
for us here. We're gonna be back tomorrow with game start at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern,
You're right.
and 2 a.m.
You're right.
CEST.
BLG coach was Tabe. You're right. We did lose to Tabe last year. Oh my gosh. Oh my. I'm scared now. 작년 BLG 감독이 타베 감독님이었네. 그러고 보니까 방금 저분이 타베 감독님이거든요. 근데 BLG 코치였다가 BLG 감독이었다가 AL 감독으로 오니까 와, 이 감독 차이구나. BLG가 지금 우왕좌왕한 이유가 감독이 바뀌고 나서도 또 큰 것 같은데? 아니 T1이 왜냐면은 BLG 상대로 완전 당했거든요. 뱀픽부터 해가지고 작년에 롤드컵 말고 롤드컵에서 우리가 이겼지만 at Worlds we won, but at MSI we got defeated by BLG. Guys, remember? BLG top 8. Now we're against AL top 8 in MSI. It's gonna be rough, guys. It's gonna be rough. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the co-stream. I will be ending the stream and eating lunch. It's 12 o'clock. Noontime, lunchtime for Korea. Hope you guys have a good rest of the day, night, evening, morning, afternoon, whatever time it is in your countries. I'll catch you guys tomorrow for the T1 game. The T1 game is gonna be huge tomorrow. 내일 T1전에서 봅시다, 다들. 좋은 낙점하시고요. 그리고 솔레인 방송을 이제 그 오후 저녁쯤에 틀 수도 있으니까 다들 그때 오실 분들은 따로 시간을 안 정해둘게요. There's not gonna be a separate time. I'm not gonna have a separate time, but I could turn on the stream later today because today's stream was really short. Maybe a solo queue stream. We play some solo queue. It's gonna be random though, so make sure to join my Discord, guys. If you haven't already joined my Discord, this is gonna be tomorrow. T1 vs AL. Oh my gosh. T1. Gonna have to share for T1. 잘 쉬고 봐봐요, 페바. Okay. Welcome to the main event. 여기서 지면은 탈락이야. If T1 loses here, we're out. T1 wins here, back to Genji T1 finals. Yes? Thank you for all the support. Bye.